this much. DC need somebody in their middle order. Mitchell Marsh के बाद ऋषभ पंत के वहाँ पे.
But I'll tell you,
go
where
ahead.
I think they're going to bat him. They're going to bat him as an opener because he will. I
Actually,
agree
we
with
have the
Sahil,
first
he will
bid
struggle
for,
at the Kotla. His best chances to get runs in
He's
the
not an
power
opener.
play.
He's
It's
not
a
an
steal.
opener.
But he opened. You can after 8 matches they opened with him for 4 matches last year.
SRH, now you're talking about.
Hyderabad.
But it did not work.
Correct. But if you have, I agree, it's a steal deal. But to my mind, it's still 4 crores wasted by DC. If he's being picked, lick yellow, they're going to open with him because they need an opener. If they're batting him in the middle order,
Travis Head.
they're
Okay,
finishing
so
10
we
out
have
of
a
10.
bidding war between
Yeah.
CSK and SRH for Travis Head.
There you go.
No, ये बहुत लंबा जाएगा.
Yeah.
He's the top buy, and I think
10
there
to
will
12
be
crores
other
probably.
teams.
10 to 12 crores probably.
I'm waiting to see who jumps in at what price.
Yeah, somebody will jump in at
Yeah,
7 crores.
7 crores.
Exactly.
7 crores.
Yesterday we discussed 2 franchises which desperately need
DC.
Travis Head.
DC was one of them.
Hyderabad.
But no,
Correct.
But look, DC have now got Harry Brook, and if you're saying he's
DC
going to
now
bat in the
wouldn't
top
come in.
order,
Yeah.
If I'm saying, my gut feeling is,
No,
if,
I don't think so.
If they wasted 4 crores, they will get nothing out of batting.
But
in the middle
Jamie,
order.
if you have a Harry Brook, and if I'm saying Rishabh Pant is 50-50, just thinking, you are exhausting all your overseas slots in the batters. Who will bowl for?
But you
Delhi-
don't really need to play him.
David Warner,
if
David
Rishabh is
Warner,
every match,
if,
no.
if they don't,
need to
if they
play him
don't,
every
like you
match.
just said, if they don't make a sudden bid for him, it's going to be David Warner, Harry Brook, and Mitchell Marsh are your top 3. उसके बाद लॉटरी
जिसका मतलब पृथ्वी शॉ का पत्ता कट
जो होना भी चाहिए,
होना चाहिए. They might use him for they might use him as an impact player. But
correct.
I mean,
I just don't
I still don't think Harry Brook as a top order batsman. I think he will bat at 5 or 6. जो रॉबिन पावल उनको नहीं दे पाए,
और जो रायली रूसो
नहीं दे पाए. That is something that what DC will
Harry
try
Brook,
and get.
can Harry Brook, Srini, can he come at number 3 because you have David Warner, Mitchell Marsh probably opening or probably swapping Marsh 3 and
Marsh, I think 3.
Harry
Best
Brook
ever 3.
Probably. That can be the lineup.
Yeah.
I don't see Harry Brook as an opener. That's
Yeah.
for sure. It has to be after that number 4 or number 5. I don't know if this was what Delhi was planning. I think right now they've got him at a very good price, but now they have to figure out how to use him.
Yeah.
If CSK don't get Travis Head, if CSK get Travis Head, they're not going for Ravindra.
Correct.
Well,
Why they don't have place to play Ravindra? Yeah,
If
they
you
have.
can
They
play
get
him at
Travis
three,
Head.
already
they get Travis Head,
shut
no
shop and
Ravindra.
go back home.
Yeah.
That's it.
So then Gaikwad doesn't open.
But Sahil, if they don't
So
get
Travis Head at 3 or what? Or Conway?
Travis Head at 3.
Conway
Travis
at
at
3.
3.
Conway at 3.
They
No,
definitely
Conway
don't
opens.
experiment
Conway
with
Conway
opening
opens.
guys.
Conway
They
opens.
won't. Yeah, they
No. Travis Head at 3.
3.
Travis Head,
Conway and Gaikwad, they're not going to touch.
Okay, so they really need someone like Rachin Ravindra right now because they have Ravindra Jadeja and also Mitchell Sandner for left
No.
arm.
I'm not just for left arm.
Mitchell Sandner, again, it's a problem. Where do they fit it?
No, I'm just saying you have him in the squad right already.
Look, we're talking about Rachin Ravindra. जब हम उनकी बात करेंगे, you only have to talk about him as a batsman.
Batsman, yeah.
World Cup में his bowling did not set the stage alight. There's not much
But
there.
the flip side is that here it's only 4 overs. You
And
have
what-
that extra hand.
But you have
What I feel-
Ravindra
what I feel
Jadeja and you
looking
have Mitchell Sandner.
Looking at
You
Moeen
don't-
Ali's availability, probably that is why they're going for Travis Head because he can bat
No,
left-handed
but if they're
and
going for
off-spinner.
Travis
And
Head,
off-spinner.
off-spinner,
Handy
yeah.
off-spinner.
Then Rachin Ravindra was never in the scheme of things.
Has
It's
it
still
problem?
No,
a
that was
big
just
league.
Because you
that
had
was just discussion.
probably two similar forte players already and experienced ones in the
No,
IPL.
that's what MS likes, right?
So that's what Chetan is
He
saying,
loves the
right?
battery on left arm
You
spinners.
don't go to a Ravindra expecting 4 overs.
Yeah.
दो
एक-
तो ये भी डाल सकता है.
हाँ.
SRH
अच्छे डाल
दो
सकते हैं.
ये
SRH
exactly.
ने AirPods ले लिए हैं. It used to irritate me a lot. They used to have those wired things. वो भी एक कान में और वो दूसरा लटक रहा होता है. I am so glad to see that they are sitting with AirPods.
So what's the big news? They have the
have
AirPods or
AirPods.
Roman Paul going for 7.4 crores.
No, SRH have AirPods. SRH have AirPods. That was just so irritating for me to watch. But look, this is now 5.6 crores. This is I am still waiting for somebody to enter at 7 crores. Let's take a guess. कौन enter करेगा?
DC probably.
DC probably.
Not DC was. Then you don't have any slot for a bowler.
The bigger fan I am of RCB, probably RCB as well.
No, not RCB.
बहुत सारा पर्स दे दो.
RCB कहाँ खिलाएगा? नहीं खिला सकता.
But I'm still expecting him to go
RCB
for
has
at least
पैसा
10 to
तो
12 crores.
पैसा है
Have they bought
RCB.
anything yet?
No, they haven't.
पैसा तो है.
Hyderabad will, I think, if no one comes in like Chetan is expecting, I think Hyderabad because they
Hyderabad
need.
has that kind of a purse, no?
नहीं, but they're it's
Six.
always been दो ताबड़तोड़ ओपनर और एक आपका गया.
Yeah.
तो बेयरस्टो के साथ ये लेफ्टी and he's basically David Warner level ना.
Yeah.
Bairstow and head. Gajab.
And plus left-handed.
वही
No,
बता
no,
रहा हूँ.
Bairstow is there.
Bairstow is
Punjab.
there.
Bairstow is Punjab Kings now.
अच्छा
With
वो
Punjab Kings. So
Kings.
they have-
So they have Abhishek Sharma and Mayank Agarwal. as
Mayank
their
Agarwal,
openers.
Abhishek Sharma,
Oh, then
Aiden
head,
Markram,
head.
Yeah.
and Glenn Phillips, Henrik Klassen.
Chennai don't need him as much as Hyderabad need him.
I guess they're picking him for Moeen Ali.
SRH have a good middle order now. Klassen, Phillips,
Klassen, Phillips,
that's a good
Markram,
middle order.
ये जा रहा है.
Abdul
वही जा
Samad.
रहा है.
6.4.
And also Washi. You can't really
Washi,
forget
yeah.
him. He's
Washi
a
should
handy
bat
player.
it.
See, SRHB, if they
Marco
take-
Jensen as well. In lower
if
middle.
SRH get Travis Head, वहाँ पे भी overseas का issue है.
बड़ा issue है.
बहुत बड़ा issue.
कहाँ पे?
But
In SRH.
because you have नहीं, आप देखो ना कितने भरे पड़े हैं आपके पास. You have Glenn Phillips, you have Aiden Markram, Marco Jensen, Heinrich Klassen.
But if you, he will.
Faruqi, if
No,
you
no,
want
he
to
will play. I'm
bowler
just
as well,
saying. I'm just
Faruqi.
saying कि there is a lot
Correct,
to
correct.
digest over there.
But their top
Chennai,
order, the top order is one of the worst.
Chennai have 16 crores to play here, yaar. Because look, Ben Stokes you released for 16 crores. You literally have 16 crores to throw at this guy.
You do.
I probably feel
And-
they'll go for 10 to
and-
12 crores is the budget they'll
But
have
they'll-
for him.
No, no, I'm not saying
For
they will throw
Travis-
16 crores,
Yeah.
but I'm saying they can
They
go to
can,
that much. But you have to see CSK. There are two franchises जिसके बारे में हम बात करें, चाहे MI हो चाहे CSK हो, they go long term. They don't think 2 years, 3 years down the line. If they take Travis Head today, they are talking retention.
Yeah.
They will be
Talking
thinking
retention.
retention next. So from that perspective, they can happily go 10-12 crores. I don't think SRH have a shot here. I'll be very honest.
Gone.
They've
So they
stopped.
are-
CSK is out.
CSK is
They've
out.
got him. So if anyone comes in at 7 like you predicted,
Yeah.
मजा आएगा.
CSK is out.
CSK is out.
They're out. They're out.
SRH.
Oh my
SRH.
god.
Srini, if SRH gets him,
Wow.
you know,
It's a steal.
there's
boss. This is the
it's
real
it's a steal. But again, where do you play him? Like, how do you
Open.
But you have a lot of.
SRH with CSK that wasn't the deal.
Yeah.
But with
But
SRH,
SRH
the
you
overseas
open.
slot
is the first name on the
you
team.
you have only 4 overseas slots. Then whom do you?
No, but see that's the thing they will have to juggle. Na?
right now with the kind of
And
the
that-
kind of options that they have,
And yes, he has gone to SRH.
Oh my
Travis
God.
Head
Travis Head.
I did not
stolen
expect
away.
that.
Aiden
I
Markram.
did not expect that.
Klassen.
Marco
Klassen.
Jansen, Klassen.
That's it.
Again, last time यहीं बैठे थे हम लोग, and I said on paper Hyderabad have a damn good franchise, but it didn't translate. So you have to budget for that happening again.
But the thing is, right now, if you look at their, अगर हम उनके 4 overseas गिनाएं अभी, that's Travis Head,
Travis Head.
Aiden Markram, who's their captain, Marco Jansen, and Heinrich Klassen. These 4 start,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
You can bench
and then
Glenn Phillips.
Faruqi,
yeah, and then
Faruqi as well.
you see how it goes. फजल फरूकी भी हैं, so depending on marker, so आपका जो toss up रहेगा वो मार्को यानसन, फजल फरूकी और ग्लेन फिलिप्स के बीच में रहेगा. So it just depends what kind of purchases they have. I think they need a spinner also. So that's at 7 CR, that's a steal, but I'm very surprised that CSK pulled out.
Okay, so looking at the all-rounder squad, Srini, Abhishek Sharma, Washington Sundar, Shahbaz Ahmed, they're all-rounders, and then they have Mayank Markande. They don't really need a part-time spinner. They have hell lot of them in the squad. So probably Travis Head can be used as an impact player just for the batting pit.
Possible.
No, you will play him as you use a spin here. Why use Travis Head as an impact player?
Impact
You will
player
keep him-
नहीं आप करोगे
I
ना,
don't think
overseas.
Srini, what do you have to say?
Yeah, because he brings a lot to the table.
Srini, what do you have to say?
Well, you can't definitely be using Travis Head is not your impact player, but I'm wondering with Sunrisers, the more I'm looking at the squad,
Yeah.
for me their perennial problem has seemed to be the what you pick at the auction and how you kind of put them to use
Yeah.
is like 2 different things.
Yeah.
You know, for look at the way when they initially bought Washington Sundar. You know, I have always felt that Sundar is not your tailender.
Yeah.
You know, it took them time to understand that
yeah.
Washington Sundar could have been played right up in the middle. So I think it's a case
Second
of they
round,
not being able to identify.
Yeah.
Oh, finally MI is in the race
Karunar
for-
has gone
Unsold.
Yeah. And now we have Steve Smith.
What MI are bidding for Steve Smith?
Did they put up a bid?
No, you just mentioned MI is there.
No, I saw-
Acha, okay.
No, the camera panned to Rahul
Camera
Sangvi,
pan,
but
yeah.
that doesn't mean anything.
So MI ने अभी तक कोई bid नहीं डाला ना.
So that
और
is
RCB ने भी नहीं
for the
डाला.
next
RCB ने भी
set.
नहीं डाला.
MI is waiting on
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
RCB will take
they
domestic
they need
uncapped
bowlers.
players.
They need bowlers.
नहीं बिके Steven Smith.
Steve Smith unsold.
Steve Smith
He
unsold.
might come back.
Huh?
DC
I
will get
doubt.
him.
I doubt.
DC will get him at base price.
Base price.
Last round. में.
Manish Pandey is the next
there
one
you
at
go.
base price 50
Ooh,
lakhs.
Manish Pandey.
Who you said KKR?
KKR and CSK.
No, you can
Not
have
CSK
him,
for
you know,
sure.
at
No,
50 lakhs.
Not MS Dhoni.
You need. Arey, MS Dhoni is a big fan of Manish Pandey.
I doubt.
Big
Let's
fan.
see. Let's see.
That's just my gut feeling. I'm sure I can be wrong.
But again, the kind of
I
baseball
was wrong live.
that can be a steal.
I literally said कि CSK will take Travis Head and SRH got him. So I can be proven wrong easily. So that's not a point.
I'm saying unsold.
Unsold.
Unsold, yeah, same here. I
Massively
agree.
overrated.
Or probably
Massively overrated.
they'll
I'd
go
stick
after
to
him.
No,
after-
DC have got him. DC have
No.
No,
This
DC
was the
have,
previous bid.
no DC. So they put in a bid. No, they put in a bid. At
No,
base
they
price.
haven't.
They haven't.
They haven't.
They're just
Okay,
showing where
That
he
is
played
base
last.
price, 50 lakh.
Okay. No,
They
the
had him
previous.
last
Okay,
year, yeah,
Probably
they released him.
wait हो रहा है आगे के
unsold.
probably after
Yeah,
Unsold.
नहीं जाएगा।
15
Manish
years.
I
Pandey
think
unsold.
they'll come back for
15
him.
years, 2 innings.
Yeah.
हो गया
or now
Manish
he's
Pandey.
unsold.
No, come on. 2 seasons he gave for KKR, yaar.
2 innings, 2 innings.
That season they won. He was really, and Gautam Gambhir was there. He was really consistent.
9 साल हो गए भाई उस बात को.
That's true.
Finished,
but
finished,
he's
finished.
had a good season, not just one inning.
2 innings. And they both came in that same season.
But Jimmy, at that price, you can have him in the squad at least.
Okay, they've taken a break.
I don't have the
This
purse,
is why
so
the auction is in
these
Dubai.
franchises can have him run drinks for all I care. But if any team is featuring, no disrespect, someone like Manish Pandey in your plans, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Even if
We've been talking about a lot of teams, Srini, but Punjab Kings, what do they need? 29.1 crores, 8 slots, 2 overseas. They are pretty sorted.
And
They-
hoping to buy Shah Rukh Khan back cheap.
probably for
Why
10
would-
crores.
Why are people still talking about Shah Rukh Khan? The kind of
Because
season he had,
they need an informed spinner.
because yes,
and he picked the wickets.
His bowling has been more
More
being
top
more
of the
talked
town.
about
Top
than
of
his
the town,
batting. He had horrible seasons
So-
for Tamil Nadu in both Vijay Zare
Correct.
Yeah.
What
Syed
is it that
Mushtaq.
Punjab need? They need a good top order batsman, right?
No,
they have
they,
Shikhar, they have Prabsimran.
they,
I
have,
would-
they need a they need
got
an
the
Last
best-
year
the
they were
best
so
of-
dependent
the best
on
of-
Shikhar.
the best of-
Yeah.
To see them through. So they definitely need a backup option for Shikhar right up the order.
No, but when Bairstow returns, I think they're sorted there as well. But Jamie, just your thought on Manish Pandey thing. You haven't been a big fan of
No.
him. I think he has been the biggest underachiever when it comes to.
I also have.
Look,
The-
look.
the-
So here's my thing on Manish Pandey. At the age of 18 or 19, he becomes the first Indian centurion in
Yeah.
the IPL. 2009. Chalo, fantastic. Did he ever give you returns on that? Chetan is right. He had that 1 or 2 good seasons, but both of his knocks, there was a 94 in one of the final, and there was an 80 odd. Beyond that, what's he done? He's actually lost KKR matches when they persist with him. He's lost SRH matches.
Yeah.
There were matches when he comes to the crease and the run rate was in control. And crease pe rehke, it's gone from 7 to 8 to 9 per 10. That to me is a red flag,
Yeah.
Upar se he's not performing in domestic cricket. So there's really little to be gauged in this day and age. In 2024, which is when the IPL will be, if you're including Manish Pandey, personally, I don't think it'll work.
And Srini, it makes sense too, right? You wouldn't go for a Manish Pandey or instead go for an under 19 player like a Mushir Khan, who is like one for the future. You can actually groom for future
I
rather
would
than
go back
just-
looking for that 18, 19-year-old that Jamie mentioned that he saw in 2009, but not the Manish Pandey as of today. And I mean, anybody who's seen the growth pattern, the growth chart between 2009 and over the years, will have nothing but disappointment to share, because here is what happens is when you look at a promising career and then you see it unfolding in a manner which you hadn't perceived or which you thought was disappointing. Obviously you're going to start looking at other options. So I think that's the case with Manish, that other than of course the numbers that speak for him. If you remember, 2 new franchises that come in 2010, the Sahara Pune Warriors, and where Manish had left an existing franchise to go away. All that, it was like, just the commercials of IPL had just taken over the cricketing logic, which I don't blame, of course. But the point is, somewhere during that time, the path
player kind of
forward was lost.
evaporate.
Shoni, IPL auction का मतलब blockbuster, 17 करोड़, 19 करोड़, 20 करोड़, 15 करोड़. In this IPL auction आपको क्या लग रहा है कि किस प्लेयर पे बहुत ज्यादा मार्क रहेगा या किस प्लेयर पे?
पहला प्लेयर 7.5 करोड़, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा क्या सोच के खर्चा किया है राजस्थान रॉयल्स ने रोमन पॉल पे।
राजस्थान के पास बजट भी कम है, बहुत ज्यादा उनके पास पर्स में वैल्यू भी नहीं है
जी,
उनके पास।
बट बजट कम है, लोगों के पास स्लॉट्स भी कम है, और दूसरा ये कि आप जो भी प्लेयर को यहाँ पिक कर रहे हो, हर फ्रेंचाइज देखना 1 या 2 स्लॉट फिल करने के लिए ये पार्टिसिपेट करिए ऑक्शन में, क्योंकि आप जिसको भी पिक कर रहे हो 3 महीने का बात है वो फिर मेगा ऑक्शन में चला जाएगा। तो अगर आपके पास वो कोर तैयार है आपका, तो आप सिर्फ एक या दो प्लेयर को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए आप पिक कर रहे हैं।
चेतन, ओवरऑल अगर हम देखें इस पूरे ऑक्शन को
जी।
तो आई थिंक लग रहा है मुझे कि बहुत ज्यादा हर फ्रेंचाइजी के पास बहुत बड़े चेहरे नहीं है या फिर बहुत ऑप्शन नहीं, क्योंकि आपको ऑलमोस्ट जो साहिल कह रहे थे कि आपको प्लेइंग 11 डिसाइडेड है, आपको क्या करना है, किस तरह से प्लेइंग गेम लेग के लिए जाना है, आपको खेलना है। तो आई थिंक किस प्लेयर्स को आप देख रहे हो कि बहुत ज्यादा इस बार इस ऑक्शन में जो मिनी ऑक्शन है उसमें सबका जो पॉइंट है वो कैच करेगा?
देखिए मिनी ऑक्शन में क्या होता है कि आपके जो स्क्वाड हो गया, बड़ा स्क्वाड हो गया, देन यू स्टार्ट प्लगिंग द गैप्स, प्लगिंग द होल्स। और अब सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि 2 साल हो चुके हैं। आई थिंक दिस इज द फाइनल ईयर ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर साइकिल। वी माइट हैव अ मेगा ऑक्शन नेक्स्ट टाइम अराउंड। तो अभी सबकी जो टीम्स हैं, स्क्वाड्स हैं, दे आर प्रेटी मच सेट। जो आज हमें ज़्यादा मूवमेंट दिखेगी वो उन टीम्स में दिखेगी जिनके बॉलिंग लाइनअप सेट नहीं है। समबडी लाइक एन आरसीबी या मुंबई इंडियंस, इनके बॉलिंग लाइनअप सेट नहीं है, उन्होंने जो उनके पास एग्जिस्टिंग बॉलर्स थे रिलीज कर दिए। और हमारे पास हमने अगर आज हम ऑक्शन लिस्ट में देखें जो टॉप डॉलर प्लेयर्स हैं, ज़्यादातर आपके ऑलराउंडर्स हैं, आपके स्पिनर्स हैं, वो भी स्पिनर्स में भी ओवरसीज स्पिनर्स हैं और पेसर्स हैं। वहाँ पे 2 नाम आते हैं, हर्षल पटेल, शार्दुल ठाकुर। आई थिंक उनके ऊपर एक अच्छी बिडिंग होनी चाहिए। आज उमेश यादव हैं, ही हैज़ टन्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस। सो आई एम लुकिंग एट स्पिनर्स एंड पेसर्स। कुछ टीमें हैं जिनको थोड़े ज़्यादा गैप्स प्लग करने हैं, डीसी हो गए, राजस्थान हो गए, जिनको एक एक्स्ट्रा बैटर चाहिए, केकेआर को एक्स्ट्रा बैटर्स चाहिए। बट ओवरऑल जो सिनारियो है इस समय, यू आर प्लगिंग गैप्स और the other thing is that you need spinners and you need pacers, और वही ऑक्शन लिस्ट आपको दिखाता है। So a lot of teams will also be preparing, क्योंकि उनका मैनेजमेंट चेंज हुआ है। आप मुंबई इंडियंस का देख लीजिए, कैप्टन चेंज हो गया है। So this is a year that they are saying, okay, you know what, Hardik, you come in, you take a look at the squad. Obviously they would want to win, everybody wants to win, लेकिन अगर वो नहीं भी जीते तो they'll get a start कि okay, ये स्क्वाड कैसा है, इसमें अगले साल क्या करना है। Same thing goes for KKR. They've got Gautam Gambhir in. They'll take a look. They'll see क्या है, and then mega auctions में क्या कर सकते हैं. So, lot of building for the future, but at the same time plugging gaps in your current squad.
One of the things I realized was that KKR, they have the money. So if they want to kind of set in whatever
For next year, yes.
Even for this, the 2024 IPL, they have the money. So you were talking about how they fall short on that one big name, either with the bat or the ball. They have the money to spend if they have identified who they want.
And they can spend that money for the long term as well, क्योंकि अगले साल जब आप रिटेंशन पे जाओगे, assuming there is going to be retention and assuming there is going to be mega auction उसके बाद, तो उनके आज existing कौन हो सकते हैं? I am thinking Shreyas, Nitish Rana and Suyash. Suyash is a bet for the future. I'm sure they would not want to leave him out. उसके अलावा would they want to retain Andre Russell and Sunil Narayan? तब तो आप छोड़ दो, तब तो आज आप क्या कर रहे हो, टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हो। सो टुडे दे कुड गेट दैट बिग बाय फ्रॉम द बॉलर्स और द स्पिनर्स who can be a future retention player for them,
especially with someone like Chandu Pandit or Abhishek Nair in the at their thing. Few would understand India's domestic circuit better than Chandrakant Pandit. बहुत कम लोग होंगे आज की तारीख में जिन्होंने इस डेप्थ के साथ इंडिया के डोमेस्टिक सर्किट को देखा होगा। तो अगर मुशीर को अगर आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं कि क्या अगले साल अगर मुशीर को ऑक्शन में डालोगे तो वो तो लंबा जाएगा जी। तो अगर हो सकता है इफ यू वांट टू बाय हिम चीप टुडे, हालांकि मेरा हमेशा से ये मानना रहा है कि रिटेंशन रूल्स चेंज होने चाहिए, बट दैट फॉर अनदर टाइम।
रिंकू सिंह भी हैं जो रिटेन होंगे उनके वहां पे, तो आई डोंट नो।
रचिन रविंद्र जी, उन पे भी फोकस है ना। आफ्टर आईपीएल में जो रूल्स आए कि एक बॉलर 2 बाउंसर अब अलाउ कर सकता है, उसके बाद एक स्कोप नया बॉलर्स के लिए है, जो आपने भी कहा स्टडी किया। बॉलर्स को देखना होगा कि कौन से बॉलर्स है जिनको इस मिनी ऑक्शंस में, आईपीएल के जो ऑक्शन चल रहे हैं, प्लेयर्स कैच करेंगे, टीम कैच करेंगी, ताकि न्यू रूल्स के अकॉर्डिंग उनको फायदा मिले। तो किस पे नजर होगी, खासतौर पे गुजरात टाइटंस की अगर मैं बात करूं?
दोनों ऑस्ट्रेलियन पेसर्स, 2 ऑस्ट्रेलियन पेसर्स। मुझे लगता है कोई भी टीम हो, यहाँ मुंबई इंडियंस इंक्लूडेड, अगर आपको पेसर देख रहे हैं आप, ये बिडिंग वॉर अगर मैं देख रहा हूं अगर होगा, ये दोनों के लिए होना चाहिए। कोई भी अगर पर्स लेके बैठा है,
मिचेल स्टार्क के लिए देयर हैज टू बी अ डाउट, क्योंकि इन द पास्ट या तो वो पुल आउट कर लेते हैं ऑक्शन से पहले, या फिर ऑक्शन में वो टीम से पैसा खर्च करवाते हैं, बड़ा पैसा खर्च करवाते हैं, एंड देन ही पुल्स आउट। सो हाउ मेनी टीम्स आर गोइंग टू से टुडे कि लिसन, अगर आज इसने फिर से यही किया, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग, लेट्स टेक मुंबई's एग्जांपल,
बिल्कुल सही,
लेट्स टेक मुंबई's एग्जांपल। पिछले 2 साल में दे रियली सफर्ड बिकॉज दे डोंट हैव अ प्रॉपर पेसर। to support Bumrah.
Although I'm willing to think that once bitten, twice shy, franchises
True.
will do their homework.
No, they would have spoken with him. There is no doubt. They would have spoken with him. और अगर वो इतने टाइम के बाद ऑक्शन में आ रहे हैं तो कुछ सोच कर ही आ रहे होंगे. But still, there's that factor. और अगर they obviously prepare more than us. They have more information than us. So I'm just saying कि अगर आज जो भी वो ऑक्शन लिस्ट में है क्योंकि फ्रेंचाइजीज को वो चाहिए, तो उन्होंने उनसे बात जरूर की होगी कि बॉस हम तुम्हारे ऊपर 10 करोड़ खर्च करने को तैयार हैं, बट डोंट पुल आउट एंड मेक अ फूल ऑफ अस, बिकॉज देन ना हम यहां के ना हम वहां के, एंड देयर आर टीम्स देयर हु वुड वांट हिम, लेकिन इफ ही पुल्स आउट फिर वो कहीं के नहीं रहेंगे.
श्रेणी, एक न्यूज ये भी रन कर रही है कि ड्यूरिंग आईपीएल जब होना है, मतलब शेड्यूलिंग आ रही है कि मार्च 2 और मार्च अप्रैल में जाएगा, उसमें लोकसभा इलेक्शंस भी रनिंग रहेंगे, तो कुड माइट बी पॉसिबल कि हम दुबई जा सकते हैं या खेल सकते हैं. तो उन पिच कंडीशंस को देखते हुए फिर आप क्या देखेंगे कि किस टीम पर बिडिंग ज्यादा होनी चाहिए?
मुझे T20 में बहुत कम आपको कॉम्बिनेशन आपकी क्या होती है 11 में, आपकी किस कॉम्बिनेशन को आपको आप मैच में लेके जा सकते हैं, उस पर ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस है. आप कहाँ खेलने वाले हैं उसका इतना मायने नहीं होता है. अगर आप सब कॉन्टिनेंट पे आप यूएई में भी खेलेंगे तो वो ऐसे काफ़ी मतलब इट्स जस्ट दैट वो ओवर यूज हो जाती है पिचेस, क्योंकि वो 3 ही वेन्यूज पे आप खेलते हो, तो वो सेकेंड लेटर हाफ ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट में अगर थोड़ा बहुत उसका फर्क पता लगने लगता है. बट मुझे नहीं लगता कोई फ्रेंचाइज इतना सोच के आज टीम खरीदेगी, नहीं. और हालांकि आई डोंट सी आईपीएल गोइंग आउट ऑफ द कंट्री आइदर, वो भी नहीं होगा.
जी भाई, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं बात करना चाहूँगा डीडी, मतलब एक ऐसी टीम जिसके पास पोटेंशियल है, बस पोटेंशियल पे खेल नहीं पा रही है. तो डू यू थिंक कि डीडी इस बार कुछ सरप्राइज करेगी, सरप्राइज पैकेज के तौर पर जाएगी किसी टीम प्लेयर के पास?
ऑलरेडी हैरी ब्रुक जो है मेरे हिसाब से, अब स्टील डील तो है, बेस प्राइस 2 करोड़, डीसी गॉट हिम फॉर जस्ट 4 करोड़, पर आई स्टिल थिंक डीसी हैरी ब्रुक को लेकर क्या करेगी, राइट? ऑलरेडी हम लोग डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, चेतन एंड श्रीनी बिलीव कि वो मिडिल ऑर्डर में खेलेंगे.
बिल्कुल,
मैं कह रहा हूं अगर आपने उनको सिर्फ 4 करोड़ में लिया है, इट्स अ स्टील डील, बट मिडिल ऑर्डर में वो नहीं चले पिछले साल, वो ओपनर के तौर पे नहीं चले. लेकिन डीसी की को ज़रूरत है एक ओपनर की, राइट? जब से शिखर धवन गए, जब से श्रेयस अय्यर गए, बैटिंग हैज़ बिन वीक. अगर आप आज के टाइम पे 2024 में पृथ्वी शॉ को 10-12 मैच के लिए एज अ वायबल ओपनर लेके चल रहे हो, तो मेरे हिसाब से दिस इज शॉर्ट साइडेडनेस. आई थिंक गट फीलिंग, हालांकि स्टैट्स बोलेंगे कि हैरी ब्रुक इज बेटर इन द मिडिल ऑर्डर. आई थिंक अनलेस दे बिड फॉर अनदर कीपर, मे बी जॉश इंग्लिश या कुशल मेंडिस, अगर वो एक और विदेशी ओवरसीज बैट्समैन को नहीं लेंगे तो यू विल सी हैरी ब्रुक ओपन. बट लॉन्ग टर्म इसमें कोई विजन नहीं है. ऑन पेपर जब से पहले डीडी थे, अब डीसी हो गए, जब से ये फ्रेंचाइजेस हैं, ऑलवेज कोई भी ऑक्शन देख लो, कोई भी सीजन देख लो, ऑन पेपर दिल्ली की टीम अच्छी होती है, पर अनफॉर्चुनेटली 15-16 साल में एक भी टाइटल नहीं जीत पाई. सो आई डोंट नो व्हाट टू से अबाउट.
हमेशा आई सो एग्री विद हिम. इतने सालों के ऑक्शन में हर ऑक्शन जो खत्म होता है, दिल्ली की टीम को आप देखते हो, लगता है यार क्या टीम है, वो फिर थोड़ा आपको टाइम लगता है वो डेप्थ समझने में.
साहिल, गुजरात के लिए क्या बोलेंगे आप? गुजरात टाइटल फर्स्ट आईपीएल उन्होंने शानदार जीता, अब कप्तान भी चेंज हो गए हैं, नए कप्तान उनके पास है, नई प्लानिंग उनके पास होगी. क्या इस वक्त गुजरात टाइटंस के पास पॉकेट भी बहुत बड़ा है अभी फिलहाल, तो क्या लग रहा है कि वो खुल के पैसा खर्च करेंगे या फिर थोड़ा सा वो भी होल्ड करेंगे? नहीं, प्लेइंग 11 डिसाइडेड है, 1-2 प्लेयर पे हमें जाना है.
आई थिंक पर्स सॉर्टेड है, पर्स बहुत है, पैसा बहुत है, और शॉपिंग करने के लिए उनका इंटेंशन भी रहेगा कि फास्ट बॉलर चाहिए. पैट कमिंस का जेमी ने अभी बोला था, रिसेंसी बायस भी है, एंड ही कुड बी अ हैंडफुल नरेंद्र मोदी स्टेडियम के अंदर, क्योंकि आईपीएल के अंदर जिस तरीके की विकेट्स वहाँ मिलती हैं, शामी enjoyed a lot of success last IPL वहाँ पे with the new ball, and Pat Cummins and Shami is going to be nightmare for any opposition. So Pat Cummins is definitely one option, and I think more than वो ऑक्शन में क्या करते हैं, I think सीजन से पहले क्या रहेगा, क्योंकि मेरी श्रीनी से भी बात हुई थी, चेतन से भी बात हुई थी कि इस आईपीएल से पहले शुभमन गिल जब बैटिंग कर रहा था, उसके ऊपर कैप्टनसी का प्रेशर नहीं था, उसके ऊपर स्ट्राइक रेट का प्रेशर नहीं था, उसको ये नहीं सोचना था मेरे को रन किस पेस पे बनाने हैं, क्योंकि शुभमन जाता तो नीचे जो बैटिंग आ रही थी, डेविड मिलर, राहुल तेवतिया, राशिद खान तक, कोई भी स्ट्राइक रेट का प्रेशर उस पर आने नहीं देता. तो अब शुभमन के ऊपर स्ट्राइक रेट का प्रेशर भी हो सकता है, कैप्टनसी का भी प्रेशर हो सकता है, डायनामिक्स चेंज होंगे. जो हार्दिक एक कॉटन की तरह बैठा हुआ था ना मिडिल ऑर्डर के अंदर, उसका रोल अब इस फ्रेंचाइज को रियलाइज होगा कि वो कितना अहम रोल उसने निभाया है, कि 4 नंबर पर आकर वो बैटिंग कर रहा था, जल्दी विकेट गिरती थी, 3 पे आता था. सो आई थिंक फास्ट बॉलर एक एरिया है जो वो जरूर टारगेट करने वाले हैं, वो जरूर लेने वाले हैं. पैट कमिंस की तरफ तो मुझे दिख रहे हैं वो जाते हैं, उन्होंने शिवम मावी को भी रिलीज करा है, सो 5.5-6 करोड़ वहां पे भी उनके आई थिंक आ गए हैं. तो पैट कमिंस आई सी कि ये लोग बिड करेंगे, और इवन अ मधुशंका टू, क्योंकि जॉश लिटिल के साथ आप उसको भी वैरायटी में यूज कर सकते हो एज अ लेफ्ट आर्म फास्ट बॉलर.
चेतन कुछ ऐड करना चाह रहे थे?
जब वर्ल्ड कप में ही गॉट इंजर्ड तो उनकी भरपाई करने के लिए इंडिया हैड टू ब्रिंग इन 2 players. गुजरात टाइटंस नीड 2 players. Thankfully they have the budget for that. But वहाँ पे गुजरात टाइटंस में ये भी है कि वहाँ पे they have that leadership vacuum. So Pat Cummins obviously is a great choice for them to go for him, क्योंकि वो एक लीडरशिप रोल भी लेकर आएंगे, लीडरशिप एक्यूमेन भी लेकर आएंगे. बट सिर्फ उनके बैटिंग और बॉलिंग की भरपाई करने के लिए यू नीड 2 superb players, and Gujarat will have to use their money very judiciously.
I agree with that point. You need एक तो आपको तगड़ा बॉलर चाहिए
और एक बैट्समैन चाहिए,
विकेट टेकर.
और आप जिस भी और तरीके से आप भरपाई कर ले, बट हार्दिक के एब्सेंस में आपको एक तगड़ा बॉलर तो चाहिए, वन गुड बॉलर, एंड देन ऑफ कोर्स सेकंड ऑप्शन दैट यू हैव,
एंड बैट्समैन भी अच्छा चाहिए, क्योंकि
like
साहिल पॉइंटेड आउट, he didn't bat at 5 and 6 like he batted for India. तो आपको एक फिनिशर नहीं चाहिए, आपको एक इनिंग्स बिल्डर चाहिए जो नंबर 3 और 4 पे रोल करेगा.
सेशन में किया था गुजरात टाइटंस के.
बिल्कुल एग्जैक्टली. सो उन्होंने टॉप 4 संभाला है गुजरात टाइटंस का. जो उनको फ्रीडम गुजरात टाइटंस में मिली थी टू परफॉर्म विद द बैट, विद द बॉल, एज कैप्टन, आई डोंट नो इफ 3 प्लेयर को भी अगर खरीद लेंगे दैट इज गोइंग टू बी एनफ टू रिप्लेस हिम और नॉट.
जिसकी बात हम कर रहे थे, रचिन रविंद्र.
फाइनली
आई थिंक अमृत, रचिन से पहले बिगेस्ट उनाटकट मूवमेंट हैज एक्चुअली हैपेंड. वनिंदु हसरंगा फ्रॉम 10.75 crores, 1.5 crore बेस प्राइस एसआरएच को मिल गया.
वनिंदु हसरंगा.
Yes.
और did RCB even?
No one, just the base bid. SRH, the only bid. 1.5 crore.
Even I thought I saw the SRH owner saying what?
हाँ, मतलब she couldn't believe her luck.
And Jimmy,
This is what RCB does to a
रचिन को
player.
लेकर क्या कहेंगे? क्या चेन्नई, गुजरात, इनको एक ऐसा प्लेयर चाहिए जो पार्ट टाइम बॉल भी कर ले, अच्छा फील्डर भी है और एक बैट्समैन टॉप क्लास है.
अगर एक फ्रेंचाइज है जो एक
रचिन रविंद्रा
पार्ट टाइम स्पिनर स्लैश बैट्समैन हु बॉल्स को सही तरीके से इस्तेमाल कर
can always rotate players, no?
बिकॉज ऑफ द MS धोनी फैक्टर. अब जो रोल मोइन अली पिछले 3 साल से निभा रहे हैं, ज्यादातर 3 पे आते हैं, बॉल्स 4 ओवर्स. चेन्नई में अगर आप 50% मैचेस उस चेन्नई पिच पे खेल रहे हो तो समवन लाइक रविंद्र मेक्स परफेक्ट सेंस. ऑल्सो थोड़ा डाउट है कि मोइन अली पूरे सीजन में रहेंगे. मोइन अली मेरे हिसाब से फिर भी उनका ओवरसीज स्पिन बॉलिंग ऑलराउंडर रहेंगे, लेकिन इंजरी हो या कुछ भी हो गया, अगर रविंद्र आपके बैकअप ऐसे प्लेयर हैं क्योंकि ओपनिंग कर सकते हैं, 3 पे खेल सकते हैं, फिनिशर बन सकते हैं, गन फील्डर है. हाँ, शायद 4 ओवर ना डाले, बट स्टील डील.
वर्ल्ड कप में आने से पहले 50 ओवर क्रिकेट में तो वो 6 और 7 और 8 पे खेलते थे, तो वो मिडिल ऑर्डर तो आराम से वो
कोई इससे बैकअप प्लान को लेके जाएगा रचिन को, मतलब इवन कोई भी फ्रेंचाइजी हो गई तो उसे तो टॉप गियर में लेके आना चाहिए कि नहीं?
अगर वो
बैकअप में नहीं, हम टॉप गियर में लेके आएंगे.
बाकी 9 फ्रेंचाइजेस ये लागू है, बट क्योंकि सीएसके है ना, दे कैन एक्चुअली कीप हिम एज अ बैकअप मैन, क्योंकि मोस्ट लाइकली वो लॉयल्टी और सीनियोरिटी के फैक्टर में मोइन अली को ज्यादा चांस देंगे. पर अगर मोइन अली का हल्का सा निगल हुआ या बेन स्टोक्स वाला किस्सा हो गया, you've got a damn fine upcoming all-rounder to do it. तो एक ही फ्रेंचाइज है जो शायद इनको अगर खरीद लें, उनको प्लान बी में रखेंगे. बाकी ऐसा कोई फ्रेंचाइज नहीं है.
श्रेणी, डू यू थिंक कि गुजराती रचिन को लेकर आगे बढ़ेगा, या फिर डू यू थिंक कि पंजाब?
मैं देख रहा हूं पंजाब क्या करना चाहता है.
मतलब
पंजाब अगर राइट नाउ किसी को अगर टॉप ऑर्डर बैट्समैन की जरूरत है, डेस्परेट नीड है, तो वो पंजाब को है. आप शिखर धवन से कितनी मेहनत करवाओगे? शिखर धवन के अलावा मुझे उस लाइनअप में कोई दिखता ही नहीं है जो ऑन अ गिवन डे आपको मैच निकाल के दे. तो लास्ट ईयर आई थॉट यू नो इट
बेस्ट तो है. I mean, depending on his availability, and English players might not be available this time around. True.
तो मुझे तो वो देखना है how do they lessen Shikhar's pressure.
Rachin, we weren't discussing Rachin for Punjab, but now when I think about it, he could be a very good player for them.
100%.
At 3 or
And they've got the
top
money
of
to
the
do
order, I
that.
think they can definitely go like
And they've got-
hammer and tongs for Rachin Ravindra.
पर एक बात देखो ना साहिल, जब से स्क्रीन पे आया 2.5-3 मिनट हो गया ना, बेस इतना आगे नहीं गया. सो ही इज नॉट वन ऑफ दोस प्लेयर्स जो मैंने कल कहा था, ही इज नॉट गोना बी अ बिग प्लेयर. लाइक यू आस्क्ड मी ना, चेन्नई विल गेट हिम फॉर अ स्टील डील, और भले ही उसको स्टार्ट ना कराएंगे, if he goes for anything under 4 crores,
But then it doesn't make sense.
I don't see
Jimmy,
him at Chennai. I
one
don't
of
see
the
him at
things is
Chennai.
और कोई bowling
As in नहीं.
one of the things is, you know,
Titans है ना.
you buy a player not having in your plans, it doesn't make sense because it's only for one season.
It's with CSK and Titans at the moment. No.
CSK, Titans,
CSK,
before Titans,
Punjab.
RCB.
RCB. नहीं.
Before Titans, RCB.
No, Titans didn't bid for him.
Look ना, Titans is there.
अभी right now ना.
They bid for
CSK
him.
Punjab.
Now
The
they're
bid is
out.
with CSK. 1.8.
एक तो I can't read.
The bid is with CSK at 1.8. Punjab were at 1.7.
आप इस पे 1.80 खरीद के आप इसको बेंच पे रख सकते हो।
मतलब बैकअप प्लान के तौर पे ही आप उसको कंसिडर करें।
ले गए भाई, ये हो गया स्टील तो।
CSK,
स्टील
yeah, CSK.
Why did Punjab stop?
Super
At 1.8 crore?
only.
इससे
मतलब
मतलब
ये-
ये सब
Seriously? You know what? I'll just complete this. मुझे जो लास्ट मेगा ऑक्शन में जो ट्रेंड दिखा था, I'd like to reiterate that, and that is going to be the trend looks like this time again and going forward. Have a core. अगर आपके पास core आपके पास है तो just go in for absolute newbies. अगर आपका core तैयार है तो।
You know, अभी जिमी ने जो बात कही, why चेन्नई सक्सेसफुल इतना IPL में क्यों है? बिकॉज टीम वो रेडी करता है फ्यूचर का। जस्ट लाइक उन्होंने अराउंड 2 यार खर्च किया है अर्जुन पे, लेकिन वो बैकवर्ड प्लान पर है कि नहीं, देखते हैं खिलाते हैं अगले साल। लेकिन अगले साल उसके अगले साल के लिए एक प्लेयर रेडी कर रहा है कि हाँ, अगर मोइन चले जाएंगे तो कौन आएगा, तो रचिन उसकी भरपाई करेंगे, रचिन होंगे उसके फिलर होंगे उसके तौर पे। तो एक जो कहते हैं ना कि फ्यूचर,
हाँ, बट आप वही CSK को जब MSD स्क्वाड से बाहर निकल जाएंगे तो उनको फ्रॉम स्क्वायर वन उनको फिर से शुरू करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि फिर उनके स्क्वाड में जो लंबे रेस की जो आप घोड़े हैं जो बोलेंगे वो ऋतुराज गायकवाड़, वो एक नाम आप देख लीजिए। उसके अलावा उनको पूरा स्क्वाड की तैयारी फिर करनी है, क्योंकि वो काफ़ी एज एक डेविन कॉनवे है जो एज वन ओवरसीज प्लेयर वो रिटेन कर सकते हैं।
हम अभी तक सोच रहे हैं कि सारे हम अभी तक सोच रहे हैं ना कि इतनी छोटी बिड्स क्यों लग रही हैं, because it's going to be about the bowlers and all-rounders and
India.
spinners, and now we are getting I think this could be the first
Within
mega
30
buy
seconds.
today. Look at
Around
the
3
speed. Look at the speed today. This is going to increase.
हैदराबाद, चेन्नई,
Shardul, Chennai missed out on
plus-
Shardul earlier क्योंकि उनका पर्स खत्म हो गया था मेगा ऑक्शन में।
Yeah.
So they will try to get him back, क्योंकि वो जो बैलेंस देते थे, and MS Dhoni is a big fan of Shardul.
क्या है?
इन T20 अगर आपके पास ऑलराउंडर है,
जी बिल्कुल,
आप टॉप गियर पे हो।
हाँ, लेकिन CSK has this thing ना कि हमारा प्लेयर वापस आना चाहिए हमारे पास। They will also go for Josh Hazelwood today. They will try to. Limited availability है, but they'll still try to go for it.
but I just don't think he's going to break
SRH
the
just
bank.
folded up?
This is
Somebody else will enter. Has to. Just
नहीं.
3.2.
Who are they saving money for? Stark can't go for 20, boss.
No.
That will be
Like who are they
madness.
saving the
It
money
is
for?
running.
Pat and Stark.
Punjab could have gone for
शार्दुल का होना किसी भी टीम के लिए बेनिफिट ही है। मतलब डेथ ओवर में
गटर वटर चेपॉक में तो एकदम गोल्ड है। शार्दुल चेपॉक पे तो गोल्ड है।
तो मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, हैरी ब्रुक 4 करोड़, शार्दुल 3.2. We can sit here.
They are
No,
ready
3
for
point.
it. I think
जिमी
LSG पे कैमरा गया था।
चेन्नई ने आपकी बात सुन ली है, उन्होंने पर्स खोला
But who is there in the race along with
SRH
pulled out.
नहीं, SRH
No, SRH is there.
Hyderabad.
SRH is there.
Oh, she just picked the paddle.
Yeah. SRH is there.
Four
SRH is there.
Yeah.
4 हो गया।
4 हो गया।
चलो
4 is out. They're out.
I'm telling you,
They're
why
out.
she did
हाँ,
this?
पहले she
Yeah.
also did
It's
that.
अगर दोनों ये कर रहे हैं मना कर रहे हैं तो तीसरा कौन है?
नहीं यही दोनों।
LSG पे they panned the camera, but I don't think
बढ़िया
LSG
फिल्म आई थी,
entered.
तीसरा कौन याद है शनी?
I don't see LSG is there. They are discussing it. LSG पहले भी डिस्कस कर रहे थे.
नहीं LSG ने बिड ही नहीं करा भाई।
नहीं, स्टिल बिडिंग इज ऑन।
LSG did not.
Where are you seeing this? What happened to this?
This is लाइव ट्रैक कर रहा
मेरे पे क्यों नहीं आ रहा है?
गए
गए।
4 में,
Super hit.
मात्र 4.
चेन्नई
4 करोड़ चेन्नई।
I
Not
can't
bad,
believe this.
not bad at all.
I can't.
No, so even yesterday when you were saying it, I 100% I get the logic of Chennai wanting him.
Chennai wanting him, but at
बिल्कुल,
4, getting him at 4 crore.
I didn't see him going beyond 6 at all.
4 crore is measly.
It is measly, but I'm not surprised at all.
अगेन क्या थॉट प्रोसेस होगा चेतन शार्दुल को लेकर चेन्नई का?
नहीं, I think like I said, Chennai is a team जो उनके players हैं, जो उनको पता है कि ये player हमें balance देता है। 2 साल पहले शार्दुल को वो नहीं ले पाए थे। They had to choose between Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur, and I think they chose wrong in that auction, क्योंकि दीपक चहर उसके बाद इतना इंजर्ड रहे, इतना नहीं दे पाए। और शार्दुल का आप देखो पिछले 2 सीजन्स, ही इज़ बीन एट DC, ही इज़ बीन एट KKR, मतलब वो ऐसे लग रहे हैं ना कि उनको अपना घर नहीं मिल रहा है। मतलब होता है ना, एक परिंदा उड़ रहा होता है, उसको अपना घर नहीं मिलता है। आई थिंक दिस इज अ गुड होम कमिंग फॉर हिम। ही डज वेल एट चेपॉक. MS Dhoni really likes him, you know, the kind of player he is, and जो वो बैलेंस देंगे, bowler, 4 overs and a very useful lower order batsman who can hit big. I think he will be at home at Chennai. This is a huge buy for Chennai.
Azamtullah,
Umar Zai, GT.
GT,
right?
50 lakhs.
50 lakhs.
Best price भाई. No.
I think fill in the blanks.
No, I think he's a good batsman.
He's a good batter, but you
shown.
can't call him an all-rounder. He's an
No, they need batters also. They need batters also. They need
No, he
batters
did.
also.
वो तंदुलकर ने भी एक ट्वीट किया था.
टू सिया जिसकी बात हम कर रहे थे.
अब आएगा मजा.
अब ये देखना है कि
अब
पैट
है.
कमिंस
Let's
Yeah,
get the
this is-
popcorns out.
हाँ, this is अगर ये भी 5 करोड़ में चले गए ना तो भाई आज का दिन
Then the teams
आज
have
का
become smarter.
हाँ, they have become no. Then this is a trend कि आज हम खर्च नहीं करेंगे पैसा. I mean, I can't believe Robin Powell is going at 7 crore and Shardul Thakur has gone for 4
मैं
crores.
वही कह रहा था, हम इतना सोच के आते हैं, ये अलग सोचते हैं ये लोग.
अच्छा
GT
KKR
KKR क्यों ले? I mean,
KKR had him पहले ना.
yeah.
Yeah.
They released him the season he was not available.
ये फोटो कब की यूज कर रहे हैं ये?
काफी साल पहले.
मुंबई
Mumbai, there you go.
चेन्नई
Mumbai.
चेन्नई
Mumbai का तो कल
Mumbai make their first move. They need the bowler. They need the
they don't
bowler.
have
Yeah. Mumbai have entered the fray.
ये जो कल कहा चेतन ने शो पे कि ये पहला 15 वाला हो सकता है.
But
It's
Mumbai don't
brilliant.
have 15 to throw.
Mumbai नहीं, but your
Huh, but yeah,
GT,
yeah, I did pick him for
late
15.
bid, GT.
Yeah, I did pick him for 15 crores.
Yeah.
If he goes for
I
anything
would be
less
surprised if
than
Mumbai put
under 10.
every bit on this.
under 10, no, that would be mad if he goes for under 10.
I would be surprised if Mumbai put literally 70% of their.
Yeah, I won't be either. Mumbai have done that in the past.
Yeah.
They have done that in the past.
देखिए, पिछले
You remember the mega
It just
auction?
makes sense for them to get a good fast bowler at
You-
whatever price.
You remember the mega auction जब ईशान किशन के लिए they threw in 16 crores and then built the rest of the team with those छोटा players. They've done that before.
देखो आपको एक बेहतरीन
The one
बॉलर
thing-
मिल रहा है, आपको एक गन फील्डर मिल रहा है,
So
और
right
ऐसा
now it is
बैट्समैन मिल रहा है
between Chennai and
कि
Mumbai,
साल
right?
में एक बार he'll
Yes,
get to
Chennai
a
and
14
Mumbai.
ball 50. So
This is the
And he's
this
a
is the
captain,
next
यार,
Ben
वो
Stokes
चाहिए,
moment. This is the Ben Stokes moment from last year as well.
And
No.
Srini after
Am I tried for Ben Stokes?
I still feel between Cummins and Stark, MI will prefer Stark.
सुनी हम जो बात कर रहे थे आफ्टर एमएस आप किसको देख रहे हो कि चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स को लीड कर पाए बिकॉज चेन्नई
I
को सब
have
कुछ
said
नहीं
this-
होगा
I have been saying this for a couple of years now. Ruturaj Gaikwad is their next captain.
But if I can add, what obviously I agree with him. Ruturaj Gaikwad is their potentially their next captain. लेकिन मैं यहाँ पे MI ने जो किया, मुंबई इंडियंस ने जो किया, उससे लेना चाहूँगा. उन्होंने गेम चेंज कर दी है. What did they do? They went to another team. They bought a captain in the middle of a cycle. Retain बहुत दूर की बात है. अभी 1 साल बचा है इस साइकिल में. They got an IPL title winning captain कि हमें ये चाहिए. They changed the game. उन्होंने कहा कि ये करा जा सकता है. So tomorrow CSK might say, okay, you know what? We need somebody who's proven, who's done well at this game. What is stopping them from doing that? What is stopping any team from doing that? I agree with
ये
Srini.
न्यू पैटर्न स्टार्ट है
ये एक गेम चेंजिंग मोमेंट है आईपीएल के लिए, आईपीएल की मार्केट के लिए, जो हम ट्रांसफर विंडो की मार्केट होती है उसके लिए दिस इज अ गेम चेंजिंग मोमेंट. एमआई हैज चेंज्ड द रूल्स और आप ये चीज एमआई से ही एक्सपेक्ट करोगे बिकॉज आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स थिंकिंग एंड इट्स एंड दे आर रियली गुड एट व्हाट दे डू. एंड आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल इन द फ्यूचर, नॉट जस्ट सीएसके, एनीबडी, बट no, there's no stopping if Ruturaj Gaikwad doesn't work out.
And also,
Then maybe.
Also, see, it's also a case of, demand will always match supply.
Yeah.
Right. So,
True.
What you want, what is available vis-a-vis, is the player ready to come. I think one of the biggest unaddressed problems with IPL in the player market is that nobody seems to be giving a lot of importance to what does the player want. And I think in the
7.4.
I think both these teams could well
7.60.
be locking in their future captain option.
Mumbai had
Exactly.
Mumbai is
Yeah.
out, but both Chennai and RCB could well be looking at their next captaincy option too.
No, I mean Faf is
no,
going
no,
to
no, no.
Faf is there for next 4 years.
Faf कहीं नहीं
Jimmy,
जा
Faf
रहा
कहीं नहीं जा रहा है।
4
Captain
years.
चाहिए।
Not 4 years.
RCB
4 years easy.
Yes, Jesus
Look at his
struggle कर रही
fitness.
है।
चाहिए, but
not
वही
four
बात
years.
जो हो रही है, फाफ
But
डुप्लेसी फिर भी आपको वो
Chennai
काम
Super
कर
Kings,
सकते हैं.
I always captain will be
Indian.
Indian.
I don't know, ये हम लोग बात कर रहे हैं लॉन्ग टर्म विजन
SRH
की.
are
अभी
back.
SRH
एक
no,
बड़ा
they never
ऑप्शन आएगा.
entered.
SRH
पूरा change
entered
हो
at
सकता है.
8 crores.
8.540 Mumbai Indians also.
Mumbai
They are
Indians might
saving for Stark then.
Yeah, exactly.
They're saving for
I said,
Stark.
MI
They
will
have
not
to get
start.
Stark.
कुछ
बस श्रीनी भैया आप
both.
Koji
I am
and
or
Stark.
even
they can get both.
I think Madhu Shankar too.
I am with
Yesterday
Chetan on
we
Mitchell Stark
calculated.
entirely.
Yeah.
कि मैं समझता हूँ कि वो क्या लाते हैं, लेकिन कुछ
You're taking a punt.
Alyssa Healy gets injured, something happens, he's always by her side. There's always, I agree with what you said कि hopefully discussions were had कि भैया हम 10 करोड़ देंगे, वादा चाहिए, but Mitchell Stark is just unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
10 CR
10 बोला था ये if इसको नहीं मिलेगा 10 CR तो किसको मिलेगा? नहीं किसको मिलेगा?
अमृत इस पूरे साल इसने जो छुआ वो सोना बन गया.
नहीं.
WTC champion.
It's not
World
just
Cup
about this
champion.
year.
Recency bias always factors.
Yeah, that's true. But this guy, I mean,
again Hyderabad
2018 का जो इंडिया का टूर था ऑस्ट्रेलिया का, he
MI ने मना
performed
कर दिया?
so well.
MI back out
बहुत पहले.
Who is
MI
out
pulled
here
out at
to stop.
4.6.
That is
Have they pulled
RCB.
out or stopped?
long time back.
No,
long
they
time.
stopped.
They
like
pulled out before
They said we are
SRH.
not interested.
Yeah.
But
They pulled out
can-
before SRH.
But nothing stops them from.
Pat Cummins will finish as one of the greatest Australian cricketers ever.
ये तो लग रहा है
So-
कि मुझे 12 CR हो चुका है, लेकिन ये
वो बढ़ा नहीं रहे हैं. ग्राफिक में कोई इशू है आई
I mean,
गेस.
this is just slightly off topic, लेकिन अभी जो चेतन ने बात कही ना, अब आप सोचते हो लोग भूल गए ये बंदा 6 साल से क्रिकेट से बाहर था because of a back stress.
12 CR with
6
sorry,
years
SRH.
Pat Cummins did not play cricket.
12
He
CR
would
sorry
already
with
been a
SRH.
great.
No, he's
but
going
like
to finish as an all-time Australian great.
6 साल he didn't play cricket.
Yeah.
Imagine.
And the last time I went to Australia last year for the T20 World Cup, the public perception was against him with
Yes,
what
sir, yeah.
with what happened with Justin Langer. Within 12 months, बिल्कुल काया पलट गई है. आपने देखा होगा किस तरीके से प्यार मिला है ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम को फॉर दैट वेस्ट टेस्ट. और पर्थ में ही सबसे ज्यादा अगेंस्ट दिस ऑस्ट्रेलियन साइड, दिस ऑस्ट्रेलियन लीडरशिप, बिकॉज जस्टिन लैंगर इज फ्रॉम पर्थ, राइट, फ्रॉम वेस्टर्न ऑस्ट्रेलिया. लेकिन वो रिवर्स कर दिया है.
14?
दिस गाय इज
डू यू थिंक कि ये क्या
15 क्रॉस. मैंने कल शाम को बोला है 15 क्रॉस. कल शाम को हम
Cummins पे?
पैट कमिंस 15
डिजर्व है,
क्रॉस.
डिजर्विंग प्लेयर है, मिलना चाहिए.
The
लेकिन-
most un-Australian captain ever. The
वो
most
है ना, वो-
un-Australian
हाँ,
Australian captain.
इनको नहीं मिलेंगे तो किसको मिलेंगे?
14
It's just the franchise is surprising me.
I just don't want him to go to RCB.
So RCB का overseas quota is done ना?
Yeah.
At the auction
Yeah.
table, you have Maxwell, Faf, Cameron Green and
Pat Cummins.
Oh,
हो गया.
wow, that's
But that's a
quite
great quota. That's a
That's
great
quite
that's
a
a
good-
great
आपने जो
quota.
कल अगर बीट लगाई है तो ये 15 प्लस हो चुका है.
Called it.
साहिल सरप्राइज यहाँ पे ये
No,
था
no,
कि-
not at all surprised because
Minus
see
there,
जो
nobody seems to be done yet.
जो दो
Yeah.
टीम्स हैं उनके पास पैसा है और उनको चाहिए भी है. तो वही ना ऑक्शन के अंदर वो डिमांड सप्लाई वाला रूल एकदम मिनी ऑक्शन में परफेक्ट.
Okay, this is going past 20, it looks like.
16.5
18 तक जाएगा. 18 जाएगा.
18.
तो 18 जाएगा तो इट मींस गुजरात टाइटंस के पास ज्यादा पर्स है. हैदराबाद गुजरात टाइटन्स
Who entered?
No,
No, nobody-
अब तो ये दोनों
is running 17
Oh my God.
17.25 17
Oh
17.50.
wow. Oh wow. What is the
I
highest?
think
figure?
IPL highest 17.50.
18.5
18.5 था. Sam
Sam
Curran.
Curran पिछले साल.
He'll beat it. He'll beat
हो
it.
गया.
Oh wow.
Compared.
18.
18.25
डैनियल विटोरी सोच रहा है यार.
18.5. 18.5. 18.5. Oh, 18.75.
Highest player.
19.
हो गया.
19.
highest
19.
Pat Cummins.
19. Pat Cummins.
IPL का सबसे महंगा खिलाड़ी.
Good lord, that's a lot of money.
हम इससे कह रहे थे कि मिनी ऑक्शन है.
ये तो बम्पर हो गया.
ओह वो
19.50.
19.50
श्रेणी 20 होगा पार.
20 नहीं ये क्या हो रहा है?
ले.
बॉस पर्स कितना है इन लोग का?
है ना?
आरसीबी
खाली
के पास
करेंगे?
23
हो गया,
करोड़ है
20.
सिर्फ.
हाँ तो RCB does this thing, no?
Chal, touch.
20.
तो 21 में शगुन कर दो यार.
Who took it? Who took it?
KKR Who's going?
No, it's 2025, boss. It's still going.
It's still going, but RCB has to pull out at some point.
RCB
They
will
need a
have to.
spinner. They need a spinner.
No, they got Mayank Dagar na trade
Wow.
window.
Mayank Dagar is going to will them the IPL. IPL तो वैसे भी नहीं जीतना RCB ने.
Final.
So you're right. क्यों Jamie? They can throw all 23 crores because they don't need anybody else.
बिल्कुल.
No, I mean everybody needs a good bowler, so why not?
But you also need a good spinner, no? They released Hasranga, they released Harshal Patel. अब सिराज और पैट कमिंस के
RCB is going. When it
RSH is also going.
Not backing away.
श्रेणी आपने इतना वो ऑप्शंस देखे हैं, वो ये क्या एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है आपको भी?
well, I
RCB.
guess teams are like willing. What it's telling me is कि अब ऐसा है कि पैसा है, पैसे खर्चने भी हैं, बट वैल्यू चाहिए और लेगेसी चाहिए.
कहते भी है ना कि जब वो ऊपर वाला देता है ना तो छप्पर फाड़ के देता है, तो यही पैट कमिंस के साथ भी हो रहा है. खुद उन्हें यकीन भी नहीं हो रहा होगा कि मेरे ऊपर इतनी बिडिंग हाई जा रही है. 20.5 करोड़ यार.
Last time also when he was part of IPL 15 करोड़ में गए थे.
RCB are done.
Obviously they have to be. At some point they will have to be. They need a lot of players. They don't have bowlers. And I'm assuming they want to win the IPL.
No, I think if they could have got Cummins, so it would have been Siraj, Cummins, Akashdeep, Mayank Dagar and Karan Sharma and Cam Green and Maxwell.
Yeah, that still doesn't win you the IPL.
अभी
क्या
हैदराबाद
होगा?
के पास 26 यार का बजट था, इन्होंने इसमें
20-50
खर्च कर दिया. 20-50 खर्च कर दिया हैदराबाद ने. अब 4 के राउंड बचा उनके पास भी. मतलब फ्रेंचाइजी ने माइंड मेकअप किया हुआ है कि मुझे इस प्लेयर को लेना है.
जी, होमवर्क तो पूरा होता है ना.
Similar होगा स्टार्क के साथ भी. अब इसका इतना हो गया है
इससे तो
But
नहीं
उसमें
कि
मुंबई
हैदराबाद
बाहर
होगी
नहीं
ना.
जाएंगे. उसमें
उसमें
मुंबई बाहर नहीं
जाएगा और RCB भी नहीं
Oh my
जाएगा.
God,
तो RCB can push MI to the limit when it comes to Stark now.
This is crazy.
The Mumbai Indians
Gerald Coetzee. So how much did he go for, Pat Cummins?
20.5.
Oh my
20.5.
God. The highest ever in IPL,
Yeah,
right?
by
Highest.
by 2 crores.
By 2 crores. Wow.
बेस प्राइस 2 करोड़ था ना पैट कमिंस का. ना मुंबई इंडियंस के पास जो पॉकेट है वो अराउंड 18 CR का है. अब जो हम बात कर रहे हैं लखनऊ जेंट्स, वो तो छोड़ी दो उनके लिए. गुजरात टाइटंस अभी तक बहुत ज्यादा पैसा उन्होंने खोला नहीं है. क्यों?
I don't know. I thought, जैसे कि मैंने कहा था, I thought ये पैट कमिंस के पीछे भागेंगे क्योंकि एक तो वर्ल्ड क्लास ऑलराउंडर, आपको कैप्टन चाहिए. I don't know who they're going to, because like we've discussed, हार्दिक पांड्या को आप 2 प्लेयर से रिप्लेस करते हो. But that captaincy vacuum, I mean, I know Shubman Gill is there, but you need someone more experienced. तो देखते हैं भी किसके पास जाएंगे. है ही नहीं कोई और ऐसा कोई एक्सपीरियंस ऑलराउंडर ना.
Okay.
RCB के पास around 25.
MI have entered and CSK have entered. So I was expecting कि MI will go for Gerald Coetzee क्योंकि उनको
Yeah.
पेसर्स चाहिए.
चाहिए.
मिचेल स्टार्क और जेराल्ड कोएत्जे दोनों पे उनकी नजर रहेगी. कल शाम को हमारा प्रीव्यू शो था.
How
उसमें
old is Coetzee?
25.
No, 23, 24.
23. Yeah. So
23.
Makes
MI
sense.
will
Makes
definitely go
sense.
for him. आज MI लगभग 2 ओवरसीज पेसर और 1 इंडियन पेसर पे
23. He's 23.
या तो नजर बनाएंगे. ऑप्शंस हैं जेराल्ड कोएत्जे, मिचेल स्टार्क, मधुशंका, उमेश यादव और शिवम मावी. इन 5 में से आई थिंक उनकी नजर 3 पर जरूर है आज.
Mavi, I think, is going to either KKR or LSG. Strong hunch.
Wherever he's going, but I'm sure MI will be interested in him as well.
Yeah, Karthik Tyagi too.
कार्तिक त्यागी too.
He's
So
also available,
ये
bowls
6
quick.
कार्तिक त्यागी का नाम मैंने कल मिस कर दिया. ये 6 बॉलर्स में से 3 पर कम से कम MI की नजर जरूर होगी. उनका मॉडल यही है कि 3 पेसर 2 स्पिनर, और आपको स्पिनर इतने ज्यादा नहीं है. हसरंगा चले गए हैं.
Yeah.
सो यू हैव आदिल रशीद एंड मुजीबुर रहमान कमिंग. तो दोनों ओवरसीज स्लॉट वाले हैं. तो डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट दे डू इन द पेस ऑप्शंस, उस पर डिपेंड करेगा कि क्या स्पिन ऑप्शन रहेगी उनके पास.
एक चीज अमूमन देखा गया है कि जो चाहे राजस्थान हो, पंजाब हो, सनराइजर्स हैदराबाद हो, ये बहुत ज्यादा डिपेंड करते हैं ओवरसीज प्लेयर्स पे. लेकिन चेन्नई ऐसा प्लेयर्स को सेलेक्ट करता है जो बहुत ही अनकॉमन सा प्लेयर है, लेकिन रातों रात चेन्नई इसको लाके स्टार बना देता है. जैसे रचिन की हम बात कर रहे हैं. रचिन एक ऐसा प्लेयर है जो हर कोई जान रहा है. इस वर्ल्ड कप से पहले कोई नहीं जान रहा था, जो बहुत ज्यादा क्रिकेट फॉलो नहीं करता है, लेकिन आफ्टर दिस वर्ल्ड कप एवरीवन नोज हु इज रचिन. ये एक जो प्लानिंग होती है किसी भी टीम के लिए कि कुछ नए प्लेयर्स उठाओ, 4 साल 2 साल 3 साल रखो अपने बीच, ट्रेंड करो और उसे फ्यूचर टीम बना के छोड़ो. तो ये प्लानिंग कहीं ना कहीं चेन्नई के सक्सेस का सबसे बड़ा एक वेटेज है.
चेन्नई तो मैं कहूँगा इसका एग्जैक्ट ऑपोजिट रहा है। अगर आप एक स्पेसिफिकली देखें तो चेन्नई हैज गॉन इन फॉर एस्टेब्लिश्ड नेम्स। आप चेन्नई का अगर एक प्रोसेस देखोगे तो वो एक बीच में जोक बन गया था कि अगर आप अंडर 30 हो तो आप बिलोंग ही नहीं करते चेन्नई में।
डैडी आर्मी।
तो हाँ, तो वो तो आप 30 साल से ऊपर का रहना तो एक मैंडेटरी रिक्वायरमेंट हो गया था।
In the meantime, MI have got Gerald Coetzee.
Super.
5 CR.
Yes.
Called it.
Steal.
2 out of 2? Jamie?
Coetzee, though, even I
Arshal
said
Patel.
yesterday. I didn't say he'll go for a lot of money.
But we, not
How much did
5
you
CR.
give?
5 CR.
That's a very good buy.
That's a very good buy.
Very good buy.
ये देखना है हर्षल पटेल कहाँ जाएंगे और क्या आरसीबी इनके लिए वापस आएगा या नहीं आएंगे। आई डोंट थिंक वो आएंगे क्योंकि हर्षल पटेल जो फर्स्ट कपल ऑफ सीजन्स में उनके पास वेरिएशंस थे उसके आगे बढ़ नहीं पाए। ही इज ऑलवेज रिलाइंग ऑन स्लोअर डिलीवरीज, ऑल 6 डिलीवरीज, और वो नहीं चलता है।
जीटी दोनों के बीच में कंपटीशन है।
जीटी, दैट्स इंटरेस्टिंग। आशीष नेहरा
Except-
उल्टा ब्लेजर डाल के
expect
बैठे
to
हुए
do
हैं।
some weird
हाँ हाँ,
things.
कुछ ना कुछ इनको कर रहे हैं।
Blazer
उल्टा ब्लेजर डाल के बैठे हुए हैं
उल्टा
आशीष।
ब्लेजर, चश्मा पीछे।
उल्टा
चश्मा पीछे। ओके।
Dabang.
But no, Harshal Patel, I agree. He has lost that zip.
He has
of the
lost that
first
zip.
वो
two
जब
seasons.
से जडेजा ने उनको कुछ 32 रन मारे ना अगले
Yeah.
ओवर में, he's
Yeah.
not been the same.
I think वो इंजरी के बाद जब वापस आया ना,
Yeah.
उसका रिदम ऑफ था क्योंकि उसका स्लोअर वन, रेगुलर स्लोअर वन नहीं था, वो डिप आता था, वो डिप चला गया।
टेक्स्ट रंजीत।
तो
At the next
हर्षल
break
पटेल
we'll
को लेकर बात चल रही है इस वक्त। अराउंड 5 CR भी पटेल पहुंच चुके हैं पंजाब और गुजरात। लेकिन वो जो इंजरी की बात साहिल तुमने की कि अभी एक इम्पैक्ट था हर्षल पटेल का, लेकिन जिस तरह से जडेजा ने जो स्कोर किया अगेंस्ट उनके, एक प्लेयर का करियर सडनली चेंज हो जाता है।
करेक्ट।
एक ओवर, आपकी एक इंजरी आपको कहां से कहां लेके चली जाती है, और फिर आप हर्षल पटेल को आप खोज रहे हैं, हम उनके लिए वैक्यूम क्रिएट हो रहा है कि हाँ उन्हें लाओ, खिलाओ और उन्हें तैयार करो फिर से। लेकिन उनके अंदर जो पोटेंशियल है, उस पोटेंशियल पर हर्षल पटेल अब तक नहीं खेल पाए।
करेक्ट। ये तो है, मतलब आप देखो, अगर आप याद करोगे वो दौर जब वो पर्पल कैप विनर बने, आरसीबी के लिटिल लोन प्लेयर थे, उसके बाद आरसीबी ने उनको रिटेन करा, इतना पैसा उनके ऊपर खर्च करा, पोटेंशियल था, सबको वो
आज भी
स्किल
था,
भी
लेकिन
था,
वो
आज
injury
भी
है।
है। और वो जो मेंटली वो इतना स्ट्रांग था ना कि सबसे डिफिकल्ट ओवर्स वो डालता था। आप देखो आरसीबी उसको 4 ओवर जो फेंकवाते थे वो 14वां, 16वां, 18वां, 20वां मोस्टली रहता था, या एक ओवर बीच में कहीं स्लिप इन हो गया। उस दौरान वो गेंदबाजी करना किसी भी बॉलर के लिए आसान नहीं है, और इंडिया में तो खासकर जब आप इतने ड्यू के साथ सेकंड इनिंग में बॉल डालते हो। बट वो इंजरी के बाद जब वापस आया, आई थिंक वो रिदम का प्रॉब्लम हुआ, बहुत रिदम ओरिएंटेड बॉलर था, रिदम ड्रिवन बॉलर था। और जो स्लोअर वन की मैं बात कर रहा हूं ना, एक स्लोअर वन रेगुलर होता है, हर्षल पटेल का स्लोअर वन डिप करता था आपके ऊपर, तो वहीं पे ये खिलाड़ी बहुत ग्रेट बना था। और ग्रेटनेस ये है कि आज इसकी बोली फिर 7 करोड़ के पास हो गई है, क्योंकि इसका डोमेस्टिक सीजन बहुत अच्छा रहा है। हरियाणा के लिए विजय हजारे ट्रॉफी जो हरियाणा जीती है अभी 2 दिन पहले, हर्षल पटेल ने अहम भूमिका निभाई फाइनल के अंदर, क्योंकि राजस्थान वो गेम ऑलमोस्ट जीत गया था, बट इन्होंने आके विकेट निकाल दिए।
game changer।
आरसीबी रिटेन कर लेगी इसको।
बट जो हम श्रीनी बात कर रहे थे कि पंजाब को भी जरूरत है, पंजाब की टीम और गुजरात की टीम पेपर पे भी दिख रही है हमें, ठीक है, लेकिन उन्हें एक ऐसे प्लेयर चाहिए जो गेम चेंजर हो, जो अपने को बॉलिंग में, थोड़ी फील्डिंग में हेल्प कर सके, क्योंकि वो मिसिंग है अभी भी। मैं जो पंजाब की टीम भी बात कर लो या फिर गुजरात टाइटंस की भी बात कर लो,
पंजाब में तो राइट नाउ आपको एक स्टेबल बैटर की जरूरत है। मैं थोड़ी देर पहले कह रहा था कि सारा कुछ प्रेशर जो है वो शिखर धवन पे ही है, तो कहीं ना कहीं उसको बैलेंस आउट करना पंजाब।
क्या आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि अगर रचिन पे शायद पंजाब को बीट करना चाहिए था, जो सीएसके ने करके उन्हें बैकअप के तौर पर रखा है? क्योंकि
रचिन तो काफी
100%
सस्ते में
अच्छे
गए,
फॉर्म में चल
काफी-
रहा है रचिन ना,
काफी चीप ऑप्शन।
क्योंकि लिविंगस्टन इज अ लॉटरी ना, लियम लिविंगस्टन इज अ लॉटरी। लियम लिविंगस्टन कांट बी और लाइक कंसिस्टेंट नंबर 4 और नंबर 5 इन अ T20, वो एक लॉटरी है, वो मैक्सवेल वाला भी नहीं है, वो देखो तो लॉटरी है।
बैट्समैन
8
I think
9 CR.
Rachin could have been good for Punjab for sure.
इवन ऑल्सो दिल्ली के लिए भी ठीक था, दिल्ली।
पर दिल्ली में अमृत फिर वही ना, कितने ओवरसीज प्लेयर, वो तो फिर इंडियन प्रीमियर लीग ने इंटरनेशनल प्रीमियर लीग बना दी।
still have 8
जितने
slots.
उन लोग ने, पर कहाँ खिलाओगे? मतलब आई थिंक राइट नाउ ऑन द टेबल यू शुड बी फाइनलाइजिंग योर 11। अगर मिनी ऑक्शन की आप बात करेंगे, 11 अपना शीट बनाओ, मतलब आप कर लो, पर 11 आपके माइंड में रहना चाहिए जो
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल।
मतलब आप इतना आगे का क्यों?
मिनी ऑक्शन में आप मेगा ऑक्शन
टू
में
मंथ्स थिंग, नो
आप पूरी एक नई
नहीं,
स्क्वाड आप
you're saying
बनाने की
कि-
कोशिश कर रहे हो, बट मिनी ऑक्शन में आपको
नहीं, that's fine. That's fine. But इसका मतलब ये नहीं है ना कि you can't have your 8 overseas players.
नो यू हैव बट
फेयर इनफ,
मतलब 11 बनाओ मोटा-मोटी।
आपका एक 80-90% आप सॉर्टेड रहने चाहिए
Correct.
गोइंग इनटू अ मिनी ऑक्शन।
अरे वो सब छोड़ो, हर्षल पटेल को देखो, he's crossed the 10 crore mark.
That's a little excessive for him.
10.25
I'm
जो बात
watching
हम
very
फाइल कर भी रहते हैं कि
very
आप
closely.
रीसेंसी बायस आया, इसका डोमेस्टिक अच्छा गया है, विजय
That's,
दारे अच्छा
that's a
ball
little
फेंक रहा था।
expensive for him.
That's way over what I
Little
thought.
excessive.
I understand recency bias, लेकिन IPL में काफी टाइम से he's not been that potent, so and he's lost his place in India's team. तो जब आपका एक brand value गिरता है, I didn't see him going for more than 6. So
Yeah.
this is for me personally is a little
तो
surprising.
जैकपॉट कह रहे हो आपकी हर्षल पटेल के लिए
बहुत ज़्यादा है, बहुत ज़्यादा है.
No, because उनका performances over the last 1-2 years was not that great. He's not taken that next step.
Yeah.
From that perspective, I thought, yeah, Jamie's right. But Jamie, do you think कि maybe a change in team, change of ground might help him? क्योंकि RCB में तो as it is a death trap for bowlers.
Yeah. Again, very keen to see where he finally ends up. Punjab has the highest.
पंजाब नहीं जाना चाहिए उसको, वो उसके करियर का एकदम
नहीं, that is
वो
that is
तो-
how much budget is there.
उसको नेहरा जी चाहिए, अगर करियर में कुछ
फ्रेंचाइजी
करना
को
है,
चाहिए ना
नहीं मोहित शर्मा के
not
साथ
just
हुआ,
नेहरा जी,
उसको नेहरा जी
नहीं
चाहिए।
नहीं, not just नेहरा जी, but आप ये भी देखो ना, अहमदाबाद इज अ ह्यूज ग्राउंड, और इनका जो स्लोअर वेरिएशंस है, that is going to work on a ground like अहमदाबाद, जहां पे इतना बड़ा ग्राउंड है, the boundaries are really big. It's not like चिन्ना स्वामी
But
जहां पे
चेतन सबसे
आंख बंद करके आप
सबसे
छक्का
ज्यादा
मार रहे हो।
छक्के लास्ट ईयर लगे भी अहमदाबाद में थे, रिंकू के 5 भी वहीं आए थे।
वो ठीक
मतलब
है,
ग्राउंड
that's
बड़ा
fine.
लगता है पर
That's
डायमेंशन
fine.
ऐसा नहीं है।
I'm just saying,
अहमदाबाद लाइक ग्राउंड लुक्स इंटिमिडेटिंग, बट इट्स नॉट दैट डायमेंशंस में बड़ा है, लाइक
not a
क्लियर तो
वो
हो
तो
जाता है।
11:30 हो गया.
it's not like RCB, right?
11
Yeah, not like
It's not like RCB. Yeah.
11.75 and counting
So
now.
10.75 का जो इसका आरसीबी के साथ बिड था वो क्रॉस हो गया आफ्टर आरसीबी रिलीज।
But let me ask you guys, is he not a bit too one-dimensional? Like, are you just
Now he
expecting
is,
him,
now he for sure he is.
6 out of 6 slower balls, power play में
It
इतना
is
खास
still
नहीं
going
है.
on.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
still
saying.
going on.
Watch this. We can talk about grounds and conditions. जहाँ भी खेलेगा, is he going to give you
प्रीति
that
जिंटा
much?
को देख के मेरे को वो वीरेंद्र सहवाग का कोट याद आ गया, when Sehwag was the mentor or the director something, he was with Punjab, no, he was at the table, he said never hand that paddle to a lady because she'll never stop shopping, and
There
she
you go,
hasn't,
they've got him for
and they get the
11.
bid at
we,
11.
we have a lady with
Breaking
us also now,
news,
so let's
11.75.
not make those kind of remarks.
Okay, so hi guys, meeting you here for the first time. Well, thanks to Amrit. First, thanks Amrit. You guys tell how's it going. I want to know SRH. Chetan, SRH जिस तरीके से चल रहे हैं अभी तक.
Yeah, I mean a couple of good buys for them. I think Travis had really good buy, not just in the short term but also in the long term for them. क्योंकि next year we might look at players who might get retained. Last year उनको top order में उनके पास कोई नहीं था जो उनके young Indian batters को guide कर सके. Mayank Agarwal was not firing for them. So Travis Head, one of the top batters of 2023. I think that's a very good purchase if he can carry that form, and we all know what he did in Ahmedabad to
Yeah.
us. So from that perspective, I think yeah, that's a very good buy for SRH.
Yeah, and Srini, we're talking about Travis Head, but talk of the town is Pat Cummins. And RCB went for Pat Cummins, and it felt like कि सारे पैसे वो उन्हीं पे लगा देंगे, but a wise decision to back out at the last moment.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised with Pat Cummins getting money. 20 crore touch किए हैं. Yes, kind of looked like at one point that it would touch 20, but that bit is surprising.
Yeah.
Pat Cummins getting a lot of money. I think they just got it divided. Pat Cummins को extra दे दिया, वलिंदु हसरंगा को इतने ही सस्ते में ले लिया.
Yeah.
तो वो कहीं ना कहीं बैलेंस आउट
Balance
हो
out
गया.
हो गया.
और मेरे ख्याल से वो 3 बाइज में SRH has done a very good job. एक और शायद अगर वो 5 करोड़ कुछ बचे हैं उनके पास,
Yeah.
एक और अगर कोई यंग बैटर को उठा लें वो, तो ये they are sorted.
Yeah, and साहिल, हमने पैट कमिंस को देख लिया है, हमने यहाँ पे रोमन पावल पे देख लिया. व्हाट इज द अप्रोच दैट यू आर थिंकिंग? क्योंकि मुझे याद है कि हम आपसे बात कर रहे थे, यू सेड कि जितने भी फास्ट बॉलर्स होंगे वो ज्यादा बिकेंगे इस ऑक्शन में. डू यू थिंक इट्स द ट्रेंड दैट्स गोइंग अराउंड राइट नाउ एज वेल?
I think it's likely to continue. We are just talking about the overseas players. Let's let the uncapped Indian players come into the picture. You will see some names becoming करोड़पतिस today because अभी teams को requirement है.
Yeah.
और अभी 2 bouncer वाला rule जो introduce हुआ है, उसके बाद you will see more and more fast bowlers coming to the picture and become very relevant in the scheme of things. And right now as we speak, I think Daryl Mitchell, as we are speaking, Livingston का replacement या backup चाहिए आपको. This
They've
boy fits
crossed the
the
4
bill.
crore mark
Yeah,
now.
he's a phenomenal player. Last 12 months जैसा spin को खेला है, कड़क.
I'm surprised GT is not going for him because हमने अभी आपके आने से पहले सुरम में बात की थी कि हार्दिक पांड्या को रिप्लेस करने के लिए आपको एक प्लेयर चाहिए जो बैटिंग करता
Yeah.
है, जो मीडियम पेस करता है, और चलो कैप्टेंसी एक्यूमेन माइट नॉट बी देयर विद डैरल मिचेल, बट the finishing ability from number 4 he can finish games. वो 4 से ही पूरी इनिंग्स को पकड़ के टर्न कर सकते हैं and he can finish games. हमने देखा है what he does for New
Yeah.
Zealand. This is the perfect player. I mean, obviously they can't replace Hardik Pandya with just one player,
Yes.
but still this is the perfect replacement in my mind for Hardik if you're looking at the attributes.
But right now,
And I'm
you see-
surprised they're not
In the
going
World
in.
Cup,
I think two of the finest centuries in this World Cup came from this guy.
Exactly.
Both against India.
the best bowling attack in the
Yeah.
tournament.
Both against
Both
India.
in
And
a
I think
losing cause, but both, if the team was there anywhere in the game, it is thanks to him.
Yeah.
I think the
So,
first
speaks volumes.
game, Dharamshala, the
Dharamshala.
way he handled
Yeah,
Kuldeep,
exactly.
that
he took the game close. Yeah.
one day before that game, I was speaking to him. We did an interview for Cricket
Yeah.
Next, and I did ask him about the IPL. I see, matlab light remark,
Yeah.
you know, you want to play. Yeah, it'll be nice playing for the IPL, but we take a lot of pride in playing for New Zealand. He was all chill, but right now, your chill will all heat up because this is a lot of money, 6 crore.
Yeah.
He's nearly 6 crore
He's
now, but he
touching 6
deserves
crores.
that. Like middle order batter, gun player, very good footwork, again spin, very dominating.
6 crores is very good for
Yeah.
him. And what DC is in for him.
Delhi Capitals and Punjab
I don't
Kings are
understand
in
DC
this
going for him.
bidding battle.
DC
Jamie.
is DC.
DC
मतलब
को
किस
क्या
टीम को
चाहिए?
ज्यादा जरूरत है दोनों में से अभी?
Look, if you look at what Daryl Mitchell offers any franchise, any team,
Just DC Punjab.
it's massive.
वो
वो
निकल
3
गया
पे
ना
खेल
पहले।
सकते हैं, वो finisher बन सकते हैं. You look at what
No,
he does
just DC
in
Punjab.
England's domestic tournament. Look at what he does in New Zealand's domestic tournament. ये जहाँ जाता है ये wicket निकालता
Yeah.
है. He's always at the ball, so he's a very utility player, and I'm surprised कि it's taken franchises this long, Suramya, to realize कि Daryl Mitchell क्या कर सकते हैं. Srini is right. He scored 2 fantastic hundreds. He got an even better 100 in one of the matches against England before the World Cup in that series, you know. But he's undervalued. Last season he sat in RCB. His main job was to do reels with Jimmy Neesham, you know. It's a crime that the world is waking up to what Daryl Mitchell has. उससे पहले 2021 T20 World Cup, I was doing shows with Chetan and the guy was coming out. He got the team into the final, you know. And now I think he's finally getting his due, you know. So जहाँ भी ये बंदा जाएगा, he's going to be gold because he should be playing every single match of the IPL that he gets any contract with, yeah.
I call him the Grant Elliott clone.
Okay.
You know, he's built like that. मतलब a bald Grant Elliott in a way. यहाँ पे तो बाल हैं and like Srini said ये बहुत पुरानी photographs use कर रहे हैं. But yeah, he's like a Grant Elliott clone. That kind of mindset that he brings in terms of finishing the games. Like I said, वो पूरी innings को पढ़ के, match को situation को पढ़ के, he can do that. He did that both in Dharamshala
Yeah.
and in Mumbai,
Yeah.
the most successful batter against India in that World Cup. But even before that, he was like Jamie said, he's not been getting his due. I was always surprised why he's not playing in the IPL, a more prominent role in the IPL. For me, he's a perfect CSK player, a perfect GT player.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised both, obviously CSK is much settled right now.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised GT is not
GT
in
could
for
have
him.
gone for him, yeah.
I'm really surprised GT is not in for him.
Well,
But I think I hope he goes to Punjab because he'll get 14 good games there. DC तो will continue to play musical
कोई है
chairs.
नहीं ना पंजाब में?
Exactly.
कोई है
पंजाब में है ही नहीं ना, तो
कोई?
4 पे आप इसको easily उतार के you can solidify that middle order, have Liam Livingston at 5, you are sorted then. Have Bairstow at 3, Prab Simran and Shikhar Dhawan at top of the order, you're sorted with top 5. इतना
That
complicated.
is something. It's a very nice line that Sahil used. You know that at least if he goes to Punjab, उसको 14 game मिलेंगे, which is what every player wants. हर
Yeah.
player को अगर आप
Exactly.
पूछो
14
priority
games
क्या
चाहिए,
है, वो तो यही बोलेगा कि I should get my space under the lights. I think.
So they have Harry Brook and now they're going for Daryl Mitchell.
I don't understand
makes
what DC
no
are doing.
sense. It makes no sense. और सबसे बड़ा DC के साथ नेगेटिव पता क्या था लास्ट सीजन? Obviously apart from ऋषभ पंत, उससे बड़ा नेगेटिव नहीं हो सकता है. लेकिन the other negative was that they let go of Kagiso Rabada.
Yeah.
They were forced to let go of Kagiso Rabada.
Yeah.
Not last year, last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
They
mega
were-
auction.
Yeah, mega auction में. And Anrik Nokia never stepped up. से लास्ट सीजन
Yeah.
तो शायद इंजरी हो गई थी
हाँ, कम
और
खेला.
उससे पिछले सीजन में भी द फर्स्ट सीजन of this cycle, he was not able to step up. He was not the Anrik Nokia.
Yeah.
The reason was because he was Anrik Nokia along with Kagiso Rabada.
Exactly.
So DC should be looking to replace Rabada. And I don't think either
नहीं हो सकता.
Harry Brook or Daryl Mitchell replace Rabada.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I don't know why they are going for Daryl Mitchell. Then you already have Harry
And they're
Brook.
spending 10
So
crores.
it means you are spending 10 on Daryl Mitchell. So what Jamie was saying is
4 on
right.
Brook.
Then-
So Brook is going to open.
Yeah.
वरना कितना खिलाओगे?
नहीं, but आप उनके 4 ओवरसीज गिनाओ इस टाइम पे. नोकिया खेलेगा या नहीं
मैं तो
खेलेगा?
6 गिना सकता हूँ.
नहीं,
उन्होंने
नहीं,
जितनी
आप-
शॉपिंग
नहीं,
कर ली है.
4 गिनाओ ना.
Mitchell
आप-
Marsh, David Warner.
David Warner, Mitchell
Yeah.
Marsh will play.
Yeah.
Then you have only 2 spots left. Harry Brook, अभी मिचेल गए नहीं हैं, but Harry Brook, Mitchell and Nokia.
Yeah. Is Nokia still there? I think he was released.
Nokia
Let
was
me
not
double check.
released.
I think he was released. Let me
No,
double
he's
check.
not in the pool. He's very much there.
He's very
He's
much
there?
He's
Yeah.
there, yeah.
He's not in the pool.
He's not been released. If he was released, he would have come up by now, na?
Correct,
In
correct.
fast
So
bowlers.
for Daryl Mitchell 10 करोड़ का मार्क तो टच हो ही चुका है यहाँ पर. और हम जो बात कर रहे थे, obviously he is a
Yeah,
released
so they
player,
released
yeah.
Mustafizur.
Mustafizur. Mustafizur was not going to be
Yeah.
important for them. But again, Mustafizur was they got Mustafizur so that they could try and replace Rabada. But Mustafizur didn't work out for them.
But they are
Yeah.
Ishant Sharma, boss, leading the attack. They don't need anyone. The great, grand old man of India is there.
But why Punjab Kings
like
are
I said
after
with
Daryl
RCB.
Mitchell, Sahil?
Yeah, what?
Why
Sorry.
Punjab Kings are after him?
Punjab Kings definitely need him at number 4.
Okay, at
If
number
there's
4.
one player they
And-
could like bank upon for the entire season, I
Yeah.
think it has
See,
to be Daryl Mitchell.
एक availability की बात भी है because they have okay. We also have to figure this out that this is just one season. क्योंकि उसके बाद we are assuming कि mega auction will come up.
Yes.
It's a third year.
Yeah.
So it's a short term buy. So you're thinking for next season and with the T20 World Cup immediately after the IPL,
Yeah.
there's a good chance English players might not be available for the entirety of the IPL. So आपको बेस्टो का रिप्लेसमेंट चाहिए, आपको लिविंगस्टन का रिप्लेसमेंट
Yeah.
चाहिए. बेस्ट और लिविंगस्टन के बिना तो पंजाब के पास कुछ बचा ही नहीं
बचा ही
है.
नहीं है, हाँ.
So from that perspective, they are going hammer and tongs for him.
Makes perfect sense to me because look what he does is he can float. हाँ, 4 पे best option है वो Suramya.
Yeah.
But the guy can float. He's a quick starter when the situation demands by T20 parameters. वो again strange term वो anchor कर सकते हैं लेकिन भाई वो दूसरी तीसरे गेंद पे छक्के लगा सकते हैं वो you know.
Yes.
And I'm surprised that I mean I've seen him in that. इनका जो डोमेस्टिक है वहाँ पर न्यूजीलैंड में some Georgie Porgy it was called last time. फिर वो Ram Slam in whatever it's called. I mean whatever it is. Whenever I'm seeing him in T20 franchises, चाहे UK हो या न्यूजीलैंड हो, he has a knack of taking wickets. He comes, he bowls 4 overs, 2 for 30. That's golden. तो जहाँ भी जाएगा Daryl Mitchell, I think he's a steal. He's just amazing player.
They're at 11.
But वही बात है ना जेमी, दिल्ली कैपिटल्स में जगह क्लियर समझ में नहीं आ रही है.
हाँ बिल्कुल दिल्ली कैपिटल्स में like I think Sahil was saying और चेतन was saying दिल्ली कैपिटल्स में वो कहाँ से फिट होंगे I am actually struggling because again then you're saying कि आपका डेविड वार्नर हैरी ब्रुक मिचेल मार्श और Daryl Mitchell, your top 4 or your overseas players. आप एक स्पिनर नहीं खिला सकते हो, आप एक overseas bowler नहीं खिला सकते हो, unless you're saying कि Harry Brook is our plan B player, हम उसको नहीं खिलाएंगे. जब कोई injured होता है, जब कोई player rest मांगता है, तब हम Harry Brook को खिलाएंगे. But
DC have Lungi Ngidi as well.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They have players which we're not factoring right now, and they'll be bowling all rounders or fast bowlers. So
Yes.
strange.
Yeah, this makes no sense. Makes from DC's perspective. Because they've
Punjab
got
can afford to go till 15 for him, yeah. Because
Yes,
he'll
Punjab
be like-
can afford to.
Yeah,
but
but
Sahil,
why
let's
DC?
talk about Delhi Capitals as a team.
so they
as
pulled
well,
out.
Okay.
DC have pulled out.
Good decision.
Sahil, when you talk about Delhi Capitals as a team, okay, so the last time when we saw Delhi Capitals, you know, it seemed that they were all over the place. They didn't have a proper plan because obviously Rishabh Pant wasn't there. Then it was onto David Warner, and they lost first 5 matches, and then they were looking. You know, a lack of planning was also there. Delhi Capitals this time as well, when they are sitting here in the auction, it seems that they don't have a proper planning, right? Because they're going after Daryl Mitchell. But आप खिलाओगे किस नंबर पे, ये एक बड़ा सवाल है. So how is this team made? Because आपके पास कुछ options है जो आप ले नहीं रहे हो. And then auction maybe you are not going after the right players.
I think it was a season of chaos for Delhi last time around for sure. मतलब right from David Warner taking up captaincy and doing what he did. मतलब there was no intent from him at top of the order. The batting didn't click. Prithvi Shaw struggled. They tried Sarfaraz Khan. They tried Manish Pandey. Everyone just struggled except Akshar Patel. I think there wasn't any bright spot from their campaign. David Warner to a certain extent, yes, but that batting any Ranji Trophy player can do, yeah. But when you are not facing the strike rate pressure, when you are batting nearly run a ball, so that is not T20 batting for sure. So it was a season of chaos, and I'm still surprised what they are doing at the table this time around too. आप bowlers लेकर आओ, अक्सर के साथ एक quality spinner लेकर रहो, आप बैटिंग पैक करी जा रहे हो.
Exactly.
Get a couple of good Indian uncapped players, boss, and have them around the likes of Mitchell Marsh, David. I think they also have Phil Salt, or have they released him?
Released.
They've
released
him. Yeah, they've
Phil
released
Salt is released. So you still have a couple of good quality overseas batters uske around Indian players.
But again,
have that balance. No, it's not international Premier League.
Everything Sahil is saying is correct, but what do they need? They need a top order person who keeps wickets. You cannot expect कि first ball of the IPL Rishabh Pant will be there. They have to budget. उम्मीद कर सकते हैं कि ऋषभ पंत वापस आएंगे, but you have to plan for him not to be there. You're chasing Daryl Mitchell. I would much rather they've gone for a get back Phil Salt, go for Josh Inglis, go for Kusal Mendes. Daryl Mitchell is not going to give you what you need. You need a keeper batsman
Right.
जो top 3 या maximum 4 पे खेलता हो. And if you're going to spend 14 crores on Daryl Mitchell, आपका keeper कौन है? ऋषभ पंत. You cannot assume he's going to come back so soon. So strange.
And will he come as a wicket-keeper batter, or he'll be coming
Yeah,
specially
bilkul, yeah,
only as
yeah.
a batter? That's a question.
So they need to keep their monies for a backup for Pant as a batsman, as a wicket keeper. That's most important. लेकिन उस पे जाने से पहले मैंने क्या कहा था? Daryl Mitchell is your CSK player. He's
Yeah.
your typical CSK
Yeah.
player. I was surprised why they didn't go for him. And look, they've entered
They have
bidding
entered
for
the
him.
bidding war.
At 12.5 CR, they entered the bidding for Daryl Mitchell.
Yeah. And ये तो एक ट्रेंड रहा है ना चेतन CSK के साथ. They always go after the New Zealanders. You know, they are always after
Punjab are off.
Punjab are out
Punjab,
of the bidding
Punjab
war.
were, oh, so CSK will
So
get him.
CSK.
At 14. So this is what.
14.
This is interesting.
He is your
Okay, let's
typical.
just wait. The countdown is on. Let's just wait what's going to happen here.
But he is your typical CSK player.
CSK player.
And I was surprised that CSK GT were also not going for him, but I was surprised कि CSK क्यों नहीं जा रहे हैं. They had that purse, and you know it made sense why they let Travis Head go.
Yeah.
Because they had 16 crores of Ben Stokes purse. Ben Stokes को उन्होंने
Yeah.
release किया. They had 16 crores to spend on an overseas player.
तो एक बात बताओ चेतन, इनके overseas कौन रहेंगे? You start
We'll
with
come to it. Let them
Conway.
get it. We'll let them get it, and then we'll come to it. But what I'm just trying to say is कि
So the discussions going
Yeah,
on
yeah.
in
and in the meantime I'll open.
Yeah.
I think Pathirana and
so yeah.
Conway are going to be two.
No, wait. So we have
Darren Mitchell is
Devon
most likely
Conway,
to go to CSK.
Moeen Ali,
Moeen Ali is not available for the entire season.
Manish
from what I
Tikshana, Pathirana. So that's 4. And then who else did they get today?
heard. Tikshana hटाओ ना.
Rachin Ravindra.
Rachin
Rachin
Ravindra.
Ravindra.
Tikshana क्यों?
He's
हटा?
gone. He's
नहीं,
gone.
मैं हर match 14 games not.
And,
I'm just counting the
yeah,
overseas
overseas.
players.
He's sold to
Super
Chennai
Kings ने
Super
खरीदा.
Kings.
He is your quintessential Chennai player. यही मैंने आपको कहा था. They entered at 12 crores, and now this makes sense because Travis Head को they let go, and they've got what? What did Ben Stokes not do for them last year? He did not play as much. He did not bowl.
Yeah.
This guy bowls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This guy bowls. He's going to give you those 2-3 overs. What they'll do is, whoever is the captain after Dhoni or whoever it is, they don't need to worry about playing an extra pacer.
Yeah.
Boss, CSK have had a gun auction so far. Rachin Ravindra, Shardul
They-
Thakur,
So
Darren
now-
Mitchell,
yeah.
they have plugged whatever gaps there
And
were.
They have done more. They have done more.
Sahil.
Yeah.
That's
They've
where
done
planning
more.
comes
Yeah.
in. When you sit at the auction table with
Correct.
proper planning, when you know what are the
So they
vacant
knew where
spots
they
and you
went,
go
so
on
they
for the
were
right
where they
players,
were.
that's
So-
what happens. That's why they have won title 5 times. They know the game. They are here in the auction right now.
Conway, Mitchell Santner, Rachin Ravindra, Daryl Mitchell, Tikshana, Pathirana. That's 6. Moeen Ali 7. That's your 7 overseas players. अब आप
Santner 8.
हाँ
Santner 8 ना?
Santner count कर लिया. So 7 overseas players. They still have 1 slot remaining, and just they'll get Hazelwood. They'll get Hazelwood.
Okay.
And now try and keep rotating.
Okay, let's
You know?
park that. You know,
Yeah, we
Hazelwood
will.
and
We will.
CSK.
But my point is कि they will keep rotating these
Yeah.
players, and look at the core that they have got. Oh my God! This CSK are already favorites for next year.
Yeah, they are. And you mentioned 3 New Zealand players, right, Chetan?
Yeah.
We got Rachin Ravindra
4.
and Daryl Mitchell right now
4.
in this auction. And-
Conway and Mitchell Santner
Mitchell
are already
Santner.
there. So they should have black stripes on that yellow now.
But Sahil, you tell us why they're so fond of New Zealand players.
Stephen Fleming.
Fleming.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. I think that's the kind of chilled out atmosphere they've had in the dressing room for years, except that Ravindra Jadeja captaincy
Yeah.
episode.
इसी बात को आगे लेके मैं एक और बार कहूंगा, न्यूजीलैंड इस बार T20 वर्ल्ड कप जीत रही है. Josh Hazelwood spent one season with Dhoni. Australia won that year. Sam Curran spent one season. England won that year. They've now got. They have Santner. They have Ravindra. They have Conway, and now they have Daryl Mitchell. New Zealand are winning the T20 World Cup because Dhoni का हाथ इतना बड़ा होता है teams पर.
Well, we'll play it on
camera.
loop once that happens in T20 World Cup. For now, it's the IPL auction time. Chetan is talking about, how CSK are on point in the game. And right now we have Chris Wokes.
Yeah.
Chris Wokes ke liye Punjab Kings have entered the bidding. And it
Not
seems
surprised.
that no
Not
other
surprised.
teams quite interested. So far, we don't have any other team bidding for Chris Wokes. Why Chris Wokes for Punjab Kings, Chetan?
Obviously they need the players, but it makes no sense because एक तरफ आप Johnny Best और Livingston का backup बना रहे हो. They've got him for 420. Who was the other
Yeah.
bidder? Who was the other bidder?
KKR.
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 KKR is interesting that they were in for him.
So, but clearly they're looking for bowlers who
He
can
was there
move the
before
ball.
with them also.
Yeah.
KKR.
But not very convincing.
But he's not been convincing in these conditions. That's been the problem. और अभी वो इंग्लैंड के टेस्ट टूर में की टीम में भी नहीं है.
Yeah.
Because these conditions don't suit him. Under lights with the ball moving around, yes. And I thought GT would be interested in him.
Yeah.
They've released Lockie Ferguson. He can bat a bit. So he gives you that number 7, number 8 ka batting. And instead of Lockie Ferguson, they would have got somebody. Mohit Sharma is moving the ball. So can Chris Wokes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I thought GT would have been interested in him.
Proper all-rounder.
Proper all-rounder.
Yeah.
But disappointed that they did not go for him. A very good buy for Punjab.
वैसे-
I think a better buy for Punjab than Harshal Patel. In my
Can
opinion.
say so. Yeah. Sahil, Harshal Patel, nobody was thinking that, Harshal Patel will go on for around 11 crores or so. Do you think it's good buy, or do you think that he could have been sold at much lesser price as well?
No, in the last couple of seasons, one area where we have seen Punjab struggle, in spite of having the likes of Kagiso Rabada and Arshdeep Singh, it has been the death bowling. Arshdeep has been very erratic. Like if you get the last fifer versus South Africa out of the picture, he has been very erratic for India too. There have been wickets, but he has leaked runs. He has been very inconsistent, very wayward. The no balls wides have been in plenty, and with Punjab too, right? Because he has been doing bulk of the heavy lifting when it comes to death bowling, and Rabada has been very off color in Punjab colours. He was a different bowler when he was bowling with Anrik Nokia in DC colours, but now the complexion has completely changed for Rabada, the bowler. But that's where they needed someone like Harshal Patel. They needed someone to control those death overs. क्योंकि अभी तक आप क्या देख रहे थे, राहुल चहर को बॉल दे रहे हैं, हरप्रीत बरार जो इनका लेफ्ट आर्म स्पिनर है, वो एक आध ओवर आके आपको दिखता था डालने के लिए, तो वो दैट वाज नॉट टेकिंग देम एनीवेयर, राइट? यू नीडेड बॉलर्स हु कुड डू द जॉब इन द फाइनल. डू दे स्टिल हैव नेथन एलिस? आई एम नॉट श्योर. हैव दे रिटेन्ड हिम? Punjab Kings,
Punjab Kings.
He's there.
So that he's there too. So you need to plug those death bowling gaps. That is where Punjab have struggled for the last 2 editions. And Mohali, I don't know whether they're going to play at the old stadium or the new stadium which has come up now in this IPL, but that's an unforgiving ground for bowlers. So you need to have those bowling areas intact, all plugged up. और अगर आप धर्मशाला 2 मैच गए वहाँ पे अपना जो PR करने जाते हैं तो वहाँ तो और मार लगेगा. वहाँ तो एकदम पाटा बन जाता है क्योंकि जून जुलाई में.
Yeah. So right now we are talking about the set of auctions. We had a lot of discussions around the players, but the biggest buy has been Pat Cummins. Jamie, we all knew Pat Cummins एक ऐसे खिलाड़ी रहेंगे इस auction में, but were you imagining that he'll go on for 20.5 crores? That's the biggest buy ever in IPL.
No, not that much. But like we discussed yesterday, and Chetan got the ball rolling, saying that he should be the guy who gets 15. And between 12 to 15 did seem reasonable because देखो मैंने कल भी कहा था प्रीवियस शो पे कि उसने जो भी छुआ इस साल वो सोना बन गया, right? And Chetan rightly said कि a year ago he was not a very well liked person in his own country, that is Australia.
Yeah.
But when you win 2 of the biggest prizes, right? T20 World Cup, I get it. It's the flavor of the current times. But WTC, despite being only 2 years old, is a really valued trophy, right? इनके साथ जो भी हुआ पिछले 2-2.5 साल में Australian team के साथ, for him to win the WTC and then 4 months later shut up a nation by winning the One Day World Cup when nobody thought that team could do it, that has been value. ऊपर से look, we know his numbers in T20 are not the greatest, but he's still a valuable all-rounder. He's got, the highlights we're watching, 14 ball 50. The way he shut down the Indian team, which was 10-0 by bowling 10 overs around the stumps, bowling cutters, इसने एक देश को चुप करा दिया. And now that same country has rewarded him salam kiya usko by giving him 20.5 crores. And he's a leader. So he's giving you an all-round package. I'm not surprised now when I look at it that he's gone for 20.5 crores.
I saw that last night.
He did. He said 15. He didn't say 20. Ask him now. He didn't say 20.
Obviously not. 20
But
is
this
20 is unimaginable in a
but
mini
it's
auction.
it's paisa vasool.
20 is unimaginable in any auction. This is the first time it's
पैसा वसूल
20.
तो तब होगा ना जब SRH वहां तक अगर जाएगी भी, हर एक
But then if you
season
buy a player like this, then you obviously want to. I mean, they've got what, Travis Head,
yeah.
and they've got आप उनका overseas players देखो, and then you look at let's take a look at
They've got a lot of overseas players, but
No,
Chetan,
let's-
my
let's-
question is,
yeah.
the last time we saw them having Harry Brook, it didn't work out for them. This
True,
time
but
they've
then-
gotten
okay.
Pat Cummins. What I'm saying is that, okay, you've got a player that's great. You've got a player for 20.5 crores, but then it requires good planning and
Obviously.
execution in the tournament as well.
Samit, this is what you've just said. That is the answer. Harry Brook was 11 crores. He was never going to win you. He was an untested commodity.
and
Pat
and
Cummins,
if I want to add a word, he was overrated by the English media.
बिल्कुल.
आप
Okay.
English media का जो contribution है वो नहीं भूल सकते.
पैट कमिंस 20 करोड़ के लिए क्यों गया? क्योंकि उसने 6 महीने के अंदर नंबर 1 रैंक टीम को आउटथिंक किया. This Indian team under Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid misread the oval conditions. They said, यार इस पिच पर अश्विन नहीं चलेगा. Did Australia से इस पे लायन नहीं चलेंगे? पैट कमिंस ने लायन को खिलाया. लायन ने 8 विकेट लिए उस ओवल पिच पे इंडिया की धज्जियां उड़ा दिया. World Cup trophy, I would say 10 times more important than WTC final. What did Rohit Sharma do after 10-0? Like Chetan will always remind me until my last breath, 10-0 came to nothing because Pat Cummins read the conditions more than this great Indian juggernaut did, and this is why suddenly the world is woken up belatedly to is bande ka dimag.
Yeah.
So I'm not this. He will win SRH the title. लिख के ले लो मुझसे.
And we can, और जैसे साहिल ने कहा कि we need to be figuring out the 11s, और आप you can literally see Sunrisers 11. Mayank Agarwal and Travis Head to open.
Yeah.
Then you have Rahul Tripathi at number 3, Aiden Markram number 4, Heinrich Klaasen number 5, and then Marco Jansen or Pat Cummins, depending आप किसको खिलाना चाहते हो. Heinrich Klaasen को नहीं खिलाना चाहते. Then you have other batsmen there. Abdul Samad is there. Then Washington Sundar, Abhishek Sharma is there. Shahbaz Ahmed, he's also in the all-rounder category. तो आपका spin वहाँ पे हो गया. And then you're looking at pacers. Pat Cummins is already there. Marco
Yeah.
Jansen is already there. Bhuvneshwar Kumar is there. Mayank Markande is another spin option for them. We are looking at Umran Malik. We have not counted him yet. We
Yeah.
are looking at 13 players, 14 players, and we can't even figure out the 11 out of those 14. So they have got a banging first choice playing 11.
Yeah.
Just to add exactly what this, I said it earlier before you came, Saramya. पिछले साल हम यहीं बैठे थे. इस साल actually we're talking about the auction. On paper, I said this Hyderabad team has the players to win the title. Unfortunately, and Chetan's going to disagree with me, Aiden Markram, the captain, he let down this team. They had no business not getting to the playoffs last time around. This time they've budgeted, they've got a leader.
No, but you have to understand, he did not come to the start of the tournament because South Africa was busy playing a tournament क्योंकि उनको वर्ल्ड कप के लिए क्वालिफाई करना था.
No, Markram was there from day one.
No,
Markram-
he did not
just
just
missed 1 or 2
he
games.
missed the first game. He missed the first
Hardly.
game. But I'm saying,
Sample
no,
size
but
comes.
that's, see, if you're a new captain.
What the
No,
problem
wait.
was, I'll quickly add. Aiden Markram was a captain just on paper. He wasn't aware about anything.
Correct.
I can say that
That's why
on the
you
record.
need it.
बिल्कुल,
At every
बिल्कुल,
press
बिल्कुल,
conference,
बिल्कुल.
you would ask him about players, replacements. I don't know, management is taking on.
Yeah,
So
that
that
happened last year,
management
yeah.
is now off.
Correct.
So right now, as I'm thinking loud, Pat Cummins is your SRH captain.
बिल्कुल.
Aiden Markram is not going to be your
So
captain
that's-
because that
Yeah.
management is no longer there.
That's what I.
Could
they
be,
have
could
a
be,
leader.
could be, could be.
changed
But,
a lot of
but,
captains.
but what I'm trying to defend Aiden Markram by saying कि he was playing international cricket, और जब आप इस माहौल में आते हो where the management is interfering, they are picking your teams,
Yeah.
which is what irritated David Warner and Kane Williamson as well.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, जब आप ऐसे scenario में आते हो, you need to be there from day one. With an overseas captain, that is not possible. Overseas captain who's missing 2 weeks of prep, missing the first game, and then coming in.
Yeah.
और वहाँ पे already experimentation चल रहा है. Because you have a 14 crore player, उसको opening कराओ, फिर उसने 100 मार दिया, फिर उसको 4 मैच और दो. That doesn't work.
This
So
exactly.
Jamie,
this
I'll
is
have
this
to-
this is what this new management has sought to erase.
Yeah.
Remove doubt.
are we sure we have entirely new
कोई
management?
Yeah, Dan Vittori's on the table.
No, he's
now.
the coach,
Yeah.
but
So,
owners
Chetan,
for
we'll
many-
come to
Owners
this
will be, but I think
discussion a
the
bit
fabric of the
later.
support staff has gone
Chetan
back.
and Sahil will come to this discussion a bit later because we have a special guest with us. We have Graham Swan with us, and we'll be having word with him right now about the ongoing IPL auction. Graham, what do you have to say about this IPL auction, especially Pat Cummins to SRH for 20.5 crores?
Brilliant. I was just listening in there. Again, Sunrisers on paper always have a fantastic team, and they're definitely stronger. And I agree completely there that Aidan Markram was no leader. He was no captain. He wasn't a guy who was going to sort of drag his team. He's not the sort of big physical presence and the natural born leader, I don't think. He's a brilliant player that Pat Cummins is. So Pat Cummins, on the back of a successful World Cup, albeit in the 50 over format, he's landed himself an absolute, a nest egg there. He'll be driving a Lamborghini home with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
However, having said all that, and yes, I agree that Sunrisers on paper do have a very strong 14, 15-man squad, and you struggle to get the 11. I still don't think that they're going to do it. I don't know why. I've got this sinking feeling about Sunrisers every time. There seems to be something in the background that as annoyed captains and in the past. And maybe Pat Cummins is the one who's going to come and clear all that away and say, no, be a very strong leader. I think that's what they need, a very firm leader who grabs that franchise by the scruff of its neck and say, look, we've won this before, we're a top 4 team, we're going to get there this year. For some reason, I don't know why, maybe it's because I'm English and Harry Brook's been discarded. That could be it, I'm more than happy to admit. But I think they're in a better position this year than they were last.
Yeah, and tell us which team impressed you the most, because a while back, Sahil was saying that CSK so far they have got a really banging auction so far because they have Rachin Ravindra, then they went for Daryl Mitchell as well, and then Shardul Thakur too. But which team impressed you the most so far?
Yeah, you've just taken the words out of my mouth. CSK have been brilliant so far. They're always good at these auctions, and they're always very relaxed and sort of calm, and the eyes looking sideways, and they always seem to get their man. Daryl Mitchell is a huge buy. I think, even though it was a 50 over World Cup we've just seen, he also does it in the T20 format as well, and he's been excellent. Before the auction came up, his was the name that I was looking at, thinking he could be the difference for one or two of these franchises, because he bats in that really awkward middle order slot in the IPL where you have to win games from 4, 5, 6. It's why those guys go for so much money. And he just sits in that slot really well. He bowls a little bit, but don't read too much into that. He's not been bought for his bowling. But with the bat, he can win you games. So CSK have done brilliantly so far. I always like looking down. I've got a big soft spot for Rajasthan Royals as well. So I'm very keen to see what they can come up with at this auction, whether they can bolster their squad as well. But I think so far, Chennai, as current holders of the IPL, are looking very, very strong again.
Sahil, you happy about that? Because you said the same thing.
I just want to ask Graham, how much would it take for him to shift his following from Rajasthan Royals? Do we need Rahul Tewatia to be traded to SRH then?
Yeah, to be honest, wherever Rahul Tewatia goes, I will follow. To be honest, a good drive. I haven't liked him the last couple of years, but yeah, there's certain players who take your fancy every now and again. I'll never forget that steamy night in Sharjah when Rahul Tewatia hit those 5 6s. He's become my favourite cricketer of all time. He's one of those unsung heroes who barely gets a mention these days, but every now and again he'll pop up and win you a game, and it always brings a massive smile to my face whenever he does.
If we can ask him,
Chetan,
Chetan Narula here. What do you think of Harry Brook to Delhi Capitals? I mean, what kind of role do you foresee for him? Can he bat in the top, or will they use him in the middle order like England are using him in T20 cricket now?
I think he has to play in the middle order. I felt a bit sorry for Harry last year. He was sort of a young lad, got a huge paycheck, went to Sunrisers, and do you remember he got that 100 and did, quite frankly, the worst press conference ever afterwards, and said, well, that's just shut a few people up. It was like holding head in hands thinking, oh, Harry, don't say stuff like that, for goodness sake. Because we all know that cricket comes back to bite you on the bottom if you do stuff like that. It doesn't like it. The cricketing gods do not like that whatsoever. And he had a stinking IPL after that. It was really bad. And I can understand why sort of a lot of Indians will be shaking their head thinking, what is it with this player? He can't bat at all. He was dreadful by the end of the tournament. However, I think Delhi have actually picked up a bit of a bargain. I know it's nowhere near the sort of money he was on last year, but you're going to have to trust me on this one if you haven't seen him. He is an electric player. And once he gets a manager, a coach who can, I don't know how the best way to treat Harry, whether it's an arm around the shoulder, pump his tyres up, or be quite harsh on him. I don't think it's being the harsh way. I think if he has a coach with an arm around the shoulder who really makes him believe in himself, he can deliver special things. He's currently doing it in the West Indies for England in the T20 format. But is that Delhi? Is that the way they're going to go about it and be that sort of loving, nurturing coach? We'll have to wait and see. Personally, I think he'll do very well, and I have no doubt in the long run that everyone will see. That's why people did pay that much money back in the day. But I understand completely how he's got for so much less this year after last year's IPL.
Yeah, Graham, in all these seasons of IPL, we've seen one team which hasn't won the title, and all eyes are on that team. That's Royal Challengers Bangalore. And this time as well, when they entered the bidding war with SRH for Pat Cummins, everybody's talking about, what RCB is doing, because they don't have that much purse to go after a certain player or a single player. What do you have to suggest to RCB so that they can go closer to the trophy at least?
So I'm going to give you a bit of backroom information. Those who don't know, Mo Bobat, who's gone from English Director of Cricket sort of role, and he's now in charge of RCB. He is a very, very astute character. He has done wonders. All the stuff about Bazball and the resurgence of the England team behind closed doors, at the spotlight. Mo has been responsible for a lot of that. A lot of the younger players being able to come into Baz McCullum's and Ben Stokes' team and do well. So RCB are in a very good place. And I think, and I always think this, even before this auction, you look at RCB's roster, you look at their squad, and you shake your head and you think, how are they not winning this thing every year?
Yeah.
How do they not just walk away with a trophy? And every year they start brilliantly and look like the team to beat, and then fade away. Surely at some point that has to change. They can't forever be the nearly men, the bridesmaids and never the brides. And I'm saying this early, very, very early. I think RCB might go on and win it this year. I've just got this feeling Virat's not going to play too many more IPLs, and he wants to go out on a bang. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is the year that they turn around and do it. And even though we haven't seen much come into the squad yet, I don't think they honestly need it that much. I think get everyone fit, get everyone firing, and get Glenn Maxwell. I mean, Glenn Maxwell can bat on his knees these days, so he doesn't even need to stand up. I reckon RCB could be the team.
Well, Jamie, do you second that?
Look, I mean, anyone who's watched the show knows my views on where RCB stand. But again, I think Graham's got a point there. With Virat Kohli, you will ask the question, how many more years? And 16 years his team has not won the franchise. But again, they're one of those teams where they often go into, just like Delhi before there were Delhi Daredevils, now they're Delhi Capitals. Forget what the name is. They often go into auctions with, on paper, and I think Graham would know this, very, very sorted, but somehow either the captaincy doesn't work out or they pick the wrong 11. So again, as good as a team RCB might have a few hours from now, if things don't align for them, I'm always a little bit suspect about them. But like Graham said, I would love for Virat Kohli to finally get his hands on the trophy, because we know for 15 years what a performer he's been. But again, like cricket, Graham mentioned earlier in regards to Harry Brook, cricket has a strange way of coming back and biting you. Sometimes having great players doesn't necessarily mean you win titles, because things have to fall in line. And I think that would probably be RCB's legacy for 16 years, is things just haven't fallen into place despite having on paper some damn good teams.
Sahil, you want to ask something to Graham?
Yeah, Graham, we're talking about Pat Cummins, Daryl Mitchell, but the first pick of the day, Robin Powell. How surprised were you with that price tag, and considering RR went after him right from the get go, like 7.4 crores for Robin Powell? Were you surprised, or did you see that coming, because that big a price tag just to get the auction rolling?
Tell you what, I've seen a lot of Robin Powell away from the IPL. He's played a lot of franchise cricket. He's been in the West Indies recently against England. He's been in the T10 that I've covered in Abu Dhabi. He is an incredible finisher. And what I think franchises are looking for, every team, if they could, would have that big, strong West Indian finisher like Andre Russell like Karen Powell have done for the you know who I'm talking about. I've gone blank. Sorry, but
Pollard.
These guys who are massive finishers for their teams in the middle order. Rodman Powell is like the next guy stepping into that. He's the big, brutish, strong West Indian finisher who can smash the ball miles and strikes the love of fear of God into most bowlers at the back end. So I'm not that surprised that he got so much money early on. Although you do think that first pick, you sometimes think people will tiptoe into the auction and not really open their wallets. But I wasn't that surprised that he went, because he is a serious talent. Honestly, I've seen this guy hit the ball further than any other cricketer ever. He's a decent bowler as well, and he can lead if need be as well. So I think it was a surprise that he got so much, but I wasn't, I'm not that alarmed by the amount of money that he gets, because he is worth it, trust me.
Yeah, so we have
Ryan Pollard, that's the name I was looking for. I do apologise.
Yeah.
It's earlier there.
Yeah. So we're talking about the teams, but there are two teams, RCB and LSG, that are yet to buy players. Graham, any tips for these two teams? You already talked about RCB, but LSG.
Well, it's looking down the list, isn't it, and looking who you can steal, who are those guys. I tell you who won, Phil Salt. If someone gets hold of him, he's an incredible player. He really good. And if they've already gone while I've been talking, I do apologise. I'm trying to keep up to it on my phone whilst I'm talking to you, and I'm not very good at doing two things at once. I was only a spin bowler after all. But yeah, Phil Salt, if someone gets hold of him, he could be an incredible buy. He's in the form of his life. I know he's English, and I'll always champion English players, but he has got a bit about him. He's got a character not unlike David Warner. He's very sort of up and at him at the bowlers. He gets a lot of people's heckles up, and that can really work as a batsman. That can put bowlers on the back foot and get your team off to a good start. So if I were one of those two franchises, I'd be looking to get a hold of him, because I think he could be brilliant. Other than that, I'd look at the South Africans. South Africa had such a good World Cup, and there's one or two of them flying around or floating around in the auction. If you can get your hands on them just to bolster your middle order, that might be the way forward.
Okay, Jamie, you wanted to ask something.
Graham, just on the issue of Delhi Capitals, they released Phil Salt. Do you think perhaps they might go back to him? Because until we know where Rishabh Pant's fitness is, I would assume the Delhi Capitals would have to at some point have plans that he's not going to come back. And you need a keeper, because with all due respect to the keeper they had before, it's not a Rishabh Pant. So from that regard, given the fact that Phil Salt just got 100, he can open, he can bat 3, but Delhi Capitals do need a keeper in the top order, right?
Yeah, and honestly, after they've released him, whether they're regretting that now, thinking, oh, do we do that? Because you think of it as from a player's point of view. If you've been released by a franchise, they're basically saying you're not good enough for us. We don't need you. It's never a nice thing to. It's like being dumped by your girlfriend. They might say it's not your fault, but at the end of the day, it is. So if he then wants to go back, if they want him to go back, whether that sits well on the player's shoulders and whether that sits well with the management of Delhi, because there'll always be that feeling that you didn't think I was any good last year. Now all of a sudden you like me. I'm not sure that would be a marriage made in heaven. I think he'll go to another franchise, but I can absolutely see your point. They do need a keeper. With Rishabh not 100%, and we don't really know. Of course, if Rishabh Pant is fit, then he plays every single time in any franchise. But whether Phil Salt and Delhi would be a natural matchup after their sort of acrimonious parting of ways, you never know. I don't think it'd work.
Yeah, so we are yet to go with the auction, another leg of the auction, but here Graham was telling us, what different teams should do, especially RCB and LSU, who are yet to buy players. Graham, lastly, I want to know from you, any player that are you excited to look forward to in this auction who hasn't been sold yet, because there is Steve Smith in the waiting as well.
It's always the big famous names that you look for, isn't it? So Steve Smith, obviously. I'm not sure if I was a franchise owner, I'd go for Steve Smith these days, just because of his age, and the T20 format isn't really his major cup of tea. Just like Joe Root pulled out, even though they're two of the world's best players in the Test format, they don't really suit the T20 as much as some other players. So I always look for guys that I know, and I always think more like how much money they're going to get, so their Christmas party will be a good one this year, whatever. And one guy I will look for, and I'll say this name, and you might laugh at me, but David Willey is this player who, he has this funny way of always taking wickets whenever he plays, and he looks very innocuous when he bowls, but he always gets wickets, and he's in that auction, and I reckon he could be an absolute bargain for someone and be a brilliant squad player. In the middle. And before that, I mean, I was obviously this morning when I woke up, I was thinking who is going to be the big player, and I thought it'd be Pat Cummins. And I'm going to give a round of applause for Pat Cummins because my word, he's earned this paycheck, I think. And I was just listening to you boys talking before I came on about how his stature has risen so much from that 50 over World Cup, from his leadership, and I thought he led brilliantly. When you think of what a shambles Australia were at the start of that World Cup, to go on and win it against an Indian team who looked absolutely unstoppable, I think a lot of it had to do with the calmness and the leadership of Pat Cummins. So well done, Pat. I wish you all the best in Orange.
Well, we wish all the best to Pat Cummins, and let's see what happens ahead in this auction. Chetan, we were talking about David Willey. Graham rightly mentioned his name, that he is excited to look forward to him in this auction. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely, and he's somebody who can pick up wickets, like Graham said, and I think a lot of teams are trying to save up money. This auction is all about getting those right bowlers in place.
Phil Salt.
We've already seen Pat Cummins go for huge numbers. Gerald Coetzee, Mumbai Indians got him, so they'll be looking to get a couple of other bowlers as well. So we'll have to wait and watch. I think soon we'll be on the remaining pacers and spinners. And that's where I think the rest of the big money buys are going to come from.
Well, let's see what happens. Now we have another set of players in this auction, starting with Tristan Stubbs. Graham, what do you have to say about Tristan Stubbs?
Fantastic player, you know, he's a very, very powerful player. And you know, like I was talking earlier, in that middle order, 4, 5 and 6, those absolutely electric positions where people like Sky and Glenn Maxwell win you games for their franchises. Tristan Stubbs is one of those players who could go in there. So when I was talking about those South Africans for the other franchises to pick up on, Tristan Stubbs is one of them. He could be an absolute brilliant buy.
Yeah, and as we talk about the players, we also have this list of unsold players, and it's growing again and again with names after names. We have Phil Salt in this list. Sahil has been unsold now. Is it surprising for you?
Surprise, no, but I think the base price did play a role there, because base price of 1.5 crore for Phil Salt, I think that for me personally kind of went against him, because at the mini auction, you know, we have seen overseas players kind of keep those high base prices, and the Indian players have been smarter on that front.
Yeah.
You know, Shah Rukh Khan went for 9 crores, but he has kept his base price at 40 lakh. So, you know, we need to be smarter with the base price, and I think that is something which went against Phil Salt in this round. We could well see him in action again when the teams like opt for accelerated auction towards the fag end of the mini auction. But right now, I think 1.5 crore base price was something which went against Phil Salt, for sure.
This base price thing has been talk of the town lately, Chetan, because, you know, there have been a lot of players whose base price has been an issue when it comes to bidding, you know, and this time, as I was talking about Phil Salt, do you think that has been the case with a few players?
It can be. I'm not sure if it has been this time around. It can be, especially in a mini auction, because the teams are looking for particular players for a particular amount of money. So, you know, you don't, like somebody like a Steve Smith, I mean, fantastic player, but you don't really want to spend that money first and then miss out on the big buys by even a 1.5 CR margin. So we will see some of these unsold players coming back in the last round, where teams will say, okay, you know what, we want them under consideration once again. But Josh Inglis is coming up now, and I think DC will be interested in him.
Before that, KS Bharat has gone to KKR.
KS Bharat to KKR.
50
Yes.
base price.
I think Josh Inglis is somebody that DC can replace Phil Salt with. So although they have a lot of overseas players already, but they do need a wicket keeper option for Rishabh Pant that we've been talking about in terms of his fitness. And
the base price is a problem.
Yeah, English isn't coming
how
cheap.
much does DC have left?
2 CR.
2 CR.
No, English base price is 2 CR.
No, but how much does DC have left?
They left with
Capitals have 18.
18.
No, that's players. That's players.
They have max.
That's players. No, I think if they are able to pick him up at base price, then they can. Like I said, they might go for him again. probably in the later round where you again have the unsold players coming up for consideration. I think he's gone unsold. So
Unsold.
Yeah. Just a question to Graham, if I can.
Yeah.
Hi. With David Willey, were you disappointed he was not given the central contract from ECB, and is that going to have a bearing because he's going to be available for the entirety of the tournament, unlike some of the other English players?
Strange one. The timing of the ECB for that one just before the World Cup, it did upset David really. I know that, and he sort of retired from international cricket more in a huff than anything else because he was still doing well. But that does obviously it opens him up for the entire IPL. So I think it has had an effect on him, but probably in a good way because he's one of those cricketers who loves a scrap. He's let's face it, he's not the prettiest cricketer, he's not the quickest bowler in the world, he's not the best looking batsman, but he is so effective in a T20 team, and we've seen it. It's often those players who aren't the superstar players who get you the brilliant 100, who get you the dazzling 5 wickets once in a tournament. It's the ones who always pick you up 2 wickets, who always seem to come on and get the key player out, and he is that player. He's got that Midas touch, so I think he's a very attractive offer. I don't think because his mind look and think, well, we'll have him if we get him cheaply. I wouldn't be surprised if 2 franchises have a bit of a bidding war and he gets a half decent price. But he's the sort of player who really could make a difference, even though he looks so innocuous. I can tell you, I grew up with him as a young lad. He's always had that sort of resilience and that will to win that any skipper would want in a team. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't mind actually if he ends up at Rajasthan along Rodman Powell, because I think Rajasthan are putting together a lovely little franchise to win it this year.
Yeah. So, Jamie, as we were talking about the base price, we saw Josh Inglis, we have seen, Phil Salt as well, and the other players who went unsold, which clearly means that base price is one case, if not the only case, but one case to consider when you go for the bidding, especially in the mini auction, because teams look for the players who have a bit lower base price and then they bid for them, because it seems that here teams are looking forward to the players who have a bit lesser base price so that they can buy them and then they can fill the slots remaining in the team.
Look, it's been a common theme, I think, from the first auction, that the overseas players have a certain attraction to the franchises, but it's mainly the all-rounders. You've seen enough cases of batsmen who've set their base price at 1.5 or 2, or even bowlers, spinners, like Hasaranga. Hasaranga had it at 1.5 and he's gone for just 1.5.
Yes.
So I think when it comes to base prices, it's very tough to say what actually works and what doesn't work. Look what happened right now. We had the keepers, and I agree, Phil Salt, 2 crores, a bit much. I think Josh Inglis definitely, even though he got 100 a few weeks ago against India. But then look at someone like Kusal Mendes. He kept his base price at just 50 lakh. Yeah. He's been Sri Lanka's best white ball batter for the last year and a half. Asia Cup, he was the leading run getter. Yeah. In this World Cup, okay, the run sort of trailed off, but he's been in good form. So I thought, at least someone for 50 lakh would have taken him. But he didn't go, neither did Phil Salt, neither did Josh Inglis. So at the best of times, sometimes it's not about the base.
And then in the list, we also have Lockie Ferguson.
Again, but it's more about the impression. Sri Lankans have never been, barring a few names, have never been hot tickets at the IPL. But I thought someone like Kusal Mendes opens, bats 3. A team like DC, to my mind, should have got him, but they didn't, and his base price was just 50 lakhs. So auctions are strange on the best of days.
They are strange, and that makes them quite interesting. We had Chetan Sakaria on screen. It's been sold to Kolkata Knight Riders. Next up, we have Alzarri Joseph. That's also an interesting player. Let's talk to Graham and hear it out from him what he thinks of Alzarri Joseph.
Just now, here's a guy who's very excited, who many people won't know a great deal about, but again, he's a very, very physical player, a big guy who can dominate teams. So I was just listening to that chat there. I'm in agreement. When it comes to like base price, people say if you put your base price high, you put yourself off from some franchises. It's actually all about whether they want you or not at the end of the day, whether 2 teams want you. It's like if you've got a lovely classic car that you send for auction, if the right people aren't there to buy it on the day, no one will buy it and you won't get your money's worth. But if 2 guys who really fancy it are there, you'll end up getting top dollar. So I agree that putting a high base price could potentially put people off. But you know, if they're put off by a base price, let's face it, for some of these guys, 2 crore is like, you know, Phil Salt. If you want him in your team to win the IPL, you'd be more than happy to pay double or triple that. So it is a tricky one though as a player when you're going into an auction. I mean, I used to go in and say, well, I'm only available for 10 games anyway, so I'll put my base price as high as possible, thinking it doesn't really matter if I don't play, but if someone wants me, then they're going to have to pay me a lot of money. So I think that's why a lot of overseas players used to do it anyway. Now they're available for the whole of the IPL. I'm surprised that more people don't just go in and say, you know what, put me as low as possible and we'll see how we end up.
Yeah, that's right. You know, if you want a player, then you'll go after that player. That's a fair point, Chetan, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And that's, I think a lot of teams will also go again for that unsold list and say, you know what gaps are left at the end of the day in the last round. And they say, okay, you know what, maybe at base price we'll pick off some players. Steve Smith has been picked off that list, that unsold list in the last 2 auctions. DC always do him a favor. Ricky Ponting does him a favor. Jokes apart, Graham
looks after his mates.
looks after his mates. Graham, we were scratching our heads with a Robin Powell for 7.4 CR. You're obviously a huge RR fan. Can you explain that one for us? I mean, obviously he's done well in the CPL for Barbados Royals. What role are RR looking for him at in the IPL for Robin Powell?
I honestly think he's been brought in for that finishing role, that Andre Russell, Kyron Pollard sort of role, batting 5 or 6, going in for the last few overs and being able to just dominate and smash the ball everywhere. And I think he actually is the man for the job. He's not as tall as those 2 giants, but trust me, he is enormous. He's built like an absolute outhouse. His muscles coming out of his ears almost. So he's the sort of bloke when you're bowling at, when he gets going, he puts the fear of God in you, and I think that's what RR want. They want someone to go in that sort of middle to late part of the innings. They've got Josh Butler at the top. They've got their top 3 who score so well. Jaswal and Butler always score well at the top, but when they don't, they haven't got the strongest middle order. And I think Robin Powell going in is why they've brought him in for that role. It helps that he can bowl as well. But I think the main sort of area is batting at sort of number 5 or 6 for those last 8 overs. And yeah, it will surprise a lot of people the money he's gone for. But I think that the franchises obviously do their homework. And the fact that there was a bit of a bidding war and he went for that means that they know something and they rate him as well. I really rate him. I think it's a good buy actually.
And with Trent Bolt and Josh Butler and Shimron Hetmeyer, and with Powell, is that the 4 overseas players? That's the core of their overseas players to start with?
Yeah, probably, when you look at it, I mean, I haven't got the squad list in front of me, but it's always that, isn't it? You don't want too many overseas players in the squad, obviously. I mean, Delhi would have 16 Australians if you left it to them. So we've always got to work out what is the best way to do this team. And that is why if a team are putting that much money on Powell to get him involved, you think he has to play. They're not going to pay that much on a squad player, and then you have to shuffle the pack, don't you? I mean, quite interesting. Trent Bolt missed out on one game near the end of last year. He's brilliant, Trent Bolt. We all know what he can do with the new ball. But at one point, I'm sure I can remember him being just left out near the end, and they said it was an injuries worry, but it was to shuffle the overseas pack. So I hope they don't do that. I hope, from a Rajasthan point of view, and I'll be wearing my pink shirt with pride again this year, that Trent Bolt plays the whole tournament, because he's brilliant with that new ball, taking wickets in his first over, and then the hundreds from Joss and Jaswal. How are they not winning it this year? It's Rajasthan all the way.
Maybe a few more runs from Sanju Samson will do it.
Yes, Sanju, of course, yeah. Maybe, or maybe Delhi will swoop in and try and steal him to go and keep wicket for them. Who knows?
Who knows?
I know that can't happen, by the way.
Yeah, and a while back we were talking about the 2 teams, RCB and Lucknow Super Giants. They were in bidding war for Alzari Joseph. He's crossed the 11 crore mark, 11.5 crore. It is for Royal Challengers Bangalore. Jamie, I think let's talk to Chetan first, because so far Chetan's predictions have been on point. Chetan, you feeling relaxed and happy now? Alzari Joseph is with RCB?
I mean, they need bowlers. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they let Harshal Patel go. They let Hasranga go. They were bidding big for Pat Cummins, was it?
Yeah,
they were
Pat
bidding big for Pat Cummins. So they do need bowlers. They've got 11.5 CR from 1 CR base price. The question mark for me is he going to give you the returns that with that much money that they've spent? With RCB, you always expect them to spend big on one player, which doesn't work out in the end. So we would want to wait and watch how this works out for them. But from a bowling perspective, a decent buy, like Graham was saying, that he's a lanky bowler, can hit the deck hard.
Yeah.
But again, he's going to play 7 games at Chinnaswamy.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. That is tough for any bowler. So yeah, jury's out on that.
But
A lot of money for him, isn't it?
Lot of money. And RCB, I mean, Chinnaswamy is no easy place to bowl.
No, I still wake up with clammy palms thinking about bowling against Sachin Tendulkar at the Chinnaswamy. So, I mean, I don't know what this guy's going to feel. I mean, it's brilliant for Joseph. I mean, imagine you sit there as a player. And this one thing you might not know as players, you're not always sort of in time zones where you can watch the auction or whether you're awake. He might even be in the West Indies, they're behind. He's probably still fast asleep. He's going to wake up with a lovely alarm call, isn't he, in the morning? Here's some poached eggs and here's a couple of $1 million, mate. So he's going to be very happy, but whether he'll still be as happy once he actually turns up and bowls at the nets at the Chinnaswamy a couple of times and realises what he's in for. Harshal Patel actually being released, I think that's a big gamble for RCB. I can understand that he didn't quite have the IPL last year that he did in previous seasons, but here's a guy who gets 30 wickets, or 25, 30, 35 wickets every IPL, bowling in that tricky middle period at the Chinnaswamy. I think whoever's decided that they can do better than him, they must have a good game plan. That's my mate Mo Bobat, so they must have a good game plan. So I'm not going to go against this. Alzara Joseph to win the title. I've given the title to about 5 franchises here, I realised already.
Yeah, 5 franchises so far, but yeah, we'll see what happens ahead. Right now, bidding's going on for Umesh Yadav. DC and GT are in the bidding war. SRH started the bidding war first, Jamie. They looked quite interested in Umesh Yadav, but Chetan was talking about, what Gujarat Titans really need at this moment. Do you think Umesh Yadav can fill in the remaining slots or the most wanted slot that GT really needs right now?
They need a fast bowler, they need an all-rounder, and we know that Shubman Gill is the captain, but they still need that senior player.
Yeah.
Where it's going to come from, I thought GT would go hard for Pat Cummins. They did not, but they do need fast bowlers. If I'm not mistaken, their fast bowling will majority of it will be around Mohammad Shami, Mohit Sharma. Mohit Sharma was brilliant last year, but can you expect him to rock up and do it again? I don't know. So they definitely need fast bowlers. And look at someone like Umesh Yadav. He's been playing forever. He's that kind of bowler. He needs the captain's confidence. Look at him under MS Dhoni. Look at him under Virat Kohli. There were 2 very distinct Umesh Yadavs,
Yeah.
So it's not so much about how much he goes for. It's about where he goes and how he's handled. And again, that if is so massive when it comes to Indian cricket and especially the IPL. If he's handled well, this could be a bowler. Graham just mentioned 25-30 wickets. He could be that guy who gets you 20-22 wickets because he's that good. But unfortunately, when not handled,
5.8.
he often ends up being very, very substandard. So wish him all the best because he's a good bowler.
Umesh has gone to GT, right?
Yeah, GT.
Yeah.
So GT wanted that bowler who could bowl in the power play. Now that Hardik Pandya is not there, Hardik was giving them 2 overs at least in the first 6 overs.
Yeah.
So they needed someone, and Umesh in the last couple of seasons, especially with that season with KKR, if I'm not wrong, he was brilliant with the new ball. And he has been regularly playing the domestic cricket tournaments for Vidarbha. Has been like turning up every game in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. So pretty much in the rhythm, and I think this makes a lot of sense. And now this boy I'm really interested in.
Yeah,
Shivam
I was about
Mavi.
to come to you, Sahil, but
Shivam
I'll
Mavi.
shift all the attention to Soumya, and we'll talk about Shivam Mavi for a while. But before that, let me give you an update that Umesh Yadav has been sold to Gujarat Titans for 5.80 crore. His base price was 2 crore, and he's now been sold to Gujarat Titans for 5.80 CR. And now let's talk about Shivam Mavi. Soumya, what do you have to say? Because I know with all the chats that I've had with you, you have been, up with essays on Shivam Mavi. What do you have to say for him?
I'm really excited. Because I feel he's someone who has a lot of ability. Hasn't got that kind of attraction he deserves, and he can be a steal. Anything under 2-3 crores for him can be a steal. The kind of ability he has, quick enough,
and a lot of teams will be needing him, and LSG and RCB are in the bidding war for him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, LSG and RCB.
I had that hunch. Don't be surprised if KKR jump into this.
MI. I think
I'm
MI might
not
jump.
sure about MI because from what I have gathered, not speaking to people around, LSG for sure, KKR are expected to jump into this auction for sure. Looks like it, but he's a very good bowler. I think GT wasted his one complete year by keeping him on the bench for reasons which are not known to anyone, because they bid heavy for him. I think 5 or 6 crore, this 6 crore they spent on a bowler, and they played a bowler. I'm not taking anything away from Mohit Sharma, but if you invested 6 crore in a Shivan Mavi, why would you keep him on the bench when he was fit and available throughout the season?
Exactly.
Was he fit?
He was fit. He was completely fit.
If they didn't play him, there was something missing there. Something missing there.
I don't know what was missing, but he was completely fit. He was completely fit, and even right now he's recovering, but he had a fracture in the 12th rib, which is like a freak injury which happened. The 12th rib is a freak injury. Like it's not normal for fast bowlers to have a 12th rib fracture, and it was very unfortunate for him. He's recovering well right now, and 5 crore bid is something what he would have required, and it has happened.
Yeah, but here,
Very happy for
Sahil,
him.
we got 4 teams. Let's ask Graham about which team should have Shivam Mavi. Here we can see LSG and RCB in the bidding war. We got a voice here that MI can also bid for it. We also got a voice that KKR can also go for Shivam Mavi. But what do you think? Which team will be the apt team for Shivam Mavi?
I'll be in agreement when someone just piped in there saying I wouldn't be surprised if KKR swoop in. I think KKR need to bolster their bowling, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go. He is a real talent. I agree with that. I mean, it was a lot of money for him to sit on the bench last year, so something had to be awry or amiss somewhere. But when you look at bowlers who can actually go in and do a good job early on, there's so few and far between in the IPL that you'd think all these franchises would be after someone like that. So personally, out of this, I think KKR.
Yeah, KKR can be a really good team for Shivam Mavi is a talent. Let's see, it's bidding war between LSG and RCB right now. Jamie, what do you think? LSG and RCB, do you think that they have a decent slot for Shivam Mavi kind of talent?
Absolutely, both teams need fast bowlers, and both teams need, Indian bowlers, because we've already discussed at length about the issues that come up when you have that 4 overseas player slot, and especially RCB. And RCB, I think bowling has been their problem for since the IPL came into existence. A team like RCB, they need fast bowlers. They've got a good management set up now. I think Grant Flower has now joined them. He's coming off a time with the Australian team that won the World Cup. You've got Faf du Plessis. We're discussing Faf du Plessis earlier on the show. Not a spring chicken, but he's so fit that if they can build the next level of RCB players around him as a captain, someone like a Shivam Mavi could just slot in there and have that year which we expect from him. Look, he's been around for a long time, won the Under-19 World Cup, got injured, did take 4 wickets on his India debut, if I'm not mistaken. But again, like we're discussing here, very strange that he goes for 6 CR and does not play a game last season. So I think he's a good bowler for India.
Kusal Mendes went unsold. Keeper. Josh English, Phil Salt.
So we
Unsold.
have next player, Mr. Stark,
Big
who
man.
is getting
Big man. Big moment of the
going
day.
under the hammer, and it's a big moment. Chetan bhai, what are your thoughts?
Well, the camera has panned to Mumbai Indians straight away. And you know what? We've been waiting for them. DC are also into it because अगर मुंबई है तो दिल्ली को तो आना ही है बीच में, जो हम पिछले 2 साल से देखते जा रहे हैं. So from that perspective, I think we are going to have a bit of a slugfest here. Not exactly 20 crores, but I see this going to 8 to 10 to very, very easily. I think 8-10 crores very, very easily. I think this is the highlight of the day. Mumbai will try their best. They might just spend 80% of their purse today trying to get Mitchell Stark. So I think they're desperate for Mitchell Stark.
But Jamie, 8 to 10 crores for Mitchell Stark. Okay, not taking away anything from his talent and ability, but the availability.
Again, like Chetan rightfully said, and let's hope he was right in his assessment, कि अगर आप जा रहे हो Mitchell Stark के पास, तो you have to have that discussion. Look, mate, it's been 6 years, I think, if I'm not mistaken,
6 years,
that you've not been around. You've pulled out most times. I think once there was injury. Otherwise, he had the T20 World Cup in mind. He had the Ashes in mind twice. He had the World Cup. He had Alyssa Healy and her commitments. Whatever it is, अगर आप उसको डाल रहे हो auction में, इस बार भाई हमें वो guarantee चाहिए. So yes, I understand why there would be a bidding war. And look, we're talking, and since I've started talking, he's gone up what?
6 crores. 6
Well,
crores.
around 3 when I last looked.
Yeah.
होगा वो, but again, I just until he comes out and says, हाँ भाई मैं 2 महीने के लिए यही हूँ. Doubt रहेगा.
Jimmy, you're right. But what also comes to mind is probably what might have happened is with the culmination of the 2023 World Cup. His white ball responsibilities for Australia have more or less ended.
No, but there is a T20 World Cup.
I doubt he's going to go for the
obviously
T20
World Cup. He will.
I would think he'd be there.
Okay.
But again,
I'm thinking
it's Mitchell Starc. You have to take him.
Australia for this World Cup, Caribbean, the kind of
considering you have a T20 World Cup, probably getting that practice T20 mode and everything. Fine.
Fair enough.
No, he is going.
I think he should.
But again, that is a problem.
Even if there is a T20 World Cup where he is actually kind of.
पहले भी हुआ है.
Problem with England.
IPL is a great opportunity.
English and Australian players that they want to manage their workload as well. That is also a problem.
ये पहले भी हुआ है कि there's a T20 World Cup coming and he still pulled out of the IPL. So it's not a new thing. They have to speak with him and say, boss, because look, they spent 10 crores on him, which is what, out of their 12 crores left, and tomorrow he pulls out, Mumbai will be nowhere.
So,
and as it is, they've been struggling without a pacer.
The term workload management, I respectfully, it should just be restricted to red ball cricket, not white ball. 4 overs in IPL, 4 overs in T20, you don't really, if you can't manage your workload for 4 overs, you really need to stop playing cricket.
True.
So I don't see that the need for that term, workload management. I think everything is in favor of Mitchell Starc coming back to play it. When will he earn his money? He's achieved all the accolades that he can as a cricketer, as a red ball cricketer, as a 50-over cricketer. Now it's about happy retirement time, and this is the time for him to say yes to IPL, make himself available. This is the time when he needs to earn. Kind of in the money is like kind of and I think once bitten twice shy. I think even the franchises are going to be extra careful in putting that money on the table, knowing that he's 100% available. So it's not going to happen again. I'm sure people have done their homework.
Sahil, here the Australians and the New Zealand players are having a brilliant time.
I think MI have just pulled
out
out of the race.
Pulled out at 9.8.
Yeah, they have only 12 crores, right?
Yeah, so they pulled out at 9.8.
I think they desperately needed someone like a Mitchell Starc.
I'm happy KKR is at least buying someone. I was trying to find out what have they done.
GT are in the picture again.
GT are in the picture and KKR in the picture now.
But because GT and KKR both have some good bucks.
To me this again doesn't make any sense. Ki Delhi were there just to raise the price for Mumbai. And then जैसे ही मुंबई के प्राइस के beyond चला गया, they went out at 9.6. Mumbai went out at 9.8. I mean,
as they always do.
No, but Delhi had the purse. If they really wanted him, which is what really irritates me about Delhi's auction strategy.
I'm so vibing with Ashish Nehra's look right now. I just can't get my eyes off him. That ulta
Take off your jacket and wear it reverse, na ho jayega.
This is a different vibe.
For a second jacket, जो ठंड हो गई है स्टूडियो के अंदर, मैं अभी एक सामने डाल लूँगा.
But my point is, every time in every auction they do this once or twice with MI. They keep on bidding, raising the price, and which is a proper auction tactic. But if you really wanted Mitchell Starc, they could have just stayed in the auction and they could have been part of the auction right now. They have the purse. And this is something that really irritates me about Delhi, because the kind of players they buy.
Chetan bhai, not the lineup in the final 11s.
That's what I'm saying. Ki jo wo players they end up buying, it doesn't work out for them. In the meantime, you are spending the auction, taking panga with another team. Playing these mind games. Kind of. Look at MI and what they have done in their IPL history. Look at DC, what they have done in their IPL history. So,
on that note, Srini, Mitchell Starc,
I think we are in for another jackpot, because two teams with the beefed up purse on the table, they are going after Starc, and both are like, they want Starc.
I'm surprised RCB is not there, but they've already spent 11 crores on Alzari Joseph.
And he has played for RCB, so that's fine once. And you also have Reece Topley, na? You don't really need him, like if it's about need.
I think
14.5.
KKR won't stop. Shouldn't stop for it.
Shouldn't
Both
stop.
of, no, see, the thing is, both of them are at 31 crores.
But GT
So-
can afford, for GT having Stark is luxury. They have the purse, they have the quota sorted.
So same with
They have the
KKR
balance
also.
No, KKR को तो like they तो
Same
need
with KKR.
players. KKR तो need players.
So
Like
it's the same
GT
with
के
them.
लिए तो it will be like a
So that's what I'm saying. कि यहाँ पे there is no reason for either of them to pull out. Both of them have high purse, 31 crores. They can easily go 20 crores.
Yeah.
And they both need the player. ऐसा नहीं है
This could
कि
go beyond Cummins actually.
this could go beyond
This could.
Cummins.
I don't think
And
so.
it's
They'll stop
hopefully
at around
30
17.
plus.
And hopefully for once he will turn up.
That's what.
After
Hopefully,
20,
after
if
20
he doesn't,
crores, if he doesn't turn up, he
then
he
we
will be
must
like, "तू भैया रहने दो,
renegotiate
माफ
our
करो."
association
mega
with
auctions,
cricketers.
mega auctions में तो बहुत सारे
मना कर देंगे तुम
funds
मत
आ
पार्ट
रहे हैं.
नो बॉस
I guess this is the idea behind him getting that.
After 20, he could well tell Cricket Australia, I need to manage my workload according to the IPL.
according to IPL.
No, but I think just
I guess
17,
they'll stop now.
17.
17.
just
Just
going
17.
back to what Srini was saying ना,
Yeah.
इस साल भाई वो टेस्ट क्रिकेट का सबसे बड़ा टाइटल जीत के आया है,
हाँ,
वनडे
ODI
का
का जीत
जीत
के
के आया. आई स्टिल थिंक ही इज गोना गो टू द T20 वर्ल्ड
Yeah,
कप.
I do
बट
so.
टिकिंग ऑफ दीज टू थिंग्स ना, हाँ भाई, यू नो व्हाट,
Now I
मैं
can take
IPL
it
के लिए
easy.
रेडी हूँ.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it makes sense.
And when he's ready, he's getting what 18 crores. My God.
But again, it's again, I understand he's a fantastic white ball bowler, but Pat Cummins is giving you leadership. Pat Cummins is giving you a damn good fielding option and batting. Mitchell Stark outfield में अच्छे, ऐसी बात नहीं है, पर वो dive नहीं करेंगे जो Cummins करेंगे. Batting तो है ही नहीं T20 में, so it's still you're paying a lot of money for just one core skill, you know. So somewhat surprising that he's come so close to Pat
I think
Cummins.
GT is going to pull out.
He's come very close to Pat Cummins. Yeah, this is.
But who else do GT need? GT need a couple of middle order options.
GT need a lot.
That they can
GT need
go
a lot.
To, they
But
can go to
GT
domestic
need a
players
lot.
for that. Uncapped players.
एक बात
have,
बताओ.
have they really replaced Hardik Pandya? No,
This
they
is
haven't.
this is what I'm getting to.
They haven't.
But when you talk, Chetan, when you talk about Hardik Pandya, there's the all-round core. You can do that. Barring Rashid Khan, और आपका वो senior leader कहाँ है वो उस team में?
नहीं है ना. नहीं है.
बुद्धिमान साहा.
नहीं है.
Kane
वो
Williamson.
leader कहाँ है?
Kane Williamson.
यार आया तो ठीक है, वो नहीं आया तो.
Oh, who's got them?
20 crores.
20 crores.
No, it's a clapping for 20
It's a
crores.
clapping for 20 crores.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Two Australians.
40.50 crores for two.
40.50 crores. And
He's
these
gonna
great Rob Ross is not happy.
break Pat Cummins record.
20.25. He's 25 away from
25
Pat
away.
Cummins.
Amazing.
My
But
God.
that-
हो जाएगा भाई ये
That's
21
My
ये
God.
21 जाएगा शगुन होगा.
Like I don't feel इतना
So we
पैसा
have a
just for one season.
We have crowd also sitting in the auction today.
Yeah, it's an open arena this time.
So that's why they went to Dubai.
Yeah, that's why I went to Dubai. Like a big open space. That Coca-Cola arena something.
Oh. Okay, that's
Should have
interesting.
planned Dubai.
Huh?
Should have planned Dubai.
You
हाँ,
could
हम
have.
लोग-
I could. I'm talking about myself.
20.5. 20.5. 20.5 CR.
Maxwell would be thinking I should
oh,
have.
KKR raised their KKR. अच्छा RCB
Done.
buyer.
Yes, 2075.
Highest.
2075 highest.
2075. Maxwell would be thinking, Chetan bhai, he
21
should have put his
crores.
name in the auctions.
Who?
Maxwell.
Maxwell, yes. 25 crore. But the thing is,
21.
all respect to Glenn Maxwell, I still think he's underperformed and he's a little overrated.
Yes. He's
Uh,
underperformed. I wouldn't say overrated, but yes, he has underperformed.
I'm saying overrated. So, yeah, I mean, only Maxwell can get out for first ball duck and then
And
score
score a
double
40 ball 100.
score a double 100 and win you that match next day. So that's only Maxwell. He works in extremes. Beach का कुछ नहीं है.
It's still going on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
21
still going
crores.
That's a lot of money. Like I understand. for
41
GT,
crore between.
between
Two players.
two players,
Between
two
two-
Yeah, I
Australians.
mean, the worldwide, those who are running T20 leagues, they like to talk money.
Can you
That's
fathom?
money.
Can you
That's
fathom
serious money.
exactly what these two guys did exactly a month ago on November 19th, December? This is set their base price here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One match.
Yeah,
one match.
One match.
And like you
No,
rightly
no,
said,
two
from-
matches. They did that to India in the summer.
No,
as
no,
well.
but again, I'm saying
Yeah,
you're talking about
obviously,
recency.
recency bias,
To
yeah.
like I said, to shut down a stadium,
22.25 and get this price.
Wow.
Oh
is
my
insane.
God! Oh my God! This is insane.
Who's in?
22 crores. I think it's with KKR.
The owners are shocked. The other owners are shocked.
You're missing out
What
on
is happening?
25.25 as well. 22.25.
Yeah, I mean, still, I mean that's.
22 किसी का पर्स भी है और टीम का इस टाइम जितना है बिट पहुंच
नहीं SRH was the only one with 30 plus.
30
Yeah.
plus.
They've spent. They've spent a
GT
lot.
had 38, I think, before the auction.
RCB had
GT got
when they were
Barbie.
bidding for
22,
Pat Cummins,
they had
23 when
yeah.
they were bidding for Pat Cummins.
But they see. Look, the thing is.
Whoa.
22.5. Oh my. So the thing is, you spend this much money, that guy has to play 14 matches.
Yeah.
Is he going to come first?
No.
And then
No, he will. He will.
I think we can now remove the come
wala bit.
But 14 matches. When has Mitchell Stark ever played 14 matches in a row?
That's the point.
Now we've jumped to this kind of terrain. के
Yeah.
ठीक है अब तो आएंगे.
Will he actually show up?
Even if he goes for
And will
this,
he play 14 matches?
even if he goes for this amount, that's more than a crore for a game. Even if you reach the finals.
Yeah. Oh, it's still going. 22.75.
22.7.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
23.
KKR
We're speechless. Oh, 23.
seven
23.
matches at Eden Garden. Mitchell Stark.
23 CR. Oh my
Now
god.
it's kind of getting little
That's just
insane.
little much.
Yeah,
little
23
weird.
is a
Insane
lot.
money.
Yeah.
That's
weird.
insane money. Yeah, I mean it's.
For someone who's not played a lot of T20 recently.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Is Mumbai happy they don't have 23 crores to spend, or they're like what? Oh, my god.
my god.
23.7. Oh my
24.
god. 24.
Ashish Nehra seems to be very adamant to take him, right?
Who?
Ashish Nehra.
आशीष नेहरा ने
Your
मन बना
word,
लिया तो लेकर आएंगे.
Your words on that.
लेकर आएंगे. आशीष नेहरा ने मन बना लिया तो लेकर आएंगे.
Mr. Malhotra, your thoughts on
सामने
this?
गौतम गंभीर वाला बैठा है. सामने भी गौतम. It's basically Ashish Nehra versus Gautam Gambhir.
Gautam Gambhir.
It's a beautiful song of fire and ice, both like with the same mindset.
इसमें आइस कौन है भाई?
आइस तो नेहरा जी है ना.
नेहरा.
हो गया ना?
नेहरा जी.
Comparatively.
ये जब गंभीर का रेफरेंस है तो आइस तो गंभीर नहीं होगा ना. वहां सिर्फ फायर होगा.
Fire to Mitchell Stark है भाई. 24.
So they had a steal, Gujarat Titans and Umar Azai, taking him away for 50 lakhs, who scored some runs. He's the
इतने में
highest,
बाकी
second
players
highest
की
run
auction
getter.
कर लेते हैं.
And the all-rounder.
And the all-rounder.
We can have a तब तक अगले player की auction
Auction कर लेते हैं. हाँ,
अगले
इसका
player की
decide कर
auction
लो
कर
दोनों.
I think इसके बाद they should break for lunch यार. This is a
Oh,
lot of money.
24.25.
They've broken the bank.
Yes.
बस हो जाओ यार.
I think this Gambhir is making a return statement of sorts. I'm back at the
उनको
table.
पता है ना कि 6 साल तक मिचेल स्टार्क एक IPL मैच भी नहीं खेला है ना.
This is bonkers. This is.
What if, okay, if
madness.
Mitchell Stark is available for all the 14 games, fine. What if he gives away runs like for 8 or 9 or 10? Then
look,
what?
see-
Srini.
That happened with Cummins यार. 15.25 crores, economy of 10, just 3-4 wickets.
Unadkat,
Oh
Chris
my
Morris.
God.
I can go on about the bowlers who've gone for
Srini,
15
your
crores.
thoughts?
Sam
Srini?
Curran.
Srini.
Srini?
Srini.
Your
He's
thoughts
bursting right
if
now.
he,
Yeah,
if he
he's
gives away
grossed in
runs
he's grossed in
at
the.
8, 9, 10, what do you have to say? Itne amount
I am
mein.
at loss of words. I
Yeah,
can't believe what is happening
yeah,
here.
This is unbelievable.
I'm at complete loss of words.
is
25 crore, like this is the IPL year. This is the year of IPL that people are going to remember. As Chetan said about Hardik Pandya, about
Yeah,
Mumbai
yeah.
Indians,
Mumbai
did,
Indians.
what is happening to Stark and Cummins.
madness. This is
You know what? Doesn't matter where you play your cricket, appreciation of it lies in
Right,
India.
yeah.
No.
That's
And-
the
and
story
so-
of this IPL.
And you know what?
And
He
the
has-
Oval.
Yeah. And
Where you were.
And one more thing I would like to add here. Srini ने बहुत बार ये कहा है क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट पे जब हमारे शोज होते हैं that the players purse needs to increase to reflect the value of the players. अगर हार्दिक पांड्या की डील की आप बात करें या आप this bonkers money that's being spent, 20 crores is the second time we've crossed today. We are edging on 25. Oh my god, बोलते another 25 lakhs. My point is
24.75,
my point is with the kind of rights money that is being thrown in the IPL, I agree with Srini. You know, it's time for the player purses to go up, where this becomes as mind-boggling as this is. This becomes the normal, and Ashish Nehra has pulled out.
Says he dismisses the bid. He
Yeah,
just dismisses it.
हो गया.
Done. हो गया मेरा.
And are they
Gautam Gambhir?
No, is KKR smiling?
Smiling, yes.
You know,
Or
we've
they're
got
just-
him, or oh my God, we have no. What are they thinking? Oh my God, we've got
that
him.
is what I'm
Oh, we've
saying.
got him. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Gautam
It was-
Gambhir is smiling.
Oh my God! Oh my God! This is
My gosh, and they paid 15 crores to him.
24.75 crores for Mitchell Stark. He goes to Kolkata Knight Riders. That's another record broken in the day, in the span of 1 hour, probably. Australians are having a brilliant time. So are New Zealand players.
गजब है यार. I mean, it just says you win 2 titles in the span of 5 months. One
अगर ये
against
दोनों
India,
अपने पैसे
one in
जोड़ लें,
India.
अगर कमिंस और स्टार्क अपने पैसे जोड़ लें तो अगले साल आईपीएल की
एक
team ले
auction ये कर सकते हैं।
एक ऑप्शन तो यही कर सकते हैं 90 करोड़ कितना 90 करोड़ में से 40
And
करोड़
arguably the best T20 Australian bowler has just come now.
and then
But he won't get
and
anything.
CSK will take him for
He
4
won't get-
crore.
yeah, exactly.
CSK will take him for 4
Josh
crore.
Hazlewood is the man who's actually won titles for Australia in T20 and
Oh,
the
wait a
IPL.
minute. RCB released him also.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, so they had he had availability issues, no? He won't be available like for the entire.
About 1 month he's
They
gone.
released Hasaranga, Harshal Patel and Hazelwood in one go.
No, Hazelwood was because of availability.
Whatever it was, they released him in all 3 in one go. मतलब उनको इस साल भी टाइटल नहीं जीतना है.
At times, I'm just looking forward to Chetan Bhai's reaction when we talk about RCB.
I know that's more entertaining than
That's more entertaining
RCB,
than the bowling
than
order.
the bowling attack.
We'll
जैसा मैंने कहा था कल कि लास्ट ईयर 19-20th ओवर में चेज होता था 200.
इस बार 18
इस बार 15-16 में चेज होगा. Oh my God.
What did Hazelwood go unsold?
Unsold.
Unsold. Availability issue.
Yeah, I think that's why they released him.
And the thing is,
Also purse issues now.
The CSK have got Shardul.
Shardul.
And they got
What
Darren Mitchell.
behavior was this? They broke into an advertisement when Jaidev Unadkat came on screen. This is not done. This is not done. I will protest. I will
In the
not
last
I will
IPL, he
walk
got
out right now.
invited.
You
No,
just
no,
can't
but
do that
talking
to
about
Jaidev
it.
Unadkat.
Yeah.
No, but talking about it, CSK have Shardul and they have
Darren
Mitchell.
Rachin as well.
No, what I'm saying is
Oh.
कि they don't need Hazelwood.
Hazelwood.
वो जो नीड दिख रही थी कि हेजलवुड को ले सकते हैं बिकॉज दे बिलीव इन गेटिंग दोज प्लेयर्स बैक मे बी इन द मेगा ऑक्शन दे विल गो अगेन फॉर हिम बिकॉज यहाँ पे अवेलेबिलिटी की बात आ जाती है सो वील जस्ट हैव टू वेट एंड वॉच.
It's interesting. It's interesting, Jamie. 24.75 crores for one Australian player, and then the next one going unsold. Was probably the finest in the format.
Yeah, boy. It's both things. You've already spent so much over what you planned to get Pat Cummins and Mitchell Stark, and then like Sahil just said, अगर एक महीने के लिए Josh Hazelwood नहीं है तो कौन आपको देगा? But again, you just have to process, and it probably will take a couple of days to understand कि भाई what we've just seen. I totally get Pat Cummins going for a lot of money. I mean, maybe not 20.5, but Mitchell Stark, चलो हम मानते हैं कि वो आएंगे, पूरा सीजन आएंगे अगर वो फिट रहते हैं तो. But 14 matches, like you were saying, Swami, to divide the math, that's an immense load of pressure on someone जो 6 साल से एक भी गेंद नहीं डाले हैं IPL में. बहुत इंटरनेशनल एक्सपीरियंस है, बहुत उम्दा रिकॉर्ड है, but you've not been breathing the air that so many others have been breathing, and you've not been in the IPL setup for 6 years. So let's hope, for Stark's sake कि वो आके 25 विकेट तो ले लेंगे और जहाँ भी वो जाएंगे फिट रहेंगे हर मैच में, whatever venue. Because look, IPL यार, you play one match, आप 2 बजे आप घर आते हो, next morning आप flight पकड़ के, it takes a lot on a tall fast bowler. So let's hope, I mean, for the sake of the IPL and the franchises, that Mitchell Stark lives up to this reputation, because that's a hell of a lot of money.
It's going to go for a toss if it doesn't work out. Like it's going to be massive criticism on social media for KKR, Chetan bhai.
So more than I think जब आप ऐसा एक पासा खेलते हो तो obviously you're putting a lot on the, and I think looking at the way Gautam Gambhir reacted, this was a statement buy for them. They're looking to make a statement, and they need that statement because हमने जैसे बात की थी कि they didn't have a proper leader of the attack, they didn't have resources in the bowling. ठीक है, they have Sunil Narine and Andre Russell. हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि आप कब तक उसके ऊपर चलते रहोगे. Obviously, retaining Mitchell Stark for 24.75, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Retainer
This
will be
be
at
for just
15,
one season.
15 crore or 10 or 12 crore. This is for one season. But again, at the end of the day, it could show them the path ahead, maybe.
Yeah.
कि there is life beyond Sunil Narine and Andre Russell. जो चीज़ KKR को नहीं मिल रही है. तो यही बात हम पहले भी कर रहे थे कि वो गौतम गंभीर ही कर सकते हैं. And I think the way they went after this, I think that makes a statement. But again, you're absolutely right. If it doesn't work, क्रिटिसिज्म से ज़्यादा सोशल मीडिया पे तो कॉमेडी होती है, वही होगी आई थिंक.
Who is KKR's second opener? Because you cannot open now with Gurbaz and Roy. Do they have a domestic
They'll have to
opener?
go with
Venkatesh Iyer.
Venkatesh Iyer. They'll have to go with
go
Venkatesh
back to
Iyer.
Venkatesh Iyer or probably someone
Or promote
untapped.
Nitish Rana to opening. or
He's
something.
open. I was going to say earlier we were talking
Nitish
about
won't
Rana.
open. With
Yeah.
Gambhir around, Nitish
Nitish
won't
won't
open.
open, yeah.
Nitish will either play 3 or 4.
4.
No,
The Shreyas Iyer
Three is Shreyas
No,
Iyer.
three
How
or
can he
four.
play Shreyas?
Nitish Rana is
number
utterly
three?
wasted at 4.
I would
See,
really
with Gambhir and Rana around, you can expect anything to happen.
No, I mean they can't. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि
No,
they'll
open नहीं करेगा, वो 3 या 4 ही खेलेगा.
अरे 3 नहीं खेल सकता. Shreyas Iyer is the captain. How can he play 3?
Open with Rana.
Shreyas can play 4 also, no?
Why would
3 or
Shreyas
4,
play?
he can play either.
No, there's not much of a difference, yeah. When
Ideally,
no,
four
There
or
is a lot of
Ideally
difference,
four.
but
T20
I think see, but I think we are on the same page that Rana could open.
I've seen him open.
Yeah,
he has
Nitish Rana.
opened.
Yeah, Nitish Rana could
He
open.
should be opening.
In fact, that will be actually better because
और IPL में 2 lefty
because no, because
do the job you do.
nah, but the point is Venkatesh Iyer was definitely not doing that job for them. So you need somebody who's more reliable. Last year Rana को 3-4 पे I understand आपको जरूरत थी because Shreyas was not
wasn't
there.
there.
Correct.
So I don't know. For me, Andre Russell should be batting up. He should not be coming for 12 balls and then you expect him to score 30-40 runs every time. आप उसको नंबर 4 पर लाओ, 10 बॉल खेलने का
Because
मौका
for
दो.
that you have Rinku, right?
Now you have Rinku, na? Andre Russell has been there for a long time. I'm
Jaydev
just saying.
Unadkat is a crorepati again, sold to Sunrisers Hyderabad for 1.6 crores.
Okay.
That's a
It's not 16 crores. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not 16 crores. Let's just be happy.
But Srini, coming back to
1.6
Srini,
crores.
Srini, coming back to KKR, okay. I'm just thinking if they release all these players, all these 3 players next in the next edition, how much budget will they have?
Well, and the salary purse is going up.
Yeah, and anyhow the salary purse.
Any purse, how the salary purse is going up. I mean, yeah, that is going to be like, you know what? Not being able to retain players doesn't really speak well of a franchise. Which means that you really haven't been able to form a core, which is why you feel the need to let go of what you've built time and again. I think I think any franchise which faces a problem of plenty, you know, when the time comes for retention, the Mumbai, Chennai, you know, kind of, you know, the way they go about retaining shows why they have won the title so many times, because they have identified a core group, backed that core group and allowed that to be the nucleus around which the rest of the franchise revolves, right? Which is why it hurt Mumbai Indians that they had to let go of Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you know, since we are on the subject, I'll quickly cover that. Hardik, they could have waited for a year, you know, and tried to look for Hardik next year, you know, when the time would have come for retention, you know, they could have, Hardik could have said no to GT, MI could have bought him. But had anything gone wrong and had he gone away to the IPL auction, some franchise like this would have spent 25-30 crore on him and not know what to do going forward with the, you know, could they have just, you know, you buy Hardik Pandya. Around Hardik Pandya, do you have a plan? Do you know how do you want to go about? I don't want to name franchisees now. The point is, half of them have literally kind of, you know, been witless in terms of how they have gone about, you know, team selection. Year after year after year, they come to the auction to form a completely new team. There's nothing that you can identify with. And remember, you will not be able to build club sport, doesn't matter which sport. You will not be able to build club sport unless you pursue with a set of players and with a line of thought, you know, thought processes. You look at the biggest clubs anywhere, any sport around the world, you identify with legacy building, you know, and which is a part of a club management exercise. And I think most IPL franchisees have still not managed to learn the basics of what is required. And I think that is what is differentiating, you know, between the top clubs in IPL and the ordinary clubs in IPL. Results apart.
A little bit of lightweight movement now. I just tweeted कि Mitchell Stark better show up. So somebody from Australia just tweeted he's just bought a new house, तो mortgage तो pay करनी है. So this time he'll definitely.
Sorry?
He just bought a new house.
I
so he has to
tweeted
pay mortgage.
I tweeted कि Mitchell Stark better show up. So somebody from Australia, he just responded to my tweet कि he's bought a new house, so has to pay the mortgage now.
तो हमारे देसी लोग के
Mitchell
लिए
responded.
EMI लिया है, चुकाना है. ये कहने का मतलब है चेतन.
Mortgage वाला शब्द bouncer हो गया.
Between all this,
Yeah,
my
EMI.
call, Chetan, my call is correct. Madhushanka is with MI, and that's a steal buy at 5.6 crore.
Oh my God, Madhushanka.
I think we saw this coming. We saw this coming.
This was
5.6.
Jamie. This was Jamie.
He's giving me credit once on a live show.
This was Jamie.
No, I didn't
You
hear
pointed
that.
out Madhushanka.
credit, yeah, I'm happy for that.
Yeah. No, he said Madhushanka before me yesterday.
No, we were discussing this morning, so I didn't hear your side.
Kal show में ही पहले
To
इसने
who
कहा.
did they go?
MI
got Madhushanka. So they got Gerald Coetzee and Madhushanka.
Sorted.
Close to 10 crores for two quality fast bowlers along with Jasprit Bumrah.
Called it
This
last
is
You were not there on the show last night with us. We called
this
that.
is a good attack.
And they will still go for a spinner.
हाँ,
they,
वो
they
चाहिए.
must go for
They
a
don't-
left arm spinner.
they don't
need
have
a
a
tall
spinner.
left arm spinner.
And I think अभी live pictures अभी तो चलो हम लोग वो देख रहे थे auction, but अभी live pictures भी आ रही है तो I think Renku Singh is going to debut in the second ODI.
He was
today.
doing the shadow practice.
Yeah, he was doing shadow practicing. We'll see what happens.
Adil Rashid is unsold. 2 crore. Who keeps a price base price at 2 crore, boss?
And when you're not going to be available.
Yeah, that too when you didn't even play most of the games last year.
So the big news is Mitchell Stark has broken the bank. 24.75 crores for him. He's gone to KKR. Had a bidding war with GT Gujarat Titans. Apart from that, Pat Cummins is someone who has also broken the bank. Harshal Patel. Harshal Patel has been one of those guys who has grabbed more than 10 crores in this IPL auctions, while Jaydev Unadkat is once again a crorepati. He's gone for 1.6 crores to SRH, and that is the update. That is the recent update from the IPL auctions. Dilshan Madhushanka has been rewarded for an excellent World Cup as well. He has been picked up by Mumbai Indians for 4.6 crores. The two Aussie greats have fetched a combine of 45 crores. So we're talking about Pat Cummins and Mitchell Stark. Josh Hazelwood surprisingly has gone unsold because of his availability issues as well. The first bid of the day was Rovman Powell, who went for 7.4 crores to Rajasthan Royals. A bit surprising for all the panelists that were with us, but again, he's someone who can play that role of the finisher at 5 and 6 and probably give that balance to the side in the middle order, considering they have someone like a Butler and Samson up the order alongside Yashasvi Jaiswal and also Riyan Parag in the lineup. So it's been a great day for the bowlers. So you talk about Pat Cummins, Mitchell Stark, Harshal Patel, and also someone like all-rounders like Rachin Ravindra, Daryl Mitchell. Rachin Ravindra will be a part of the CSK squad now. He's a left-arm spinner and a brilliant batter who bats up the order. Can play a good role as an anchor. Has done a good job during the World Cup for New Zealand. Daryl Mitchell again, he's someone who is well versed with the conditions in this part of the world. Played brilliant knocks in the World Cup for New Zealand. I'll just repeat once again, Stark has gone to KKR for 24.75 crores, while Pat Cummins has been picked up for 20.25 crores, more than 20 crores. That has been a huge amount of money. Zari Joseph has gone to Royal Challengers Bangalore. They were in a bidding war with SRH for Pat Cummins as well, but they ended up getting Zari Joseph for 11.5 crores for 11.5 crores and added another overseas bowler in the lineup. Well, Srini, I'll come back to you. You know, bowlers are having a big day today. You know, but what do you think about the batters? You know, because the teams don't really need them, or what it is?
Okay, as I said, any which ways, it's said that in Test cricket you need to take 20 wickets to win a Test match. But I think any format, be it any format, the match is going to be won for you by the bowlers, and more so right now, you know, in a tournament like IPL, you never know where your next Rinku Singh is coming from.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is about mad hitting. It's about blind hitting. You never know when is your next Tewatia or a Rinku Singh coming from, who can come and just blindly, you know, kind of get the middle of the bat, time it, and that's it, you know, over the mid wicket.
True.
There are batters in IPL who just have a zone. They can't really, you know, kind of play any other shot. You put them in a 50 over format, they'll fail. You know, any other format, they'll fail. This format suits them because they get only those 2-3 overs to express themselves. The ball is in their zone, in their radar. They are in the right kind of form. Look at what Riyan Parag did in the Mushtaq Ali tournament. You know, normally, I mean, and I don't mean any disrespect to, you know, a Riyan or a Rinku or a Tewatia, but would you really watch them in a longer format? Probably not. Where you need experience is you need it with the bowling attack, because you can't get a bowler who's just about in his 20s, you know, to come understand the conditions, know what the scenarios are like, you know, and it's a true reward for Cummins and Stark, you know, all their lives, for all the work that they put in with Australia. And I just tweeted this a while ago. I said that, you know, doesn't matter where you ply your trade in the world, the appreciation lies in India.
Is India, yeah. Animesh, Genevieve Notcut has been picked up by SRH once again for 1.6 crores. Were you expecting that?
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि देखिए SRH जितनी भी डील कर रही है, आपने वरिंदु हसरिंगा की डील उनकी देखी, तो वो ऐसी डील करना चाह रहे हैं कि अपना पर्स उनका कम ज़्यादा ना कम हो, और उसके अलावा भी उनको प्लेयर्स मिल जाएं इस तरीके के, क्योंकि जयदेव नाटकत उनका बैकअप जरूर हो सकते हैं. देखिए T20 में उनकी कोई बहुत महारत उनको हासिल नहीं है, लेकिन एज एन बैकअप प्लेयर आप अपने टीम का स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ाना चाहते हैं, और उसीलिए आप बहुत कम पैसे खर्च करके जयदेव नाटकत को लेकर आए हैं. हालांकि आज का IPL थोड़ा सा कह सकते हैं जो ऑक्शन है बिल्कुल थोड़ा सा चौंकाने वाला रहा है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स ऐसे हैं जो अनसोल्ड रहे, लेकिन लग नहीं रहा था, क्योंकि लॉकी फर्ग्यूसन का पहले राउंड में अनसोल्ड होना, हो सकता है कि बाद में वो उनका ऑक्शन में कुछ ना कुछ बिट लगे, लेकिन इस तरीके से थोड़ा चौंकाने वाला कि जयदेव नाटकट की बोली लग रही है लेकिन उनको नहीं लग रही. खैर, एक कारण हो सकता है कि वो ओवरसीज प्लेयर होने की वजह से वो स्लॉट कोई फिल नहीं करना चाहता अभी.
उत्कर्ष, फाइनली SRH के पास इंडियन बॉलर्स आ रहे हैं, इंडियन प्लेयर्स आ रहे हैं, बिकॉज दे वर बिडिंग फॉर ओवरसीज प्लेयर्स. आई डोंट नो व्हाई दे वेंट फॉर पैट कमिंस एंड वनिंदु हसरंगा एट द सेम टाइम, बिकॉज दे ऑलरेडी हैव समवन लाइक अ मार्को यंसन. ओके, डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ बॉलर्स, बट ओवरसीज स्लॉट तो आपके पास मिनिमम ही है. व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट दैट?
देखिए, आप सिर्फ जब 4 प्लेयर ही खिला सकते हैं तो कई बार ये दिक्कतें आती हैं कि आप जब ऑक्शन में कई बार आप सोचते हैं कि हम उन चारों को सफल कर लेंगे, लेकिन जब आप ग्राउंड पर जाते हैं आप देखते हैं ऐसा पॉसिबल नहीं है. IPL जो लास्ट ईयर हुआ हमने वहां पर देखा लखनऊ के साथ, आपने क्विंटन डिकॉक को बैठा कर रखा क्योंकि वैकेंसी आपके पास नहीं थी. तो आप लोकल प्लेयर लेने का मतलब ये होता है कि भाई आपके पास वैरायटी है, आप उनको खिला सकते हैं, रिपीट कर सकते हैं. SRH फाइनली उसके साथ गया है. SRH की सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत यही थी कि वो भी कुछ हद तक RCB का नाम लेना चाहूंगा मैं, RCB की तरह बड़े प्लेयर्स के पीछे भाग रहे थे कि भाई मैच के पहले जो डिस्प्ले आता है प्रीव्यू में हमारी टीम पेपर पर सबसे स्ट्रांग दिखेगी, लेकिन मैच के बाद जो रिजल्ट आता है उसमें हमारी टीम हार जाएगी. उसका नतीजा ये होता है कि आपके जो बड़े प्लेयर्स होते हैं वो बहुत हद तक आपको राइट टाइम पर डिलीवर करके नहीं दे पाते हैं. आप ऑक्शन में ये गारंटी नहीं ले सकते कि कोई डिलीवर करके देगा ही. बेशक आप 20 करोड़ दे दें, 24 करोड़ दे दें, तो यहाँ पर लोकल प्लेयर को लेना बिल्कुल एक एडवांटेज है.
बिल्कुल. श्रीनी,
जो ये कह रहे हैं वो बिल्कुल सही है. हैरी ब्रूक इज अ क्लासिक एग्जांपल. कहाँ खिलाओगे आप उसको? आप ले तो लिया, 4 करोड़ में स्टील है, पर आप खिलाओगे
कहाँ?
आपके पास स्पेस बिल्कुल नहीं है. वही बात है, ग्लेन फिलिप्स आपके पास बैठे हुए हैं, या फिर आपको किसी ना किसी एक को बैठाना पड़ जाएगा. एडन मार्करम अगर आप उनको कप्तानी का भार सौंपते हैं तो उसके अलावा आपके पास हेनरिक क्लासन है और ग्लेन फिलिप्स, इन दोनों में से दोनों ही इतने बेहतरीन T20 प्लेयर हैं कि
कीपिंग तो कराओगे,
किसी को कीपिंग तो कराओगे और एक को आपको बैठाना पड़ जाएगा.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. बट यहाँ पे अनिमेश, उमेश यादव वंस अगेन,
नहीं, ये शॉकिंग था मेरे लिए.
टेकिंग अवे अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, 5.8 करोड़, बट यू नो गुजरात टाइटंस नीडेड दैट.
देखिए, वही है, बैकअप है मेरे हिसाब से कि आप इनको एक
6 करोड़ का बैकअप,
6 करोड़ का बैकअप है, लेकिन पर्स बड़ी थी मेरे हिसाब से. थोड़े एक्सपीरियंस बॉलर हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं अब हर कोई मोहित शर्मा नहीं बन सकता, पर उमेश यादव के साथ मैं वैसी चीज़ें देखूंगा भी नहीं. इंग्लिश कंडीशंस पे उनके रिकॉर्ड्स कुछ अच्छे रहे थे, लेकिन उसको अगर सिर्फ उसको ध्यान में रखकर ये बिड हुई है तो मेरे हिसाब से थोड़ा गलत है, क्योंकि इंडियन कंडीशंस में बहुत काम नहीं आने वाले. लेकिन बैकअप में जरूर रखेंगे कि 1-2 मैच में कहीं आपको किसी प्लेयर को रेस्ट देना पड़ जाए तो वो लीड बॉलर तो नहीं रहेंगे मेरे हिसाब से वो.
Shrini, with the kind of money being put on the players right now, जो players अभी तक unsold गए हैं, क्या आपको लगता है कि वापस इनके ऊपर bidding होगी because of the they have a base price of 2 crores, 1.5 crores?
Yeah, some of the wicket keepers I'm hoping will be bought at base prices later on. देखो ये this auction, you know, kind of, it was not about building a core at all, right?
Yeah.
Most of the franchises had a nucleus around which they wanted, you know, kind of a player or two here and there, right? Like for example, MI wanted to bolster their bowling attack, you know. KKR, I don't know what they wanted to do, but some of the others, like, you know, kind of, they wanted, like for example, Punjab, they wanted a batter next to Shikhar. Like, you know, if you remember the last season, the entire owners of Shikhar alone, and the poor fellow was under massive pressure each time he walked out to bat.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying that this auction was not just about an exercise of any kind, except that, you know, kind of the whatever buys you're making now is only relevant for the next 3-4 months. That's it. After that, most of the core is going to break again. That is what is the curse of the IPL. And I've been saying this, that the mini auction does not make sense anymore.
Yeah.
You know, this practice of a mini auction needs to be stopped. You know, have even a mega auction every 3 years. You know what? आप players खरीद रहे हो franchise से, आप उनको बोल रहे हो, you know, go put big money. Next year, you're going to go to these same franchises and say, all right, what? You can only keep 3 Indians. You have to let go of the rest, right? You have to only keep. You can only keep 1 overseas player. You can let go of the rest.
Yeah.
What exactly is the purpose of an auction like this? So that's where I think, to me, the mini auction doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. It's a break in the auction. एक ब्रेक आ गया है इस ऑक्शन के अंदर. बट श्रीनी, मैं थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करूँगा आपको कि ये जो ऑक्शन मिनी ऑक्शन होते हैं, isn't this an opportunity for the franchises to make that core and then, you know, not bid in the mega auctions? It's fine, you know, you just need a player here and there and just go on with
आप तो कोर तो मेगा ऑक्शन में बना रहे हो ना. आपने 15 करोड़ खर्च करके ईशान किशन को आपने आइडेंटिफाई किया था. मैं का एग्जांपल ले लो. आपने ईशान, लाइक आप चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का ले लो बात. ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ को उन्होंने रिटेन किया. क्या ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ को उन्होंने ऑक्शन में बाय लक बाय चांस खरीदा? नहीं, उन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई किया कि ये एक लड़का है महाराष्ट्र से, इसको हम इसको हम बड़े लेवल पे क्रिकेट खिला सकते हैं. उसको उस ग्रास रूट लेवल पे आइडेंटिफाई किया, आपने लेके आया. आप यूरोप में फुटबॉल क्लब्स देखिए क्या करते हैं, यूके में फुटबॉल क्लब्स देखिए क्या करते हैं. वो एक रोनाल्डो को या मेसी को कहीं बाय लक बाय चांस आप ऑक्शन में खरीद के या कहीं खरीद के नहीं ला रहे हैं. आपने उसको बचपन में आइडेंटिफाई किया है, उसके बाद आपने उस प्लेयर में इन्वेस्ट किया है, आप उस प्लेयर को एक बड़े लेवल का एक खिलाड़ी बनते हुए देख रहे हो, आप उसमें पोटेंशियल देख रहे हो. तो आपने पहले आइडेंटिफाई किया प्लेयर को, आपने पहला इन्वेस्ट किया और उस प्लेयर के फ्यूचर पे आपने एक बेट लगाया, और वो प्लेयर आपको जो है अगले 20 साल तक वो रिटर्न्स दे रहा है. बार्सिलोना के लिए जो मेसी ने किया, रोनाल्डो ने जो पहले मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड के लिए, उसके बाद में रियल मैड्रिड के लिए किया. तो अगर आपको एज अ क्लब स्पॉट अगर आपको बढ़ना है, आपको ग्रास रूट्स आइडेंटिफाई करना है. ऑक्शन क्या करता है? ऑक्शन आपको ग्रास रूट्स आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करने देता है. 15 साल हो गए. ऑक्शन पर्स क्यों लाया गया था आईपीएल में? सो दैट, you know, there are teams which may have better spending capacity. There are teams which may not have such a high spending capacity. For example, like Mumbai Indians को देख लीजिए. Because of the back end Mumbai Indians का जो एक support system है, उसके कारण वो पैसे ज्यादा खर्च सकते हैं किसी शायद और franchise के मुकाबले, right? उसको कर्ब करने के लिए, उसको बैलेंस करने के लिए. लेकिन आज हर franchise 300 करोड़ प्रॉफिट बना रहा है आईपीएल से. वो पैसे आप कहाँ डाल रहे हो? आप 100 करोड़ ग्रास रूट क्रिकेट में इन्वेस्ट करो साल का. तो दिस इज अबाउट नोइंग व्हाट यू वांट टू डू. मैंने क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट के न्यूज़ 18 क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट के एक रिपोर्टर से मैंने रिक्वेस्ट किया था. मैंने कहा लेट्स डू फाइंड आउट कौन सा फ्रेंचाइज बेस लेवल पे कौन क्रिकेट एकेडमी चला रहा है. आप मैं चाहता हूँ व्यूअर्स जो हैं वो गूगल करें, बेसिक गूगल करें और ढूंढें या क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट की स्टोरीज पढ़ें, जहां पे आपको समझ में आएगा कि कौन सा फ्रेंचाइज ग्रास रूट लेवल पे क्या काम कर रहा है. कितने फ्रेंचाइजीज है जिन्होंने एकेडमी खोली है या क्लब क्रिकेट को एक फीडर लाइन तैयार करने की कोशिश करी है. कुछ फ्रेंचाइजीज ने आज तक 15 साल में कुछ नहीं किया, कुछ भी नहीं किया. तो पैसे जा कर रहे हैं. आप कैरेबियन प्रीमियर लीग में टीम खुलती है, वहां जाके पैसे डाल देते हो. आप यूएई में लीग खुलती है, वहां जाके पैसे डाल देते हो. आपने इंडियन क्रिकेट जो इतनी टैलेंट है, आपको जो मौका यहां से ही शुरू हुआ, राइट? तो आप यहां पर रिटर्न व्हाट एग्जैक्टली, हाउ एग्जैक्टली आर यू इन्वेस्टिंग. अब कोई और फ्रेंचाइज है जो करना चाहता है, जो मेहनत करता है, तुम उसको लाइक नीचे खींचते हो. अगर चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स आज अगर आइडेंटिफाई किया है ऋतुराज गायकवाड़ को और आज उसका वो फायदा उठा रहा है, आप कौन होते हुए सीएसके को बोलने वाले कि अब तुम रिटेंशन में आ जाओ? क्यों? क्योंकि हमको बैलेंस क्रिएट करना है. कोई दूसरा फ्रेंचाइज है अगर वो बैलेंस क्रिएट करने के लिए ग्रास रूट लेवल पे काम नहीं कर रहा है, तुम उसको पिनलाइज करो ना। है ही नहीं कंसेप्ट। और यहां पे प्रॉब्लम कहां उठती है? प्रॉब्लम उठती है आपके प्राइज मनी की। मैं चाहता हूं जो टेबल रैंकिंग्स होती है उसके हिसाब से आपकी प्राइज मनी डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होनी चाहिए। ये नहीं कि आपने उठा के जो नॉट जस्ट प्राइज मनी, मीडिया राइट्स का भी जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होता है, ये नहीं कि आपने इक्वल अमाउंट में सबको बांट दिया। अरे आप देखिए कौन ग्रास रूट लेवल पे कौन क्या डेवलपमेंट वर्क कर रहा है, उसके हिसाब से आप बांटिए। आप देखिए परफॉर्मेंस किसका अच्छा रहा है, उसको आप रिवॉर्ड कीजिए ना फाइनेंशियली। तो ये ऑक्शन नहीं तो चलता जाएगा। ये एक दिन के लिए यहाँ ऑडियंस आपने बिठा के रख दिया है, ये हाँ ताली बजा रहे हैं, अरे वाह पैट कमिंस को 20 करोड़ मिल गए, भाई मिचेल स्टार्क को 25 करोड़ मिल गए। आप आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएंगे। आपको अगर अगले 25 साल 50 साल का अगर आपको एक बड़ा सेटअप बनाना है, NFL, NBA, EPL, बड़े बड़े लीग्स जो है वर्ल्ड के, इनके कंपैरिजन में अगर आपको एक प्रॉपर्टी खड़ी करनी है, आपको ग्रास रूट पे ही जाके खर्चा करना है। टॉप हैवी नहीं हो सकता कोई भी लीग। एनी लीग हैज टू बी बॉटम हैवी। डिमांड वर्सेस सप्लाई। आप देखिए आपके पास आज 10 फ्रेंचाइज है, हालत यह है आपकी कि आपको ढंग से एक सीजन में 10 कप्तान नहीं मिलते हैं। ये सच्चाई है IPL की। तो आप जब तक आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करेंगे, आप कहां से इसको फायदा उठा पाएंगे?
ट्रू। कमिंग बैक टू द ऑक्शंस, अनिमेश, स्पिनर्स का उतना बोलबाला नहीं रहा है जो हम सोच रहे थे, जो हमने कल बात भी करी थी शो के अंदर कि कहीं ना कहीं शायद हर टीम को स्पिनर्स की जरूरत है, बट अगेन एवरीवन इज अनसोल्ड।
मुजीबुर रहमान मेरे लिए शॉकिंग था थोड़ा, क्योंकि वो क्वालिटी स्पिनर हैं, खासकर पावर प्ले में उनका आपको अटैक देखने को मिल जाता है। तो ऐसे बॉलर्स को, अगर ऐसे बॉलर अभी अनसोल्ड जा रहे हैं, हालांकि अभी मुझे लग रहा है लास्ट राउंड में सब चीज़ें थोड़ी सी और क्लियर हो जाएंगी, पर थोड़ा सा मुजीबुर रहमान थोड़ा सा मेरे
बचेंगे तो क्लियर हो पाएगी ना।
देखिए मुजीबुर रहमान मेरे हिसाब से अनसोल्ड लास्ट तक चले जाएं, ये और भी बड़ा शॉकिंग न्यूज़ होगा मेरे लिए, क्योंकि ऐसा क्वालिटी प्लेयर आपको नहीं मिलता है। और उमर जई का बिकना, उसके बाद मुजीबुर रहमान का ना बिकना, तो ये थोड़ा सा शॉकिंग है मेरे लिए।
उत्कर्ष, आपका क्या कहना है इसमें?
हाँ, मैं सर की बात को पहले एक्सटेंड करना चाहूँगा। जो IPL के लेवल की बात की है, IPL देखिए ये मिनी ऑक्शन आप क्यों कराते हैं? आप मिनी ऑक्शन कराते हैं कि भाई आपकी लास्ट ईयर के सीजन में जो खामियां थी आप उसे दूर कर सकें। आपकी खामियां अगर गेंदबाजी है, आप सिर्फ एक गेंदबाज को लाकर 23 करोड़ रुपए दे देंगे, आपकी खामी दूर हो गई? नहीं दूर होगी। आप मिचेल स्टार्क के साथ देख चुके हैं, वो RCB को अपने कंधे पर लेकर चले थे, कंधा टूट गया, वो टीम नहीं जीत पाई, आज तक नहीं जीत पाई। इतिहास हम सबको ही जानते हैं। बुमराह अकेले मुंबई इंडियंस को नहीं जिता सकते। टीम बनाने की जो बात हुई, इसको काफी हद तक मुंबई इंडियंस कई बार कहता रहा है। हार्दिक पांड्या को लेकर उन्होंने कहा कि भाई हार्दिक पांड्या, आप कहते हैं कि बड़े खिलाड़ी बन गए, उनका कहना है कि भाई हम ढूंढ के लेके आए, हमारा जो टैलेंट हंट पूल है उनको ढूंढ कर लेकर आया, निकाल कर लेकर आया। तो उनका ये कहना है कि भाई हमारे प्लेयर जो हैं वो जाते हैं, ढूंढते हैं, हमारा मैनेजमेंट खिलाड़ियों को लेकर आता है। शायद यही वजह है कि मुंबई इंडियंस बाकी टीमों से ऊपर नजर आती है, उनके पास टैलेंट नजर आते हैं। तिलक वर्मा, जिसको हम देख रहे हैं भाई, जिनके ऊपर अभी इंडियन क्रिकेट इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है कि भाई तिलक वर्मा एक खिलाड़ी ऐसे हो सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पर नए खिलाड़ियों पर इन्वेस्टमेंट जरूरी है, लेकिन जब बाहर से आप खिलाड़ियों को लाकर पैसे ज्यादा देंगे तो हमारे नए खिलाड़ी हताश हो जाएंगे। बिगेस्ट एग्जाम्पल शायद रिंकू सिंह हो सकते हैं
जी। लेकिन उत्कर्ष, यहाँ पर
मैं इसमें और भी ऐड करूंगा। देखो आप इंडियन टीम के सिलेक्टर को देखो, T20 के जो सिलेक्टर्स हैं, T20 की वर्ल्ड कप की टीम आप सिलेक्ट करते हो, कोई सिलेक्टर, नेशनल सिलेक्टर जाके ग्रास रूट पे प्लेयर को देख के आ रहा है? नहीं ना। आपके लिए तो IPL फ्रेंचाइजीज सारा काम करके दे रही है, आपको तो सिर्फ IPL देखना है। अपने 11-15 जो है, आप उसमें से भी अगर अपने 15 नहीं चुन सकते तो फिर आप में सही में खामी है। बट माई पॉइंट इज कि आप रणजी, आप अपनी टेस्ट की स्क्वाड बनाते हो, तो आप टीम्स कहां से, प्लेयर्स कहां से आप आइडेंटिफाई कर रहे हो? रणजी ट्रॉफी, दुलीप ट्रॉफी से आइडेंटिफाई कर रहे हो। बट आप ग्रास रूट लास्ट माइल पे जाके आप सेलेक्ट कर रहे हो प्लेयर नहीं, उसके लिए स्टेट एसोसिएशन का अपना सिलेक्शन कमेटी है, जो कि जूनियर लेवल तक सिलेक्शन कमिटीज है उनके, वो आइडेंटिफाई करता है टैलेंट, तब जाके प्लेयर जो है रणजी ट्रॉफी या दिलीप ट्रॉफी लेवल पे उभरता है, तब जाके उसको नेशनल सेलेक्टर्स जो है इंडिया के लिए आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं, राइट? वही पूल एक IPL में भी बन रहा है, जहां पे जूनियर लेवल पे जो है फ्रेंचाइज, जो अभी मुंबई इंडियंस का टैलेंट स्काउटिंग टीम है या किसी और फ्रेंचाइज का टैलेंट स्काउटिंग टीम है, वो जाके एक हार्दिक पांड्या या तिलक वर्मा या नेहल वडेरा को आइडेंटिफाई कर रहा है, जिसके बेसिस पे इंडियन टीम उस प्लेयर को उठा रही है। तो एक सिस्टम यहां पे बन के तैयार हो रहा है, विच मीन्स इंडियन क्रिकेट ने भी आइडेंटिफाई किया है कि जो फ्रेंचाइज का टैलेंट स्काउटिंग प्रोग्राम है उसका एक इंपॉर्टेंस है। तभी आप तिलक वर्मा को एक बढ़ावा दे रहे हो, आप आइडेंटिफाई कर रहे हो और फिर आप उसी टैलेंट स्काउटिंग प्रोग्राम को इंसल्ट करते हो भाई, बार बार आप टीम को ब्रेकअप करके। तो वो उसमें बैलेंस ही नहीं है। मैं चाहता हूं कि आप, अगर एक एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे दे रहा हूं, 50-100 करोड़ का आपका साल का IPL का ऑक्शन का पर्स होता है, आप उसको ब्रेक कीजिए। आप बोलिए 50, आपके पास अभी एक बनी बनाई, मुंबई इंडियंस का एग्जाम्पल देता हूं, आपके पास एक बनी बनाई टीम है अभी, जिसमें जो भी 22-25 लड़के हैं, 100 करोड़ का समझ लीजिए आपका ऑक्शन पर्स होने वाला है, अगले साल आप जाओगे मेगा ऑक्शन से पहले, आप बोलिए कि ठीक है आप 50 करोड़ तक प्लेयर्स जो है रिटेन कीजिए, आप इंटरनली क्या देना चाहते हैं प्लेयर को, वो 50 करोड़ में से मैं नहीं पूछूंगा, आप एक लिस्ट सबमिट कीजिए हु यू आर पेइंग व्हाट टू, और आप जो 50 करोड़ है वो आप ऑक्शन में खर्चा कीजिए। तो आप एक ऐसा सिस्टम लगाइए। आप क्या बोल रहे हो, नहीं आप 4 प्लेयर रिटर्न करोगे, इसको 4 करोड़, इसको आप 6 करोड़ दोगे, 8 करोड़ दोगे, जो भी उसका ब्रेकअप है। अरे भाई हो सकता है मैं एक बच्चे को रिटेन करना चाहता हूं जिसकी वैल्यू 1 करोड़ ही हो, मैं उसको क्यों 8 करोड़ दूं भाई।
ट्रू।
हो सकता है एक 22 साल का बच्चा है जिसको मैंने आइडेंटिफाई किया है, मैं रिटेन करना चाहता हूं, तुम मुझे क्यों बता रहे हो कि मैं उस बच्चे को कितने पैसे दूं। तो ये सिस्टम ही गलत है, और खैर आईपीएल इसके बारे में सोच नहीं रहा है।
या बट अनिमेश, यहाँ पे अगर इसको मैं थोड़ा एक्सटेंड करूँ तो क्या हम एक स्क्वाड का जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो बढ़ा के इस चीज़ को हम उसे कर्व कर सकते हैं कि 25 का स्क्वाड 30 का कर दें, ओवरसीज स्लॉट उतने ही रखें, इंडियन स्लॉट्स को बढ़ा दें।
देखिए ये ऑप्शन नहीं होना चाहिए जो श्रीनी सर ने कहा, वो मतलब थोड़ा लॉजिकल है। आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट ज़्यादा ग्रास रूट लेवल से ही करनी पड़ेगी। ये तो आप एक्सटेंड करते जाओगे लेकिन आपने रूल नहीं चेंज किया तो फिर भी वही चीज़ें दिखेंगी ना आपको। वो 30 के स्लॉट में भी आपको सारे स्टार प्लेयर कहीं ना फिर से दिखने लगे, और कहीं ना कहीं आप अगर सही बात है कि आप तो रिंकू सिंह ने परफॉर्म कर दिया, अब अभिषेक पोरेल एक नाम है, अभिषेक पोरेल अगर अच्छा करते हैं लेकिन उनको टीम रिटेन करना चाहती है पर वो स्लॉट्स उतने अवेलेबल नहीं है, तो वो उनको रिलीज करेंगे, फिर से रिटेन करने के लिए बिड में जाएंगे, और वहाँ पे उनको फाइट भी करना पड़ सकता है। लेकिन उसमें स्क्वाड बढ़ाने से मुझे नहीं लग रहा ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व होने वाली। कहीं ना कहीं ग्रास रूट लेवल से कहीं ना कहीं ये चीज़ें, रूल्स हैं, इनको ही चेंज करना चाहिए, या फिर एक पूरा बुक में जो आपका लॉ है उनमें ही कुछ चेंजेस होनी चाहिए।
Yashin, you were saying something?
No, I was not.
अच्छा, ओके। उत्कर्ष, कमिंग बैक टू द ऑक्शंस नाउ, स्पिनर्स की मैं बात कर रहा था। स्पिनर्स हैवंट अट्रैक्टेड एनी ऑफ द बिड्स, और बड़े नाम है तबरेज, शामसी, मुजीब, जो हम सोच रहे थे कि शायद वो जाएंगे बिडिंग के अंदर क्योंकि रिक्वायरमेंट है। व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से?
देखिए मुझे लगता है सारा पैसा फास्ट बॉलरों को दे दिया गया है। फास्ट बॉलर सबसे इन्वेस्टमेंट यहाँ पर कीमती रखे गए हैं। इंडिया में आईपीएल होता है, शायद ये बहुत लोग दुबई में बैठ के शायद नहीं समझ पाए कि आईपीएल में इंडिया होना है, स्पिनर्स की क्या कीमत होती है। शायद बहुत हद तक टीम जो गई है पार्ट टाइम स्पिनर्स के ऊपर कि भाई हम उनके ऊपर से हम अपना काम चला लेंगे, स्पेशलिस्ट स्पिनर में शायद इसकी कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है। वो एक रीज़न हो सकता है, लेकिन हाँ स्पिनर बड़ा क्रूशल रोल प्ले करते हैं। जब भी आप पर्पल कैप में देखें, पिछले आप 1-2 सीजन अगर हटा के देखें, आपको मोस्टली वहाँ पर स्पिनर नजर आते थे, लेकिन पिछले 1-2 साल से कुछ ट्रेंड चेंज हुआ है, फास्ट बॉलर के सर पर वो कैप सजने लगी है। शायद ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा रीज़न हो सकता है कि अब आप फास्ट बॉलर के ऊपर इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं।
जी, लेकिन पार्ट टाइमर्स पे आप जा सकते हैं, ठीक है, लेकिन और वहाँ पे इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर का भी एक रूल है, लेकिन एक स्पिनर, फ्रंटलाइन स्पिनर होना वो ज़रूरी है मेरे ख्याल से।
बिल्कुल, फ्रंट लाइन स्पिनर आपको चाहिए। वो जो 4 ओवर होते हैं बहुत मैच टर्निंग ओवर हो सकते हैं। आप यूजी चहल को देख सकते हैं, जिस तरीके की वो गेंदबाजी करते हैं, उनके साथ अश्विन वहाँ पर मिल जाते हैं, टीम का कॉम्बिनेशन काफ़ी अच्छा नजर आता है। केकेआर की अगर बात कर लें, उनके पास आप स्टार्क देखेंगे और वरुण चक्रवर्ती देखेंगे, बीच में आपको कोई गेंदबाज नजर नहीं आएगा।
सुयश शर्मा को भूल गए,
सुयश को आप ले सकते हैं बिल्कुल, आप ऐसे फिर रसल को ले सकते हैं, लेकिन आप फ्रंट लाइन अगर बॉलर देखें तो आपको 2 ही नजर आते हैं। बाकी आप ऑलराउंडर की लिस्ट में जाकर देख सकते हैं, तो 2 गेंदबाज के दम पर आईपीएल जीतना थोड़ा मुश्किल है।
जी, अनिमेश, व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से कि ठीक है पार्ट टाइमर्स की बात हम करते हैं, इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर भी अब बहुत बड़ा एक रोल प्ले करने लगा है, लेकिन एक फ्रंटलाइन स्पिनर का होना बहुत ज़रूरी है।
इसका एग्जांपल आपके सामने एक एसआरएच है। देखिए मयंक मार्कंडे वहाँ लीड करते हैं स्पिन अटैक को, उसके अलावा आपके पास पार्ट टाइमर्स के पास आपको जाना पड़ता है, वो अभिषेक शर्मा और अब्दुल समद। तो आज मुझे लग रहा था कहीं ना कहीं मुजीब उनके लिए एक अच्छे ऑप्शन हो सकते हैं, तबरेज शामसी भी अच्छे ऑप्शन थे, हालांकि मुजीब बेटर ऑप्शन होते, लेकिन इसीलिए उन्होंने वरिंदू पे तो वो बिड लगाई, और आप उनके बिडर्स को देख भी रहे थे, उनके चेहरे पर खुशी साफ दिख रही थी कि 1.5 करोड़ में उनको लेने के बाद उनके बेस प्राइस पे वो हैप्पीनेस थी। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि उनको और बिड करना चाहिए। अगर मुजीब हैं ऑप्शन में तो बिड कर सकते थे, हालांकि वरिंदू उनके लिए एक अच्छा ऑप्शन रहा है, लेकिन वरिंदू का आईपीएल हिस्ट्री इतना अच्छा नहीं रहा है जी मुजीब के कंपैरिजन में। और वो अगर देखिए कहीं ना कहीं जिस तरह से एक ऑलराउंडर है, आरसीबी के लिए उन्होंने कुछ खास नहीं किया था, बल्ले से भी खामोश रहे थे और गेंदबाजी में भी उतना कुछ खास करिश्मा नहीं करके दिखाया था। तो एसआरएच को मुझे लगता है उनके लिए बेस्ट बाई मुजीबुर रहमान होते हैं, जो उनको पावर प्ले में भी उनके लिए थोड़ा मददगार साबित होता है।
लेकिन उत्कर्ष, यहाँ पर एसआरएच के पास बहुत ओवरसीज प्लेयर्स हैं। आई मीन यू डोंट रियली नीड समवन, ठीक है, नीड है एज अ क्रिकेटर नीड है, लेकिन लाइनअप को आप देखेंगे तो वो रिक्वायरमेंट अब है नहीं। शायद
बैलेंस करना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा कि आपके पास अगर इतने सारे प्लेयर दे दिए जाएं, आप बैलेंस कैसे करेंगे। आप याद कीजिए आईपीएल के जो शुरुआती दिन हुआ करते थे, 2009 का जो सीजन था साउथ अफ्रीका में गया, केकेआर लगभग 60 से ज़्यादा प्लेयर अपने साथ लेकर गया था। तब स्क्वाड की लिमिटेशन नहीं थी, आप 60 खिलाड़ियों को लेकर गए। अगले 10 दिन में बोल दिया गया कि चलिए भाई 10 खिलाड़ी वापस चले जाइए आप इंडिया, आपका पूरा पैसा हम पे करेंगे। तो जब इतना बड़ा आप पूल लेकर जाएंगे, आपके पास बैलेंसिंग ढूंढना बड़ा मुश्किल होगी। हैदराबाद की टीम ऑलरेडी स्ट्रगल कर रही है, ऐसा नहीं है कि हैदराबाद की टीम कोई बहुत अच्छा सीजन खेलती हुई आ रही है, स्ट्रगल लगातार उनका जारी है, तो मुश्किल यहाँ पर होने वाली है एसआरएच के लिए। बेशक आपने बड़े बड़े नाम वहाँ पर इन्वेस्ट कर दिए हैं, लेकिन सीजन आसान नहीं होने वाला भाई।
जी सीज़न आसान नहीं होने वाला, और मुझे ये बिडिंग एसआरएच की तरफ से थोड़ी सरप्राइजिंग हमेशा लगती है। ठीक है, आपने पैट कमिंस को वहाँ पे लिया, आपने बिड अच्छे करे, लेकिन इतने ओवरसीज प्लेयर अनिमेश, आई मीन यू हैव व्हाट एडन मार्करम, ग्लेन फिलिप्स, हेनरिक क्लासन, मार्को यंसन, उसके बाद आपने पैट कमिंस भी ले लिया, हसरंगा भी ले लिया।
हेड का करेंगे क्या, ये
ट्रेविस हेड का क्या करेंगे एग्जैक्टली? ट्रेविस
हेड आपके लिए क्या करने वाले हैं? या तो वो बॉलिंग जो पार्ट टाइम बॉलर बन गए थे वर्ल्ड कप में, वो उनकी पार्ट टाइम बॉलिंग देखने को मिली थी, वो फिर से जो विकेट कीपिंग ऑप्शन रहते थे वो फिर से मुझे लग रहा है बनने वाले होंगे। 3 विकेट कीपर, अगर ट्रेविस हेड को एज एन विकेट कीपिंग ऑप्शन भी देखे तो आपके हेनरिक क्लासन है, ग्लेन फिलिप्स हैं, और फिर से और हेनरिक क्लासन को छोड़ दिया था तो ग्लेन फिलिप्स और ये ट्रेविस हेड दोनों बॉलर भी हैं, पार्ट टाइम बॉलर्स भी हैं। तो क्या करेंगे, किस तरह से कॉम्बिनेशन बनाएंगे, क्योंकि वही हर साल उनके साथ होता है। हैरी ब्रूक को आपने ले तो लिया था पिछले साल भी, पिछले सीजन में, लेकिन उनके साथ क्या किया वो समझ
ही नहीं आया आपकी, आपको उनके साथ करना क्या है एग्जैक्टली। मतलब थोड़ा सा ब्लेम होता है हैरी ब्रूक को लेकर के कि उन्होंने पिछले आईपीएल सीजन में क्या किया, लेकिन आप
एसआरएच फ्रेंचाइजी के साथ ये हमेशा से इशू रहा है कि उनके अंदर वो क्लैरिटी नहीं है कि वो कोई रोड मैप नहीं तैयार करते, वो कैसे लेकर जाएंगे इस पूरे सीजन में, और ये हमेशा रहा है। केन विलियमसन के साथ जो स्टोरीज आपने कहीं ना कहीं देखी होंगी, किस तरह से उनके साथ चीजें अच्छी नहीं गई।
बिल्कुल,
और वो हो सकते थे उनके की मोमेंट, आप एक प्लेयर में इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे थे, आप उनको लगातार उनके साथ बैकअप उनको पूरा बैक करते आगे लेकर जाते, लेकिन वो ऐसा किया नहीं उस फ्रेंचाइजी ने।
जी, शायद लीडरशिप की कमी उनके अंदर देखने को मिली है। पिछले कुछ सालों से स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं कि भाई स्टार्ट आपका आईपीएल भुवनेश्वर कुमार करते हैं, फिर मार्करम आ जाते हैं,
और अवेलेबिलिटी का बहुत
साथ देखिए लास्ट सीजन जब साउथ अफ्रीका T20 लीग में एसआरएच गया था, वहां पे विनर बन के आए थे,
जीत के
एडन मार्करम की कप्तानी में आपने वो पूरा सीजन जीत लिया। उसके बाद आपने यहाँ पे भुवनेश्वर कुमार को आपने कप्तान बना दिया, फिर उनकी कप्तानी में आपको ज्यादा भरोसा नहीं दिखा, फिर आपने चेंज करके स्किप करके
पार्ट टाइम कैप्टनसी थी,
पार्ट टाइम कैप्टनसी थी। तो लेकिन एडन मार्करम अगर आपके पास ठीक है 2-3 मैच के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं थे, लेकिन उनसे पूरे सीजन की कप्तानी आपको हमेशा से करानी चाहिए थी। आपको एक अनाउंसमेंट करनी चाहिए कि एडन मार्करम हमारे कप्तान।
जी, इस बार कौन होगा कप्तान? फिर से एक बार
अभी तक तो कोई ऐसी खबर नहीं है,
लेकिन मार्करम से ले लेना कैप्टनसी मुझे नहीं समझ आएगा, क्योंकि उन्होंने एज यू सेड एक लीग जिताई है, लेकिन पैट कमिंस अगर वहां पे आ गए हैं तो प्रॉब्ली WTC विनर, वर्ल्ड कप
विनिंग कैप्टन है भाई। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी उनके प्रॉब्लम है अवेलेबिलिटी की। 2 महीने के वो लगातार इंडिया में रहेंगे।
पैट कमिंस जिस चीज को छूते हैं उसको सोना कर देते हैं, तो फिर मेरे हिसाब से वही मुझे लग रहा है हमारा लाइव देख रहे थे।
मेरे ख्याल में
इतनी बड़ी बिड लगाई है।
मेरे ख्याल में एसआरएच आर बैंकिंग ऑन द ऑस्ट्रेलियन कैप्टन्स, इट वाज अ ऑस्ट्रेलियन प्लेयर हु वन देम आईपीएल in 2016।
बिल्कुल,
डेविड वार्नर।
3 प्लेयर्स ऐसे हैं कहीं ना कहीं। ट्रेविस हेड को तो मैं नहीं कहूंगा, क्योंकि उनको कितने मौके मिलेंगे ये बड़ा सवाल होगा। पैट कमिंस और मिचेल स्टार्क पर इतनी हाईएस्ट बिड गई है, इतनी ज़्यादा बिड लगाई गई है, उसका एक बड़ा कारण है कि ये खिलाड़ी पूरा मैच नहीं पूरा सीजन पलट सकते,
लेकिन पूरा सीजन खेलना पड़ेगा। शर्त इनकी ये होती है कि
इस बार तो खेलेंगे। देखिए कहीं ना कहीं 2023 वर्ल्ड कप आपके सामने था, और ऑस्ट्रेलियन प्लेयर्स का ये हमेशा से रहा है, वो प्रेफरेंस तय कर लेते हैं अपनी।
उत्कर्ष यहाँ पर अगर ट्रेविस हेड आप पूरा खिलाने वाले हैं, पैट कमिंस को पूरा सीजन,
ट्रेविस हेड तो नहीं पूरा खेलेंगे, ये तो
पैट कमिंस अगर पूरा खेलते हैं, एडन मार्करम को आप नहीं हटा सकते, हेनरिक क्लासन आपको वहाँ चाहिए फॉर कीपिंग,
बिल्कुल
कोई एक जन चाहिए, तो फिर आपके
मुझे तो लग रहा है हेनरिक क्लासन जिस तरह से अच्छा सीजन गया था, उनको भी प्लेइंग 11 से जब तक कुछ बहुत खराब वो नहीं कर देते सीजन में, बाहर करना मुश्किल होगा।
3 तो आपके ये ओवरसीज हो गए। आप अगर ट्रेविस हेड को भी डालते हैं, या आप ट्रेविस हेड को एज एन इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर खिलाना चाहते हैं कि आप 8+3 का एक इक्वेशन बनाएंगे,
मुझे तो लग रहा है यही होगा, या तो आप ग्लेन फिलिप्स के साथ जाएंगे, ट्रेविस हेड के साथ जाएंगे।
प्रोबेबली आई जस्ट फील कि ट्रेविस
जी डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर पर भी डिपेंड करता है कि वो आप एग्जैक्टली देंगे किसको, कौन सा खिलाड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबल होगा। वो मार्करम होने वाले हैं, या फिर अगर फ्रेंचाइजी खुद डिसीजन करेगा, नहीं भाई हम डिसाइड करेंगे।
लेकिन अगर यहाँ पे ट्रेविस हेड को अगर आप एज एन इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर खिलाते हैं, तो वहाँ एक फायदा हो सकता है कि आप मार्को यंसन को बॉलिंग में ला सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल, वाइस वर्सा आपको बॉलिंग वहां पर चाहिए, आपके लिए अकेले पैट कमिंस बॉलिंग नहीं करेंगे।
और उसके साथ आपके साथ जयदेव उनाटकट है, उसके अलावा फारूकी नहीं खेल सकते, फारूकी की जगह नहीं बनेगी अब।
वही प्लेइंग 11 बनाना बहुत मुश्किल है। बनिंदु हसरंगा को बोल रहे हैं आज ही खरीद,
बनिंदु हसरंगा एग्जैक्टली, बनिंदु हसरंगा को आपने खरीद लिया, लेकिन उसे आप खिलाएंगे कैसे?
जी, और आपके पास आईपीएल के ड्रीम प्लेयर उनाटकट है भाई, उनका जो रिकॉर्ड कहता है
उनाटकट 11 में खेल सकते हैं।
जी, वो 11 में
इस सारे कॉम्बिनेशन के बाद आई फील उनाटकट हैं जो खेल सकते हैं,
जगह बनती है। पैसे थोड़ा कम मिले।
एसआरएच का पॉइंट्स टेबल में क्या होने वाला है आपको कहीं ना कहीं से दिख रहा होगा, अगर उनाटकट आपके प्लेइंग 11 में दिख रहे हैं तो।
बिल्कुल, पैसा थोड़ा कम मिला है हर बार के हिसाब से जो होता है, लेकिन हाँ फिर भी इस बार आईपीएल में,
पिछली बार तो बहुत शॉकिंग था,
बहुत ज्यादा शॉकिंग था। लेकिन ठीक है, वो पिछले साल की बात थी, बट अगेन मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि एसआरएच ओवरसीज 11 बनाने की सोच रहा है अपनी। कमिंग टू आरसीबी क्या करना चाह रहा है? What are they thinking? I mean, प्लेयर्स ले नहीं रहे, ले रहे हैं तो इतने महंगे ले रहे हैं.
देखिए ऑन पेपर वो टीम सबसे स्ट्रांग है, मुझे लगता है उनका मोटो क्लियर है भाई कि
वो तो 2008 से स्ट्रांग है.
मैच के पहले हमें सबसे स्ट्रांग दिखना है, सामने वाला वैसे ही हमसे गेम से आउट हो जाए. लेकिन एक बहुत सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये उनके सामने आती है कि भाई आप चिन्ना स्वामी में उतरते हो बिना बॉलर्स के. आपके पास जो भी बॉलर हैं चिन्ना स्वामी में, वो कोई भी एक गेंदबाज आप ले आइए, आप कमिंस को उतार दीजिए, स्टार्क को उतार दीजिए. स्टार्क ऑलरेडी खेल चुके हैं आरसीबी से, उनका हाल हमने देख लिया. उस मैदान पर जब तक आपके पास बॉलिंग यूनिट नहीं होगी आप नहीं जीत सकते. आपके वहां पर मैक्सवेल मार देंगे रन, आपके फैफ डुप्लेसी मार देंगे, विराट मार देंगे, डिफेंड कौन करेगा?
तो इस बार भी नहीं है.
जारी जोसेफ आ तो गए 11.5 करोड़.
जारी जोसेफ आ गए, कैमरन ग्रीन भी है, तो खिलाओगे किसको आप? ऑप्शन तो वहां तो फाइट तो यही है. आपके जो मेन बॉलर है वो आकाशदीप है, विजय कुमार व्यास है, वो तो ऑलराउंडर.
प्रॉब्लम ये है विजय कुमार
जारी जोसेफ को लेके आए, उसके अलावा आपने फाइट किया है.
विजय कुमार वैशक, आकाशदीप और
कैमरन ग्रीन को आपने ट्रेड कर लिया है.
तीनों का यही प्रॉब्लम है कि रन्स बहुत देते हैं. एंड आल्सो रीस्टॉप ली. आई मीन आप वैसे तो उनकी जगह बन नहीं रही अब, क्योंकि विद अलजारी जोसेफ को अगर 11.5 करोड़ में खरीदा तो आप उन्हें ही खिलाएंगे. बट अगर
आप देख लीजिए ओवरसीज उनके गिने जाए तो फाफ ओपन करेंगे आपके लिए, उसके बाद
फाफ मैक्सवेल तो पक्के ही हैं
बिल्कुल,
और उसके बाद आपको अलजारी खिलाते हैं आप, तो फिर आप किसे
या तो रीस्टॉपले खेलेंगे या तो कैमरन ग्रीन. 2 ऑलराउंडर और मेन बॉलर्स आपके फिर वही होंगे, आकाशदीप और अजय कुमार.
देखिए ऑप्शन हो गया लेकिन आरसीबी अपनी प्रॉब्लम अभी ढूंढ नहीं पाया, वो सॉल्व नहीं कर पाया. जो प्रॉब्लम थी बॉलिंग की बरकरार है अभी.
आई जस्ट होप दे गो टू डोमेस्टिक प्लेयर्स दिस टाइम, अनकैप्ड प्लेयर्स को खिलाएं और उस तरीके उससे बैलेंस करें, तभी बैलेंस आ सकता है आपके पास.
पिछली बार कोशिश की थी, विजय कुमार व्यास डोमेस्टिक से ही लेके आए थे आप, लेकिन वो बैलेंस दिखा नहीं ना.
ठीक है, एक एक्सपीरियंस की भी बात होती है.
कंपटीशन इतना हाई
आप
होता है,
16 सीजन एक्सपीरियंस देने के लिए थोड़ी खेल रहे हैं सौम्य. आप खुद देखिए, आप 16 सीजन से आपको जीत नहीं मिली, आप एक भी ट्रॉफी से महरूम है, आपकी फैन फॉलोइंग सबसे ज्यादा है, ये सब ठीक है, लेकिन उसके अलावा एक बूस्टअप चाहिए होता है.
जी,
मेरे हिसाब से वो इस साल भी नहीं आने वाला.
मुझसे ज्यादा कौन जानता है इस चीज को. लेकिन थोड़ा सा बात करूंगा मैं मुंबई इंडियंस की. उत्कर्ष, क्या लग रहा है? अच्छी टीम दिख रही है, जो थोड़े मिसिंग पीसेस थे.
देखिए परफेक्ट टीम दिख रही है, परफेक्ट टीम दिख रही है. पेपर
जो 22 थे वो और भी परफेक्ट थे
जी, परफेक्ट दिख रही है टीम. कप्तानी जरूर बदली है, ट्रेंडिंग काफी है इधर बीच. बहुत सारे लोग हैं, तरह तरह की बातें जरूर टीम के बारे में कर रहे हैं, लेकिन आप पेपर पर उठा कर देखिए, चाहे बैटिंग की बात कर लें. अब रोहित शर्मा एज एन ओपनर खेलेंगे, अब रोहित शर्मा आपके लिए वो कप्तानी वाला जो रोल है वो प्रेशर नहीं करेंगे. हो सकता है उनका बैटिंग ऑर्डर भी ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, काइंड ऑफ शफल भी कर दिया जाए, लेकिन ज्यादा फ्रीली खेलेंगे. पिछले 2-3 सीजन से रन नहीं आए रोहित शर्मा के लिए, हर कोई इस बात को जानता है. शायद हम तीनों में से भी रोहित शर्मा को एक कोई ग्रेट इनिंग आईपीएल में याद करना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा यहाँ पर तो, लेकिन इस बार उम्मीद होगी कि थोड़ा फ्रीली
मेरे ख्याल से यहाँ पे उन
रोहित शर्मा को लेकर मेरी समझ तो खैर अलग है. वो
जी
कई बार मैं बोल चुका हूँ, आज रहने देते हैं उसे.
मेरे हिसाब से रोहित शर्मा का जो रोल रह सकता है, इफ आई हैव द अथॉरिटी टू मेक दैट 11, आई वुड रादर कीप हिम एज एन इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर. विद ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट कि आपने बहुत कुछ करा है, आपने एक लेगेसी क्रिएट कर दी है, आपने 5 टाइटल जीते, अब आप आराम कीजिए और सिर्फ वो था ना, एक 6-8 ओवर खेलिए, हमें एक अच्छा स्टार्ट दीजिए, वाइल चेजिंग, वाइल बैटिंग फर्स्ट, और उसके बाद आप जाइए वहाँ पे प्लानिंग करिए. वर्कआउट में प्लानिंग ज्यादा करिए,
सिर्फ पावर प्ले खेलिए और आउट हो जाइए.
नहीं, आउट नहीं हो जाइए.
देखिए
वर्ल्ड कप की बात क्यों करते हैं?
अगर रोहित शर्मा की आईपीएल की कप्तानी को आप तवज्जो दे रहे हैं, उसके बाद इंडियन टीम की कप्तानी, उसमें सिर्फ वर्ल्ड कप के वो 10 मैच थे जहां पर रोहित शर्मा सच में एक कप्तान के रूप में दिख रहे थे, कुछ ऐसे डिसीजन लेते हुए. वही फाइनल में आपके 10 ओवर पहले ही आपके कंधे गिर गए थे. तो उनको अगर आप 5 आईपीएल ट्रॉफी उनके पास हैं, वो कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है मेरे हिसाब से. मैं पहले भी कह चुका हूँ और ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. तो मेरे हिसाब से अब इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर की तरह ही खेलना उनके लिए लाजमी होगा. अगर हार्दिक पांड्या की कप्तानी में उनके पास जिस तरह से प्लेयर्स हैं और जिस तरह के आज के बाइज हैं, गेराल्ड कोचजे, दिल्सन मधुशंका, तो मुंबई इंडियंस बहुत दूर का सोच रही है और अगले साल मेगा ऑक्शन आने वाला है. तो उनका पूरा फोकस उस साल पे रहेगा और इस साल वो कमबैक करने की कोशिश करेंगे.
बट लेकिन फैंस चाहते हैं कि रोहित शर्मा इस बार एक लंबा स्कोर बनाए. विराट कोहली आपके लिए हर दूसरे तीसरे सीजन में आपको 500 रन बनाकर देते हैं. रोहित शर्मा शायद वहां तक पहुंचते हैं लेकिन 400, 450 तक रुक जाते हैं. आप खेलिए इस बार फ्रीली. मुंबई इंडियंस की टीम स्ट्रांग दिख रही है, बड़ा डीप बैटिंग लाइनअप है, गेंदबाजी भी पूरी तरीके से टाइट
मुंबई इंडियंस की टीम कभी वीक तो लगी नहीं है, मुझे तो नहीं लगी.
पिछले साल थी,
इंजरीज हो गई थी. बुमराह के बिना वो टीम वैसे भी, चाहे इंडियन टीम हो, मुंबई की टीम हो, बुमराह के बिना थोड़ी सी वीक लगती है, लेकिन बुमराह भी आ गए तो
हार्दिक पांड्या गुजरात में जाने के बाद बुमराह ही उनकी स्ट्रेंथ बचे थे. उसके अलावा आप देखिए वो स्टार प्लेयर्स थे, कहीं ना कहीं केरन पोलार्ड थे वहां पे.
और मैं एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था स्टार्क और बुमराह की जोड़ी अगर साथ में हो, बट वो हुआ नहीं.
ज्यादा ही लीथल हो जाता.
रचन रविंद्र इज ही अ स्टील एनिमेज सीएसके के
भाई? अब तो डबल स्टील हो गया ना, 2 रविंद्र आ गए सीएसके.
2 रविंद्र आ गए.
तो डबल रविंद्रा की पावर कहीं ना कहीं, और धोनी उनको यूज करना जानते हैं. कहीं ना कहीं आपको ये देखने को मिलेगा रचिन रविंद्र बहुत की प्लेयर बनकर उभरेंगे इस पूरे सीजन में, क्योंकि बॉलिंग उतनी खास नहीं है, लेकिन बॉलिंग जिसकी खास नहीं होती वो MS धोनी में वो करिश्मा है कि वो उस बॉलिंग को खास बना देते हैं। तो रचिन रविंद्रा की देखिए स्ट्राइक रेट तो अच्छा था, बहुत खराब नहीं था, और उसको अब किया जा सकता है, तो वो एक की रोल बन सकते हैं। और लेकिन वही है कि आपकी प्लेइंग 11 में कैसे स्पेस बनेगा वो देखने वाली बात होगी।
हैंडी प्लेयर तो हैं उत्कर्ष।
करिश्मे की इन्होंने बात की, कहा कि वो करिश्मा धोनी के पास है। मैं चाहूंगा शार्दुल ठाकुर के ऊपर भी वो करिश्मा किया जाए, वो भी CSK में वापस लौटे हैं।
शार्दुल ठाकुर पे पूरा इन्वेस्टमेंट कहीं ना कहीं CSK का ही था, जो मुझे लग रहा है कि वो इंडियन टीम तक पहुंचने में वो कामयाब रहे, और जिस तरह से उन्होंने मेहनत की थी धोनी ने, वही एक इन्वेस्टमेंट थी।
शार्दुल ठाकुर भी एक स्टील ही है वैसे, 4 करोड़ में।
शार्दुल ठाकुर देखिए कहीं ना कहीं CSK ये पहले से क्लियर था, CSK उनके लेकर बहुत बढ़िया बिड करने वाली है, और 4 करोड़ उनके लिए बहुत अच्छा प्राइस था।
और ऑलराउंडर है वो, बॉलर नहीं है, ऑलराउंडर है भाई, वो अपने आप को बॉलर नहीं कहते हैं। तो यहाँ पर इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर वो भी है। साथ ही रचिन रविंद्र की आपने बात की, भाई न्यूज रूम में मैं बाहर बैठा था, कई सारे लोग डिसअपॉइंट भी हुए, कह रहे थे कि शायद ज्यादा पैसा मिलना चाहिए था, कुछ कम पैसा मिला।
रचिन रविंद्र को 1.5 करोड़ मतलब
बेस प्राइस ही उन्होंने अपना रखा हुआ था, खुद सेट कर रखा था उन्होंने 50 लाख, तो जो भी मिला पहली बार के हिसाब से ठीक है। लेकिन हाँ,
देखिए T20 प्लेयर तो अभी उन्होंने अपने आप को साबित भी नहीं किया है। T20 फॉर्मेट्स में उनके कुछ आंकड़े नहीं है, और आपने T20 फॉर्मेट में उनको खेलते हुए बहुत नहीं देखा है। ODI वर्ल्ड कप अच्छा गया था। आप ट्रेविस हेड को ही आप खुद सोचिए, 6.4 करोड़ मेरे लिए कोई बहुत बड़ा प्राइस नहीं था उनके हिसाब से। ट्रेविस हेड जिस तरह की विस्फोटक बल्लेबाजी करते हैं,
10 to 12 करोड़।
हाँ, तो लेकिन वही चीज है ना कि आप ODI फॉर्मेट में कितना अच्छा कर रहा है, ये T20 फॉर्मेट में बहुत मैटर नहीं करने वाला, और फ्रेंचाइजीज ने बहुत अच्छे से शो किया है।
और काफी हद तक एक जैसे बल्लेबाज भी हो जाते हैं। अगर गायकवाड़ की बात कर लें, आप रचिन रविंद्र की बात कर लें, दोनों वहाँ पर सीमेंट करने की कोशिश करते हैं, एंकर वाला रोल प्ले करते हैं। कोई बहुत अटैकिंग बैट्समैन नहीं दिखेंगे आपको वहाँ पर स्टार्टिंग में।
और 3 नंबर के प्लेयर के लिए रचिन रविंद्र सबसे परफेक्ट ऑप्शन होते हैं, पर वहाँ पे ऑप्शन बनेगा नहीं CSK में।
बिल्कुल। बात करते थोड़ी पंजाब किंग्स की उत्कर्ष। क्रिस वोक्स 4.2 करोड़, हर्षल पटेल 11.75 करोड़।
वो शॉकिंग था मेरे लिए भी।
वो सबके लिए शॉकिंग था। मैं न्यूज़
बेस प्राइस पे वो अगर अनसोल्ड जाते तो मेरे लिए शॉकिंग नहीं होता।
ट्रू। क्या कहना चाहोगे आप?
देखिए गेंदबाज वो बड़े शानदार हैं, उस गेंदबाजी के दम पर इंडियन टीम में आए थे, वर्ल्ड कप खेल गए थे, फिर ऐसे गायब हो गए कि लगा भाई कहाँ चले गए। हर्षल पटेल भी कोई गेंदबाज थे, T20 वर्ल्ड कप में खराब गेंदबाजी, टीम इंडिया से आउट हो गए। लेकिन कह सकते हैं कि उनका 2.0 वर्जन यहाँ पर स्टार्ट हुआ है। फिर से एक बार उनके ऊपर किसी ने ट्रस्ट दिखाया कि चलिए भाई हमारी गेंदबाजी लाइनअप को संभालिए। बेंगलोर के लिए गेंदबाजी करते थे, उस मैदान पर बहुत मार पड़ती थी।
ऐसा अनाउंस कर, लेकिन कि शिखर धवन खुद हर्षल को संभालते संभालते उनका पूरा सीजन निकल जाए।
नहीं,
पिछला सीजन जैसे शिखर का निकला था, हर सार प्लेयर को संभालते ही रह गए थे।
नहीं, इंपॉर्टेंट होगा कि वो 50 ना मारे, 4 ओवर में वो 50 से कम रन दें, क्योंकि उनकी गेंदबाजी कई बार
बहुत मुश्किल है उनके लिए, बहुत मुश्किल टास्क दे रहा है।
मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ कि हिज बैड डेज आर रियली बैड, और वो जरूरत से ज्यादा खराब हो जाता है।
वेरिएशन नहीं है। देखिए किसी बॉलर में अगर वेरिएशन नहीं, आप अपनी स्लोअर बॉल पे डिपेंड हो रहे हैं, तो कोई बहुत खास नहीं। आप हमेशा आपका एक ही एम रहता है कि आपको विकेट लेना है, वो भी बाउंड्री पे कैच करा।
पूरी दुनिया आपको जान चुकी है, अब आपके पास क्या आपकी स्पेशलिटी है?
आपके पास कुछ नया नहीं है ना। हर बार अब मोहम्मद शमी अगर कमबैक कर रहे हैं वर्ल्ड कप स्क्वाड में, तो वो वेरिएशन लेके आ रहा है ना। कुलदीप यादव अपनी सेकंड इनिंग खेल रहे हैं अपने करियर की, तो उनके पास वो वेरिएशन है। हर्षल पटेल के पास क्या है?
उस बॉल के
कौन होंगे? हर्षल पटेल किसके साथ गेंदबाजी करेंगे वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट है जी। तो एक बार आप पार्टनर्स बताएं कौन है उनके, कि भाई किसके साथ।
उससे पहले मैं एक छोटे से अपडेट देना चाहूंगा। इंडिया बैटिंग फर्स्ट और इंडिया हैव लॉस्ट द फर्स्ट विकेट। गायकवाड़ बाहर हो चुके हैं, आउट हो चुके हैं। बर्गर ने उन्हें LBW किया। ही हैज बीन ट्रैप्ड इन फ्रंट फॉर 4।
मेरे लिए सबसे बड़ी जानने का मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ, क्या रिंकू ने डेब्यू किया आज?
रिंकू ने डेब्यू कर लिया है,
ये अच्छी खबर है। रिंकू सिंह को बहुत बहुत बधाई।
और उनके साथ
ये डिजर्व करते थे वो।
बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग,
संजू सैमसन है स्क्वाड
जी बिल्कुल है, KL राहुल भी हैं।
तो जो हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे वही
लेकिन 3 नंबर पे तिलक वर्मा
ने छोड़ दिया है कि 4 नंबर पे प्रमोट कर दिया।
बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो वर्ल्ड कप के बाद डिसअपॉइंट हो गए। उनका कहना है कि वो क्रिकेट आज की डेट में सिर्फ रिंकू सिंह के लिए देख रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल।
तो रिंकू सिंह ने अपना नाम बनाया है, आज उन्हें मौका मिला।
पर मैं रजत पाटीदार के लिए थोड़ा निराश हूं कि वो पिछली बार भी एक सीरीज पे गए थे, बेंच स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ा के आए थे, इस बार भी ऐसा ना हो।
लेकिन एनिमेश कहीं ना कहीं वो एक प्रायोरिटी की बात हो जाती है।
तो प्रायोरिटी आप संजू सैमसन को क्यों दे रहे हैं?
सैमसन को देंगे
क्यों दे रहे हैं
आप? ये हमारा क्वेश्चन है। जो टीम मैनेजमेंट का जो
आउटलुक है, बैकअप है, उनको बैकअप की तरह ही टीम में रखना चाहिए था। उनको बहुत मौके मिल चुके हैं, वो साबित नहीं कर पाए उन मौकों पे अपने आप को। आप स्ट्राइक रेट और एवरेज का हवाला मत दीजिएगा प्लीज, क्योंकि कुछ मैचेस में खेल के अपने स्ट्राइक रेट अपना आप कर लिया, लेकिन वो कहीं ना कहीं फिट ही नहीं होते। 4 नंबर पे भी आपके फिट बैट्समैन है, आप उनको बैकअप में भी रखोगे, आपकी बहुत लंबी फेहरिस्त है 4 नंबर पे। 6 नंबर पे फिनिशर में सूर्य कुमार यादव तो चले ODI में फेल हो गए, रिंकू सिंह है, उसके अलावा और सारे कई प्लेयर्स हैं जो आपके सामने बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स होने वाले।
नहीं, संजू सैमसन के साथ सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये आती है, खासकर उनके फैन क्लब के साथ प्रॉब्लम ये आती है कि पूरा IPL जब वो 2 महीने लगातार खेलते हैं और परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाते, कोई आवाज़ नहीं आती है जी। लेकिन अगर एक मैच में वो नहीं चलते या फिर मौका नहीं दिया जाता है, सवाल उठ जाता है कि भाई संजू सैमसन क्यों नहीं खेल रहे हैं। संजू सैमसन का डेब्यू आज नहीं हुआ है, 2015 में हो गया था उनका डेब्यू, हम 2023 में बैठे हैं, 24 की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं। तो संजू सैमसन कोई नए खिलाड़ी नहीं है, मौके दिए गए, शायद अब वो जमाना चला गया कि आपको 3-4 सीरीजें मिलेंगी, आपको एक मैच मिलेगा, परफॉर्म कीजिए, नहीं तो आपके दरवाजे खुल जाएंगे।
जी, पीबीए केस के हम बात कर रहे थे पंजाब किंग्स की, वहाँ पर भी मतलब ये जो बाई है मेरे भी समझ से थोड़ा सा बाहर है, क्योंकि आप स्क्वाड उठा के देखें, रबाडा वहाँ पे है ही है, नाथन एलिस सही है, तो फिर कैसे फिट करेंगे सबको?
दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग मैम, मतलब ओवरसीज प्लेयर्स पे इतना पैसा लगाना मुझे मेरी समझ के बाहर हो गया है ये। बट कमिंग टू लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स, गुड पिक शिवम मावी 6.4 करोड़,
बिल्कुल, बहुत शानदार था,
बहुत अच्छे बैट्समैन और बॉलर है, तेज फेंकते हैं
जी। नोएडा के गेंदबाज हैं, यहीं पे शानदार गेंदबाजी
केकेआर ने बहुत इन्वेस्टमेंट भी किया उन पे,
केकेआर ने बहुत
सही प्राइस उन्हें इस बार अच्छा मिला, एक्सपेक्टेड शायद नहीं था इतना, जिस तरीके से उनका बेस प्राइस बढ़ना शुरू हुआ,
इतना ज्यादा तो मैंने भी एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था।
आपका क्या कहना है और शिवम मावी के पिक पे कॉम्बिनेशन बनाना
कितना तो अच्छा है, लेकिन इतना ज्यादा बिट जाएगा ये मेरे लिए एक्सपेक्टेड नहीं था, और लेकिन ठीक है,
मैंने भी 5
क्वालिटी बॉलर हैं, अभी भी वेरिएशन उनमें बाकी है, चीजें बदलने की कोशिश करते हैं, टेम्परामेंट बहुत अच्छा है, फील्ड पे जाते ही टेम्परामेंट लूज नहीं कर जाते हैं, जैसे हर्षल की हम अभी बात कर रहे थे। शिवम मावी कम उम्र के खिलाड़ी हैं, लेकिन केकेआर के लिए खेलते हुए कहीं ना कहीं कोचिंग का भी हवाला देना चाहिए कि वसीम अकरम की कोचिंग के अंडर में उन्होंने बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रूम किया है, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं उनके लिए बहुत फ़ायदेमंद साबित हुआ है। और जो वेरिएशन कहीं ना कहीं उमरान मलिक के साथ आप देखिए, कहीं ना कहीं जब लंबा सीजन खेले, आप बहुत तेज़ गेंदबाजी करते हैं तो आपके लिए सबसे ज़्यादा मुश्किल होता है कि आप बॉलिंग वेरिएशन को कंटिन्यू कर पाएँ। शिवम मावी ने भी वही कहीं ना कहीं मिस किया था और इसीलिए बहुत खर्चीले साबित हो रहे थे। अब लेकिन पिछले सीजन में भी जब वो खेल रहे थे तो थोड़ा सा उनमें सुधार दिखा था, और मुझे लग रहा है इसीलिए डोमेस्टिक को देखते हुए कहीं ना कहीं एलएसजी ने दांव चला।
जी, टॉकिंग अबाउट अनसोल्ड प्लेयर्स एंड लॉकी फर्गसन थोड़ा सा सरप्राइजिंग है, बाकी मेरे को समझ आता है स्टीव स्मिथ का अभी नहीं पिक हुए, उनका आई एग्री कि ठीक है, पर्स देख रहे हैं।
मनीष पांडे को मुझे लग रहा था सीएसके लेंगे,
मनीष पांडे का आई गेस
भी नहीं लिया गया है।
एग्जैक्टली, मनीष पांडे प्रोबेबली जो उनका बेस प्राइस है, इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन, दैट्स 50 लाख
जी,
या तो
वो मेरे ख्याल से बाद में शायद पिक हो सकते हैं इन द फैग एंड ऑफ द ऑक्शन। बट लॉकी फर्गसन आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट है, टीम्स की रिक्वायरमेंट थी, प्रोबेबली आरसीबी कुड हैव गॉन फॉर हिम।
बिल्कुल लगा था कि शायद उन्हें जरूरत होगी, बट उन्होंने भी कह दिया नहीं भाई हमें नहीं चाहिए।
रिच टॉपली के अलावा उनके पास कोई भी मुख्य तेज गेंदबाज नहीं है। वहां
पर आपके पास अलजारी जोसेफ है,
अलजारी जोसेफ, पर अलजारी जोसेफ से ज्यादा मैं लॉकी फर्ग्यूसन पे थोड़ा डिपेंड होना चाहूंगा।
एग्जैक्टली,
आपके पास पहले से इतने ऑप्शंस हैं, पहले से आपके पास इतने ऑलराउंडर हैं, फिनिशर हैं, वहां पे आपको अलजारी जोसेफ से ज्यादा जरूरत मेरे हिसाब से एक मुख्य तेज गेंदबाज की